What's up guys, Chaos Shinobi here. This is What If Naruto has fused Sharingan and Rinnegan. Summary: on the day of the Forbidden Scroll, Naruto gets a visit from the Sage of the Six Paths. The sage has a gift for Naruto, the true Rinnegan with the abilities of the Sharingan and Rinnegan. Chapter 1. Naruto had once again failed to become a Jonin. He felt so down, that when Mizuki told him about a makeup test he fell for it hook, line and sinker. The test was to steal the Forbidden Scroll and learn a jutsu from it. But it turned out that it was all a lie for Mizuki to get his hands on the scroll and frame Naruto for it. But Iruka-sensei had found him first. Which brings us to the present. Iruka, I said I would take care of you later. But I'm changing my mind. Now hurry up and die, yelled Mizuki as he prepared to throw a Fuuma Shuriken at Iruka. Naruto, seeing this from the trees, was frozen in fear. Iruka-sensei was going to die and it was all his fault. He had to do something, but what? He wasn't even a Jonin and Mizuki was a Chunin. There was no way he would have the power to stop him. Naruto watched helplessly as Mizuki threw the shuriken at Iruka. It was at that moment, when something happened that would alter the course of destiny forever. Suddenly the shuriken froze in mid-flight. Not just the shuriken but everything seemed frozen: Iruka, Mizuki, the trees, even the wind. This left Naruto wondering just what in the hell was going on. That was when he heard it, or more precise heard him. Do you wish to save your sensei? This caused Naruto to just about jump out of his skin. Who's there? Show yourself. The voice spoke again. It's okay, I mean you no harm, Naruto Uzumaki. Then where are you? Asked Naruto. I am right behind you, said the voice. Naruto quickly turned around. What he saw shocked him. It was an old man who stood at about 5.10, with pale red spiky hair. He had eyes of light purple with 4 rings circling his pupil, and a red tattoo that gave him the appearance of a third eye on his forehead. But the strangest thing about this man was the horns coming out of the top of his forehead. Who are you? Naruto asked. And why has everything suddenly stopped? To answer your questions in order. I am your ancestor, Hagoromo Otsutsuki. But I'm also known as the Sage of the Six Paths. And time has stopped so I can talk to you, said the man now known as the Six Paths Sage. What do you want with me, old man? Asked Naruto. I came to ask you, do you wish to save your sensei? Repeated the old man. Of course I want to save Iruka-sensei, but how can I? Asked Naruto, looking up at the old man. Do you see my eyes, Naruto? Naruto nodded. They are called the Rinnegan. Almost all bloodline come from these eyes. At this, Naruto eyes got big as pancakes. You see, Naruto, I was the one who invented ninjutsu. I was the first ninja. I am willing to give you my power if you in return promise me something. What do I have to promise you, old man? Asked Naruto doubtfully. He had already been made a fool of once today. He wasn't going to do it again. Nothing too bad, I assure you. I just want your word of honor, that you will use this gift and bring peace to the world. And that you will always stay true in your heart, said the old sage with a smile on his face. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Is that all? Naruto thought. You have my word, old man. If there is a way to bring peace to this world I will find it. And I will always be true to myself no matter what. Believe it. At this the sage burst out laughing. After a minuet he said, okay, now there are a few things you should know. First, when time starts up again you will not be in full control of yourself. Your eyes will act on their own accord to save your sensei. Secondly, after you go home tonight, your eyes will teleport you to my temple, where you will train in the use of your eyes. While you are there, time out here will stop. Kind of like it is now. Are you ready, Naruto? Yes, said Naruto. Alright, close your eyes, Naruto. Naruto did as he told and closed his eyes. Back to the present. Now hurry up and die, yelled Mizuki as he prepared to throw a Fuuma Shuriken at Iruka. At that moment a few things happened all at once. The first was that Naruto jumped in front of Iruka, facing Mizuki. The second was that 2 shadow clones grabbed Mizuki from behind, keeping him in place. The third and final thing was Naruto saying 2 words, Shinra Tensei. The shuriken that was heading to end Iruka's life was now on a crash course with Mizuki's neck. Mizuki's last thought was how did before his head was no longer attached. Meanwhile, Iruka was too stunned to say anything. He had never seen a jutsu like that. And to top it all off, Naruto had also used an A-rank clone jutsu. It was after that last thought that Naruto fell to his knees, unknowingly cancelling out the Rinnegan. Naruto, are you okay? Asked Iruka, worried. What happened, sensei? Asked Naruto, weakly. Iruka was worried. Did Naruto suppress the memory? You don't remember Naruto? Asked Iruka softly, putting his hand on Naruto's shoulder to try and comfort him. The last thing I remember is Mizuki throwing that shuriken at you. lied Naruto. He didn't think it would be a good idea to say the last thing he remembered was speaking to his dead ancestor. At that moment, Naruto happened to look up and see the headless corpse of Mizuki. "Was I the one who killed Mizuki?" asked Naruto sickly. Iruka didn't know how to respond to that. Taking his sensei's silence as confirmation, Naruto did what came natural. He threw up. After spilling all the ramen he had that day, Naruto looked at his sensei. "I didn't mean to, sensei." "You have to believe me," said Naruto. "I believe you, Naruto. But you need to understand, you did nothing wrong. Mizuki was going to kill both of us. You took his life to save mine, Naruto. It's sad that you have to face your first kill at such a young age. But that is the life as a ninja. We are sometimes called to take life in order to defend life. I tell you what, Naruto, close your eyes. I got a surprise for you." Naruto, trusting his sensei, perhaps more than he ever trusted anyone, did as he was told. Iruka took his forehead protector from his head and tied it around Naruto's head. In shock, Naruto's eyes flew open. "Congratulations, Naruto, you pass." Naruto was so filled with emotions that he forgot about Iruka's injuries and threw his arms around him in a hug/tackle. "Ow, ow, ow, ow!" cried Iruka. "Sensei, you're injured," came Naruto's intelligent reply. "Break." Naruto was looking at his new eyes in the bathroom mirror. Man, was this trippy. With the Rinnegan active, he could see things in amazing detail. Sighing, he deactivated his Rinnegan one last time and went to his room to sit on his bed. He thought about his meeting with the Hokage. The old man had not been happy that he took the scroll. Plus, to make matters worse, he classified the sexy jutsu as a kinjutsu. Still though, he did mark denied as Naruto's first B-rank mission with pay. Luckily no one really saw him use his Rinnegan. So they thought it was the Nine Tails acting up because of all the stress. And Naruto was not about to correct them. He'd like to keep the Rinnegan a secret for as long as possible. He was about to lay down when suddenly it felt like he was being pulled into something. The air around him started to distort, like water running down a drain. The next thing Naruto knew, he was in a long dark hallway. At the end of the hallway was a door. It was the only door Naruto could see, so he started walking toward it. Upon opening the door, all Naruto could see was bright white light. "Welcome to my temple, Naruto. Or more specific, welcome to the Chamber of Time and Spirit," came the voice of Naruto's ancestor, the Sage of the Six Paths. "Old man," said Naruto, his eyes adjusting to the light. Naruto looked around. What he saw made his jaw hit the floor. He was in what appeared to be a balcony of some type of house. Around the house, for as far as the eye could see, was white light. "What is this place?" asked Naruto. "This is where you are going to train, Naruto. While you are in this room, time has stopped moving on the outside world. For the next year you are going to train," said the old man. "Are you going to be the one to train me?" asked Naruto. "Not quite. You see, Naruto, this room acts as a gateway between this world and the next. So spirits such as myself can manifest as physical here. That being the case, you are going to have multiple senseis. Tobirama Senju, Izuna Uchiha, and Shisui Uchiha. Just to name a few. But the two that are going to train you the most will be here in a minute. And you better thank me, as I had to make a deal with this Hinigami to get one of them here." It was at that point that Naruto heard something that he never thought he would ever hear come from behind him. "Naruto, my son." "Hello, son." Turning to face the newcomers, Naruto saw a man and a woman. The woman had long red hair, fair skin, and purple eyes. While Naruto had never seen her before, he had to say, she was very beautiful. The man with her, however, Naruto would have recognized instantly, even if he had been a less-than-model student. With his spiky blonde hair and blue eyes, but what made Naruto recognize him was his long white hair with flames decorating the bottom. He was Minato Namikaze, Konoha's Yellow Flash, and the fourth Hokage. And Naruto's hero, the man he wanted to surpass the most. And he just called Naruto his son. Needless to say, Naruto didn't know how to react to that. "Did he just call me his son?" thought Naruto. "But how can that be? Surely if I was the son of a Hokage, the village wouldn't have always treated me like a leper. Did old man Hokage know? If so, then why did he lie to me? Why did he tell me he didn't know who my parents were? And who is the lady with him? Could she be my—" It was at that point that the sage interrupted his thoughts. And here they are now. Naruto, allow me to introduce you to Kushina Uzumaki and Minato Namikaze. Your mother and father. Mother? She's my mother? Thought Naruto. Before he even knew what he was doing, Naruto was running right for her. Mom? Cried Naruto with tears of joy and sadness in his eyes. Kushina too had tears in her eyes as she took her son in her arms the first time in 12 years. Since that horrible night. Oh Naruto, I've missed you so much. Look at how much you've grown. "My son, my beautiful son," cried Kushina as she hugged her son. Meanwhile Minato was watching this with a huge smile on his face. Overjoyed to see his wife and son reunited at last. But inside he was also afraid. Would his son hate him? Minato wouldn't blame him if he did. Before he had time to contemplate this much further he felt two small arms wrap around him. "Dad!" cried Naruto. At that one word from Naruto, Minato Namikaze, the feared Yellow Flash, one of the strongest shinobi of his time, broke down. He never thought he would get to hear his son call him that. Grabbing his son up in a hug, Minato cried, unashamed of the tears in his eyes. Kushina soon joined them in the hug. The family that had been so tragically torn apart 12 years before were together at last. While this was going on, the Sage of the Six Paths was smiling. This more than the training was why he was willing to make a deal with this Hinigami. Speaking of the deal he made, the sage looked at the blade in his hand. It was a black ninjato. For the most part it was quite unassuming. But aren't the most dangerous things often unassuming? He just hoped Naruto would go along with this deal. Naruto couldn't believe it. His mom and dad were here. Not only that, but the fourth Hokage was his dad. But how, what, huh? Babbled Naruto incoherently. "You must have so many questions, huh, Naruto?" said Minato understandingly. "I guess it's time to tell him everything, huh, Minato?" asked Kushina. And so they did. They told him everything that happened on the night he was born. From the man in the mask, to Minato sealing the 9 tails in his son and why he felt that he should. Naruto sat perfectly still for perhaps the first time in his life. After hearing his parents' story, he could understand why they did what they did. He felt himself letting go of the small amount of resentment that he had felt since finding out about the 9 tails. Finally, after what felt like hours, but was only moments, Naruto spoke. "Thank you for telling me the truth, Mom, Dad. I think I can understand your reasons and I forgive you. I know now you did what you had to do to save both me and the village. But I have to tell you, I will never forgive the man in the mask," said Naruto with a look in his eyes that had no place on a 12 about to be 13-year-old. It was a look that promised pain to the one who had cost him so much. Seeing this look, Minato spoke. "I can't ask you to forgive him, Naruto. Not when I myself am incapable of doing so. But please don't become so consumed with revenge that it becomes your only reason for living," pleaded Minato. Naruto looked at his father and smiled softly. "Don't worry, Dad, it's not revenge I'm after, it's justice. That man has a lot of innocent blood on his hands and I will see to it that he answers for his crimes," said Naruto with conviction in his voice. "Alright Naruto, I guess that's all we can ask for," said Minato. The sage was loath to interrupt, but they had a lot to do and only a year to do it in. "Kushina, why don't you go fix your son a meal? Minato and Naruto have something to do, then they will join you," said the sage. Kushina looked at him for a second then agreed. She really didn't want to be away from her son right now, but knew whatever this was it must be important. Hugging Naruto and giving Minato a kiss, she made her way into the house to cook a meal for her family. A thought that put a smile back on her face. Minato and Naruto faced the sage, wondering what it was they had to do. "What's the deal, old man?" asked Naruto in his normal brash manner. "I must admit I am most curious too, honorable sage," answered Minato with more respect than that of his son. The sage sighed. "Well, as I said, I was forced to make a deal with this Hinigami for him to release you, Minato." "Naruto, do you see this ninjato?" asked the sage. Naruto looked at the sword and nodded. "What's so special about it, old man?" asked Naruto. "Its name is Zanpakuto, or Soul Cutter. Its main ability is it can cut the soul of a person without harming the flesh. That's one of its abilities. We'll talk about the others later, but anyone killed with this sword will be sealed into this Hinigami the same as your dad was. That's the deal, you use this sword to kill the evil of this world and send them to the Shinigami," said the sage. Naruto gave it some thought. While he did not like the thought of taking lives, he knew it was a part of being a shinobi. And on the other hand, the sage did say the evil of the world, so he wouldn't be killing any innocents. "Okay, old man, I'll do it as long as they're evil." "I'll do it," said Naruto. The sage sighed in relief. If he had refused, the sage would have been the one in the Shinigami's belly. Okay, on to the next and last matter of the day. It's time we revisit an old friend of mine. "Minato, take my hand, and Naruto, lift up your shirt," said the old sage. Naruto wasn't sure about the lift up the shirt part, but did as he was told. That old man had better not be a pervert, thought Naruto with a frown. While holding on to Minato with one, the sage put his other on Naruto's seal. Naruto and Minato awoke in a sewer-like room. "Where are we?" asked Naruto. Before the sage could answer, they heard a loud roar. "Namikaze! Come here so I can kill you." Minato's sweat dropped and mumbled, "Oh great, just who I wanted to see." Naruto meanwhile had gone white. "Kyuubi," thought Naruto. All the while the Kyuubi was still yelling, "I'll eat you alive, shit you out, and light you on fire. How dare you seal me into this runt?" Island. That was as far as he got before he was cut off by a voice he had not heard since he was a kid. "Kurama!" hollered the sage. The Kyuubi, or Kurama as we now know him, was speechless. It couldn't be, the old man was dead. But it was him. Kurama would know that voice anywhere. After all, the sage was the closest thing to a father any of the 9 had. "Oh, old man, what how?" stuttered the Kyuubi. "It's okay, Kurama, I'm really here, for a short time at least," answered the sage. "But how?" asked Kurama. "The powers that be thought your host could use some help," said the sage wisely. "Listen, Kurama, I don't have much time. I need you to help this boy. Do you remember the last words I spoke to you?" Kurama nodded. "I was referring to Naruto. It is very important that you helped him, and in return you will get back what was taken from you when you were sealed in him," said the sage. "You mean?" "Yes, you will have your yin chakra returned to you," said the sage. "Do you really believe he is the one?" asked Kurama. "Yes, I do," said the sage confidently. Kurama stared at Naruto with an intense look in his eyes. Most normal men would have run from that look. But Naruto was never normal. He returned Kyuubi's look with one of his own. This made Kurama laugh. "Ha ha ha ha. Well, he has guts, I'll give him that. Alright, I'll do as you ask, old man. Come here, Unt." Naruto, swallowing his fear, walked to the sealed doors. Kurama stuck his fist out. Naruto bumped his fist with Kurama's. "Alright kid, from this point on we're partners," said Kurama. "Partners," agreed Naruto with a smile. "Good. Now give me back my chakra," yelled Kurama. The sage and Minato facepalmed. Kurama would never change. "Okay Minato, I need to see your seal," said the sage. Minato did as he was told and showed the old man his seal. The sage put his hand on it and the seal started to vanish. Suddenly Minato was encased in red chakra, that jumped from him to Kurama. After it was complete, Naruto was stunned. If he had thought Kyuubi was big before, he was the size of the Hokage monument now. "Damn, that felt good," said Kurama with a fox grin. "Speak for yourself," answered Minato on his knees and panting. "Well, we better get back before Kushina get upset," said the sage, causing Minato to go white in the face. Having been on the receiving end of the Uzumaki temper more than once. Seeing the look on Minato's face, Kurama burst out laughing. The last thing the father, son and sage heard was, "Ha ha ha. Sucks to be you." Flashback tilde. Naruto, breakfast is ready. Kushina with a smile. His dad was already at the table drinking a cup of coffee. While Naruto would love to eat some more of his mom's cooking. After all, the supper she had made the night before was delicious. But Naruto wanted to get his training started. After all, the sooner he got to training, the sooner he could become Hokage. "No thanks mom, I'll just grab some toast," said Naruto dismissively. Not really trying to be rude, just in a hurry to train. Apparently his mom did not cook for him not to eat. For right as he was turning around to leave, he felt a massive bloodlust that would have made Kurama run with all 9 tails tucked between his legs. Frozen in his tracks, Naruto heard the deceptively sweet voice of his mom. "You wouldn't let all this food I made go to waste, would you, Naruto-kun?" said Kushina, in a falsely sweet voice. Turning around slowly, what Naruto saw would forever be tattooed on his brain. His mom's hair was waving behind her, like 9 tails of death. And the look in her eyes promised pain to whoever had upset her. Naruto could have sworn he saw the shadow of the Shinigami behind her. And of course his dad was nowhere to be found. Minato was not called the smartest shinobi of his time for nothing. "Oh, of CC course, and not mom. I'm suddenly starving," stuttered Naruto quickly. And just like that, his mother was back to normal. "Such a sweet boy," said his mom, smiling. At that point his dad walked back in the dining room and sat down at the table. "Oh, where did you go, hun?" asked Kushina as she made Naruto's plate. "Bathroom," said Minato a little too quickly. And flashback tilde. Naruto shuddered as he remembered that event. After that he was always careful to stay on his mom's good side. Sadly, this also meant he could no longer wear what his mother called a kill me orange jumpsuit. He now wore clothes like his dad used to wear when he was a Jonin. Except Naruto's was black instead of white. The jacket had 3 stripes down each sleeve, since his mom wouldn't allow him to wear orange. He compromised by having the stripes yellow, red, and yellow. The color yellow was for him and his dad, and red for his mom. On the back of his jacket was a red Uzumaki swirl along with his clan patch on his right shoulder. His Hittite was now black also, not because he didn't like the one Iruka gave him. He just didn't want something to happen to it. So he keep it in a safe spot so he would always have something of Iruka-sensei. Naruto got up and stretched. Sighing softly, he wasn't lying when he said this last month had been exhausting. His new senseis were real taskmasters. They all pushed him to his limit and then some. None more than his mother. Kushina loved her son more than life itself. As she proved when she jumped in front of Kurama's claw to save him. but she saw no reason for her son to be the dead last of his class. It would have been different if he had a handicap or something. But just not paying attention was not a good reason. So while Naruto was out training, a group of 20 clones would stay with Kushina. She would have them learn math, spelling, and history, both clan and village. And on top of all that, she would still drill him in the Uzumaki ceiling style at night. Naruto would go to sleep at night, feeling like his head was going to explode. And that was just from his mother. His dad, on the other hand, while calmer and more calculating, liked to push him just as hard. He would always tell him, if you wish to become Hokage, you first have to know your limits so you can push yourself past them. His dad was full of sayings like that. For instance, to master one's enemy, one must first master himself. Or the true test of skill isn't ending a fight with one hit. It's ending the fight without having to hit. His dad would make a shadow clone of himself that would take a group of Naruto's shadow clones off to train in his wind element. Thanks to the Rinnegan, Naruto had all 5 elements. But his father said to focus on one for right now. Naruto chose wind because that was the one that both his parents had. Minato was also teaching him his signature techniques, the Rasengan and the Flying Thunder God. Though Minato did explain that he could only learn the theory behind the Flying Thunder God until he got a good grasp on sealing. While his clones were off learning all that his 6 senseis had to teach him, Naruto and the real Minato would work on his speed, strength, and taijutsu. His dad put gravity seals on both his ankles and wrists. From what he understood about them, they didn't increase the gravity so much as it just increased the resistance to his arms and legs, making it harder to move. When Naruto asked what the difference is, his dad told him, for example, Naruto, if you weighed 94 pounds before you put the seals on, you would still weigh 94 pounds after you put them on. It would just feel like you've got an extra 20 or 30 pounds on you, said Minato. When Naruto had asked, why not just use real weights? His dad explained that say Naruto got up to the weight of 200 pounds on each limb. That's a total of 800 pounds plus his body weight. And that most tree branches could only take a couple hundred pounds before snapping. His favorite training done with his dad was when they would stop for lunch. While they ate, his dad would tell him all about being Hokage, what he did, why he did it, and he would go over the finer points of being a leader. When lunch was done, they would play a game of shogi or go. His dad said it was to help him learn strategy, but all Naruto cared about was that he was getting to play a game with his dad. While all that was going on, Naruto also had groups of clones with his other senseis. Hashirama sensei would teach him how to use his yang release to mix water and earth chakra to get wood release. He would also teach him some basic medical ninjutsu. Luckily, Naruto's Rinnegan gave him perfect chakra control, or else Naruto doubted he would have had any luck with it. Medical jutsu was really hard even with perfect chakra control. Tobirama sensei was the complete opposite of his older brother Hashirama. Where Hashirama, the god of shinobi, was goofy, happy, and a bit laid back, Tobirama was a real hard ass. Not that Naruto would ever tell him that. Naruto loved his health too much. Tobirama sensei would teach Naruto a few water jutsu, but for some reason would not allow Naruto to use his Rinnegan's ability to copy jutsu. Something about too much like the Sharingan and those damn Uchiha. Whatever that was about. Tobirama sensei also taught him the tree walking and water walking exercise. But the best thing Tobirama would teach him was how to use a sword. Once a week the real Naruto would go with him to learn how to use his sword. Tobirama said it was a skill that any shinobi worth their salt should know. Between his Uchiha senseis, Naruto liked Shisui the most. Shisui, he learned, was a die-hard leaf shinobi. He was quiet and reserved but also kind. It was through talking to Shisui that he found out what really happened to the Uchiha clan. Flashback. So Naruto, tell me about yourself. Do you have any friends back in Konoha? Asked Shisui in his usual soft and calm voice. A few. I mean, there is Kiba. He's kind of a loud mouth like me, but he can be cool sometimes. Then there is Choji, he's nice to me for the most part. But that's just him, he's nice to anyone as long as you don't call him fat. Then there is Shikamaru. He may be the laziest guy I know, but he is always willing to ditch class with me. Answered Naruto. Is there anyone else? Asked Shisui with a knowing look in his eye. Naruto thought for a minuet. Well, I suppose there is Sasuke. But he is more of a rival than a friend, said Naruto with his head down. I was hoping you knew him, Naruto, said Shisui. Why? Asked Naruto. Because he is my best friend's little brother, said Shisui. At this, Naruto's eyes got big and he was about to say something, but Shisui stopped him. Listen, Naruto, what I'm about to tell you. You can never tell Sasuke, he would not take it well, said Shisui, and so he told Naruto all about the Uchiha massacre. After he was finished speaking, Naruto was stunned. You mean Itachi killed his whole clan to prevent a coup? Asked Naruto with his jaw all but on the floor. Yes, Itachi loved the Leaf Village so much that the only one he could not bring himself to kill was his baby brother, said Shisui with a sad look on his face. Naruto was now deep in thought. Could I kill my whole clan if I had to? Naruto asked himself. He honestly didn't know if he could. Wow, Itachi would have made a great Hokage, thought Naruto. But something was bugging Naruto. Shisui-sensei, why did the Uchiha clan want to take over the village? Asked Naruto. What you have to understand, Naruto, is that very few people trusted my clan. When Madara Uchiha betrayed the Leaf, lots of people wondered if we would too. That mistrust grew slowly over time. Have you ever noticed how there has never been a Uchiha as Hokage? But it all came to a head when the Kyuubi attacked. People began to think the Uchiha were behind it. So our standing and treatment in the village lowered considerably. So much so that they moved us to a corner of Konoha so they could keep a better eye on us. After a while it just got to be too much. Was my clan in the right? No. But neither was the village, said Shisui. Naruto nodded. He could understand that. Then a thought struck him. Why did the villagers think your clan was behind the Kyuubi attack? Asked Naruto. Well, two reasons really. The first is that it was and is a well-known fact that Madara could control the Kyuubi. And the second is that on the night of the attack, the Kyuubi's eyes had a Sharingan in them, said Shisui. Naruto thought of the masked man. Just another reason he needed to die. Naruto knew that it was not Madara as his father first thought, because Madara's soul was in hell. The old sage confirmed this. Shisui-sensei, I promise you I will bring the one responsible to justice, said Naruto with fire in his eyes. Shisui smiled and said, I would like you to promise me something else instead. What? Asked Naruto. Sasuke's mom would like you to try to keep her son from falling into darkness. This request comes straight from her, said Shisui. Naruto thought long and hard on this. Finally Naruto looked Shisui in the eyes. Okay, I promise to do my best. But I want it on record that I still think he is a jerk, said Naruto. This caused Shisui to chuckle. Oh yeah, one other thing Mikado-sama would like you to do, said Shisui. What that? Asked Naruto. If you were to ever run into Itachi, to tell him that she and his father still love him and that they understand, said Shisui. Naruto nodded in agreement. And flashback. Shisui-sensei would train Naruto in Genjutsu and he also taught him the leaf body flicker jutsu. Naruto really liked Shisui and had begun to think of him as a big brother. He was always willing to share his wisdom with Naruto. He was the one who told Naruto that to become Hokage he would need to be acknowledged first. Not the other way around. The only sensei Naruto did not like in the slightest was Izuna Uchiha, the younger brother of Madara. Izuna was not happy to be there. He made it known on many occasions that the only reason he was training Naruto was because the sage ordered him to. Izuna was to train Naruto in the Sharingan and Mangekyou Sharingan aspects of Naruto's Rinnegan. So far the only one of the Mangekyou's techniques that Naruto could use was Tsukuyomi. But even then he could only hold it for a day. Something Izuna-sensei never missed a chance to mock him about. One thing was for sure, this promised to be an interesting year. Naruto was looking at himself in his mirror. Naruto would never consider himself vain, but he liked what he saw. He had grown in the last 6 months. He now stood at 4,11 and he was still growing. I guess mom was right about eating healthy, thought Naruto to himself. Though Naruto would always love his ramen, his mom had been making him eat a more balanced diet. While not always the tastiest, he couldn't argue with the effects. Naruto had lost a lot of the baby fat around his face, making him look more mature. His mom said that he would have to fight off girls with a stick, making Naruto blush. His dad would just laugh. The thought of girls made Naruto frown a little. The downside of having his intelligence increased was he could now see things. Things that he had previously overlooked, and that brought on thought of Hinata Hyuga. Before his transformation, so to speak, he had always thought that Hinata was dark, sickly and just plain weird. Now though he knew the truth, she wasn't weird. She was shy. The blushing, the stuttering and fainting all made sense to him now that he thought about it. What hadn't made sense to him was why it seemed to be worse around him. So Naruto had what he thought was a good idea. He would ask his mom. I mean, look at it from his perspective. His mom was a girl and so was Hinata. So surely his mom would know why she would always blush and faint around him. Yeah, that turned out great, thought Naruto sarcastically. It turned out his mom did know why Hinata would blush and faint around him, and she took great pleasure in explaining it to her son and teasing the life out of him. It's not my fault I didn't know. It's not like I got a lot of experience with girls, thought Naruto. The problem with knowing about Hinata's crush on him was that Naruto wasn't really sure how he felt for Hinata. When I get back I'll try to get to know her. If all it turns into is friendship, that's fine by me, thought Naruto. Another girl Naruto thought of was Sakura Haruno. Sakura was his first crush, and while he always thought she was pretty, looking back her attitude left a lot to be desired. Truthfully, when Naruto first got a crush on her, she wasn't so bad. But that was before she became obsessed with Sasuke. But now there are word for girls that act like her, and it starts with a B. Still, Naruto didn't hate her, but she would be in for a shock the next time she went to hit him. Shaking his head clear, Naruto decided to focus on other things. His training was coming along wonderfully. In the last 6 months, Naruto had gotten a good enough grasp on sealing that his dad decided to start teaching him the Hiraishin. Naruto liked Hiraishin because, unlike Kamui, Naruto did not have to have his Dujutsu active to use it. Kamui, which while more versatile than the Hiraishin, was not as fast. It took a couple of seconds for the Kamui vortex to pull you in and allow you to come out the other side, while Hiraishin was instantaneous. The downside of the Hiraishin was the need for jutsu markers. The marker worked like a reverse summon, which was where his father came up with the idea of Hiraishin. Another downside was the fact that the reason the Hiraishin so deadly was his father combined it with his own deadly speed and reflexes. Someone who was slow and clumsy would be just as likely to get themselves killed then as to kill their enemy. Naruto's skill with his Dujutsu was increasing by leaps and bounds. He had already awoken 3 of the 6 paths of the Rinnegan. The Deva path, which allowed him to control attractive and repulsive forces. The Asura path, which allowed Naruto to augment his body with mechanized armor. And the Preta path, which allowed Naruto to absorb an infinite amount of chakra. Naruto can also absorb most jutsu using this path, making it great for defense. On the Sharingan aspect of his Rinnegan, Naruto could now use Kamui, Tsukuyomi. Though Naruto could only hold someone in it for about a day and a half, it would seem that Genjutsu was never going to be his strong point. Amaterasu, and he had even had limited success with Shisui-sensei's signature jutsu Koto Amatsukami. And last month he had awakened Susanoo in a particularly vicious spar with Izuna-sensei. Naruto shuddered at the memory. He wasn't sure spar was the right word for it. Flashback. Fire style, great fireball jutsu, shouted Izuna, sending a huge fireball at Naruto. Naruto was already going through hand signs. Water style, water encampment wall, shouted Naruto, silently thanking Tobirama-sensei for teaching him that jutsu. Sadly, while Naruto was focusing on stopping the fireball, Izuna used that to his advantage. In a blur of speed, he appeared behind Naruto, landing a solid kick to Naruto's side. Naruto was sent flying through the air. When Izuna-sensei told Naruto that they were going to try to awaken Naruto's Susanoo, Naruto had thought that he would be meditating like he did to awaken his paths. He had not expected Izuna to come at him like a man out for revenge. It did not help that Naruto had only been in one real fight, whereas Izuna had been fighting in life-or-death battles since he was a boy. Naruto flipped in mid-air to control his fall, allowing him to land on his feet, while Naruto's Rinnegan allowed Naruto to both read and predict Izuna's movements. Naruto just did not yet have the speed to counter. Naruto's only choice was to try to keep this battle ranged, where his Rinnegan did give him an advantage. Going through the hand signs of a jutsu Shisui-sensei taught him, Naruto shouted fire style, roaring flame sphere, sending the deadly fireball at Izuna. Izuna's eyes widened at the size of the fireball coming his way, quickly jumping to the side to avoid the ball of flaming death, which was what Naruto wanted from the start. Noticing that the ground he was on was no longer solid, Naruto having used the hidden bog jutsu to make him sink up to his shins. Before he could get himself out, he heard Naruto's voice call out, wood style, tree bind eternal burial, causing a tree to grow around Izuna, keeping him in place. Naruto sighed in relief. Got him, he thought, which was good because Naruto didn't think could have lasted any longer. This fight had been going for a while. Naruto had never felt this beat up in his life. Limping his way to Izuna cautiously, Naruto was halfway to him when Izuna turned into 1,000 black butterflies. Genjutsu? Thought Naruto. When did he? Before Naruto could finish his thought, Izuna appeared in front of him with murder in his eyes. He had a ninjato in his hand, heading straight for Naruto's heart. Naruto didn't have the time or energy to dodge, closing his eyes in acceptance. I'm sorry, Mom, Dad, thought Naruto as he waited for the blow that would end him. But it never came. Opening his eyes, what Naruto saw shocked him. Blocking the blade was an ethereal-looking ribcage with what looked like red-orange flames around it. We're done for today, said Izuna, his murderous look now gone, leaving his face in its usual impassiveness. But Naruto saw something strange in his eyes. Could that have been pride? And flashback. Shaking his head, Naruto left his room to face whatever the day threw at him. Time skip. It had now been a year since Naruto had started his training in the Spirit and Time Chamber. In that year, Naruto had changed a lot. He now stood at a respectable height of 5.2. His hair had grown longer, looking similar to his father's but different enough for Naruto to still be his own person. And it looks like Menmas from Road to Ninja. His face was leaner and he now had a serious look in his eyes that he lacked before. Yesterday he said his goodbyes to all of his senseis at a going-away party in his honor. All his senseis were there, even Old Man Sage came to wish him well. The party was a lot of fun, well except for the fact that Izuna-sensei and Tobirama-sensei kept glaring at each other all night. He had become close to all of his senseis, even Izuna-sensei. Once Naruto had gotten past the wall he had built around himself. He was actually a pretty good guy. Now there were only two left to say goodbye to, and these were the two he most didn't want to have to say goodbye to. His mother and father. "Have you got all your things, son?" asked Minato with a sad look on his face. "Yeah dad, I'm all packed," said Naruto looking at the ground. "Well, we better not keep your mother waiting," said Minato. Naruto followed his father out of the house to the door that would take him out of the chamber. His mother was waiting with tears in her eyes. Naruto walked over to his mom and gave her a hug. His own eyes started to tear up. "I wish I didn't have to leave," said Naruto sadly. "I know Naruto, we wish the same. But you belong with the living, son, they need you. We will see each other again someday. Until then just know that we love you and we always will. Now promise me you will take care of yourself, Naruto," said Kushina. "Remember what you have learned, Naruto. Stay strong and achieve your dream. We know that you can, we believe in you, son," said Minato to his son. Naruto, hugging his parents one last time, said, "I love you mom and dad. I will make you guys proud of me, I promise, and I never go back on my word." "We know, Naruto. And we are already so proud of you," said Minato. "Oh yeah, Naruto, when you see your godfather, kick him in the nuts for me," said Kushina. Laughing, Naruto agreed. Telling his parents that he loved them one last time, Naruto walked out the door. Back to his life and the start of a whole new adventure. Hiruzen Sarutobi, also known as the Professor, and the God of Shinobi, sighed in frustration as he looked at the ninja registration photo of one Uzumaki Naruto. "Retake it," said the third Hokage. "What? But why?" demanded Naruto. Naruto had not done what he had originally wanted to do, which was paint his face in kabuki-style paint. So why was the old man making him retake his photo? "Naruto, this form is used for ninja training and missions, so the photo on it needs to be accurate. Now drop the henge and retake it," shouted the third Hokage. "But I'm not using a henge, old man, honest," said Naruto, thinking to himself that he should have saw this coming. "Naruto, nobody changes that much in 4 days. If you're not using a henge, then explain how you grew over half a foot in so short of a time," said Hiruzen, suspicious. After all, Naruto was a well-known prankster. "I don't know. It just kind of happened," lied Naruto smoothly. He had long ago perfected the art of lying his way out of trouble. He knew one day soon he would have to come clean to the old man. But right now Naruto just didn't want to have to deal with it. "Look, if you don't believe me, just check for yourself," said Naruto. Sarutobi did as Naruto said, and was shocked to find that indeed Naruto was not using a henge. But how? Could it have been the fox? But why would the fox do something that Naruto could actually benefit from? Before he could contemplate this any further, his thoughts were interrupted by someone bellowing out. "I've got you now, old man," yelled a little boy of about 8 years old, heading at Sarutobi in a dead sprint. "Time I'll defeat you, old man. Then I'll become the 5th Hokage." The boy never got to finish his sentence as he promptly tripped over his own 2 feet, causing those in the room to facepalm. "My grandson, another headache," thought Hiruzen. "This is the 20th sneak attack today. Is this boy for real? Just who is this shrimp?" thought Naruto. At that point another voice was heard belonging to a man dressed in all black with shades on his face. "Honorable grandson, are you okay?" said the man. The boy, however, ignored him. "Hey, who tripped me?" asked the boy, but when he saw Naruto, the boy put 2 and 2 together, and came up with 5. "It was you, wasn't it? Why did you trip me?" demanded the boy. Naruto, getting upset, grabbed the boy by his scarf. "You tripped over your own 2 feet, moron," snapped Naruto. "Hey, you let go of the honorable grandson of the honorable 3rd Hokage," yelled the man in all black, causing Naruto to pause for a second. That stopped him. Just like all the rest, now that he knows who I am, he won't lay a finger on me," thought the boy smugly. "What's wrong, tough guy? I thought you were going to hit me, afraid cause the 3rd Hokage is my granddad?" challenged the boy, not knowing just who he was challenging. "I don't care if you're the grandson of Kami, you're still just a brat to me," yelled Naruto, hitting the boy on top of his head. "This guy's different," thought the boy as he passed out. Naruto walked out of the room, leaving an exasperated Hokage, and a scandalized Ebisu. Naruto was walking down the street after leaving the academy, but sadly he was not alone. It would seem that he was being followed, and not very skillfully at that. "Alright punk, what's the deal? Why are you following me?" asked Naruto, finally having had enough. "So you saw through my disguise, huh?" The rumors about you are true, you are good. Alright, from now on I'm your apprentice, and you're my trainer. Then you can show me how to do the sexy jutsu you used to defeat my grandfather, said the boy in a hurry. Whoa whoa whoa, who said anything about training you? And why would I teach you the sexy jutsu? Asked Naruto perplexed. Please boss? You got to teach me the sexy jutsu, you just got to, begged the little boy, while using the dreaded puppy eyes jutsu. Making Naruto feel a little sorry for him. Well, I suppose I could try to teach him the sexy jutsu, who knows, it could turn out to be fun, plus it would really get under the old man's skin. Thought Naruto with a mischievous glint in his eye. Making up his mind, Naruto said, alright, I'll teach you the sexy jutsu. But you got to promise me 2 things. What's that, boss? Asked the boy. One, that you will never, ever use the sexy jutsu around a female, especially if I'm anywhere close to you, said Naruto, deadly serious. Okay, what's the second thing? Asked the boy. At this, Naruto got an evil grin on face and said, that you'll use it to make your granddad's life hell. Deal, said the boy with a matching evil grin. Break. A few hours later found Naruto sitting with the boy in a clearing. The boy looked tired but pleased with himself. That was you till Naruto asked him something. So tell me something, why is it so important to you, that you defeat your grandfather? Asked Naruto. Well, you see, my grandfather named me Konohamaru after the village, so you would think it would be an easy name to remember. But no one calls me Konohamaru, instead they call me Honorable Grandson. They call me that because nobody sees me, they just see my grandfather, the 3rd Hokage. That's why I have to defeat my grandfather and become the 5th Hokage. So people will know who I am, said Konohamaru with conviction in his voice. Naruto was deep in thought. He sounds a lot like I used to, but still that's not a very good reason to want to be Hokage. I'll have to tell him what I was told. Finally Naruto spoke. I understand how you feel more than you know. I have to tell you though, your reason for wanting to be Hokage is completely stupid, said Naruto non-gently. What? Shouted Konohamaru. I used to think the same as you. I wanted to be Hokage because I wanted people to acknowledge me, to stop looking at me with those cold eyes. But someone once told me something that you need to hear, said Naruto. What's that? Asked Konohamaru. That people don't become Hokage to be acknowledged. It's the people who are acknowledged that become Hokage, said Naruto. Looking at Konohamaru in the eyes, Naruto continued speaking. You see, Konohamaru, I no longer want to be Hokage to get acknowledgement from the village. I want to become Hokage because I truly believe that I can make a difference, and to fulfill a promise I made to an old man. Finished Naruto. Before Konohamaru could respond, a voice called out. There, your honorable grandson, I've come to take you away from this filth, said the same man from before, giving Naruto an icy glare. Come along, honorable grandson. I will take you home now, said the man, dragging Konohamaru away by the scarf. No, I want to stay and find out how to become Hokage, yelled Konohamaru, fighting to stay with Naruto. If you wish to become Hokage, then your time would be better spent with me. I can show you all the shortcuts, said Ebisu. Konohamaru finally broke away from Ebisu. You never listened to me. Sexy jutsu, said Konohamaru, disappearing in a cloud of smoke. When the smoke cleared, it revealed an 18-year-old attractive female with only steam covering her private parts. What do you think of my new jutsu? She asked. What kind of jutsu is that? Naruto is turning you into delinquent, screamed Ebisu. Oh, it didn't work, said Konohamaru after dispelling the jutsu. Honorable grandson, I demand that you come with me and stop this foolishness at once, said Ebisu. Naruto, finally having enough, stepped forward. Shadow clone jutsu, yelled Naruto, now surrounded by 20 clones. Ebisu, seeing this, said, Hey, I'm not impressed. I'm a Jounin, an elite. I'm far above some lightweight like Mizuki. Watch how a real ninja defeats an upstart. Finished Ebisu pompously. All at once, the clones yelled out. Sexy jutsu. Turning into 20 Narukos. I told you already, I am above such tactics. You will have to do better than that to take me down. I am an elite, yelled Ebisu. It was at that moment that the real Naruto burst out of the ground, landing a solid uppercut to Ebisu's chin, the clones only having been a diversion. Ebisu was sent flying back into unconsciousness. Yeah, you're an elite all right, and yet you still got knocked the hell out, said Naruto coldly. Wow boss, you did it, yelled Konohamaru with no small amount of hero worship in his voice. Yeah, hey listen Konohamaru. I've got to go home now. I'm finding out who my sensei is going to be tomorrow. But remember what I said about becoming Hokage, there are no shortcuts to it, okay? If you want to be Hokage, you have to become strong, and that takes time and hard work. You got a long road ahead of you full of sweat and tears, but if keep at it, you'll make it one day. You and me will fight for the title of Hokage, said Naruto. Fine then, from this moment on we're rivals, yelled Konohamaru, but inside he was smiling. He had finally met someone who saw him for him, and not his grandfather. Haha, you got it, Konohamaru, chuckled Naruto as he walked away. Unknown to them, was that someone had been watching them the whole time. You were finally growing up, huh, Naruto? Not only did you manage to knock out Ebisu with a clever strategy, using those clones and that ridiculous jutsu to disguise that you were burrowing underground, getting under Ebisu's guard and landing a knockout hit, but you've also got through to my grandson, something I myself have been unable to do. Way to go, Naruto, you may just achieve your dream after all, thought the third Hokage with a smile. Naruto was making his way to the classroom to find out who his sensei and team were going to be. He had on his black jacket and paints, mesh undershirt, black sandals and forehead protector, and finally he had Zanpakuto strapped to his back. Unfortunately, Naruto had slept in a little bit, so he was running behind. Opening the door to Iruka-sensei's classroom, he found Iruka standing in front of the class talking. When he walked in, the class fell silent. "Sorry I'm late, Iruka-sensei, I didn't hear my alarm go off," said Naruto. That's okay, Naruto, we just started anyway, go take a seat," said Iruka. Iruka was not as stunned as everyone else, the Hokage having told him of Naruto's change, but hearing it and seeing it were two different things. You could barely recognize him. When Iruka last saw Naruto, he stood at 4 feet 7 inches, and now he had to be at least 5 ft 2, and that was not the only thing that had changed. Naruto's hair was longer, framing his face. He had lost most of his baby weight, making him look more mature, and last but not least, there wasn't a spot of orange on him. In short, he looked like a mini fourth Hokage. Iruka wasn't the only one stunned by Naruto's change. "That's Naruto? When did he get so hot?" thought a girl with pink hair. Cha. "My Sasuke is still way better," thought inner Sakura. "I like Sasuke, not Naruto. I like Sasuke, not Naruto. I like Sasuke, not Naruto," chanted a blonde girl in her mind. "Naruto," thought a girl with lavender eye dreamily, as a small bit of blood dripped out of her nose. Thought a boy with a high collar jacket and sunglasses on. "I bet I could still kick his ass," thought a boy with a dog on his head. And guess who? He must be eating some good food if he grew that much. I wonder if I can get some. Though a boy who was on the larger side. "Troublesome," thought a boy with a pineapple for a haircut. Naruto was looking for a seat. The only one he could find open was beside Hinata Hyuga. "I wonder if she will faint," thought Naruto. "Hey Hinata, do you mind if I sit beside you?" asked Naruto. "Of course I don't mind," screamed Hinata in her head. Sure na Naruto, I don't mind," said Hinata shyly. As Naruto sat down at his desk, he was deep in thought. Man, there has got to be something I can do about her shyness around me, but what? Wait a minute. That's it, I got it. I would work, but I won't do it unless she agrees to it. Naruto was so into his thoughts that he almost missed his name being called. Team 7, Naruto Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno, and Sasuke Uchiha. Oh, just great, I really should have known, thought Naruto. Meanwhile, he saw Sakura giving Ino a smug look. Probably just gloating that she is on Sasuke's team. Thought Naruto. Hinata looks kind of down. She must have been hoping to get on a team with me. Hoping to cheer her up, he sent her a heartwarming smile. Naruto is smiling at me, thought Hinata as a huge blush rose on her face. Seeing the blush, Naruto thought she looked kinda cute. Team 8, Kiba Inuzuka, Hinata Hyuga, and Shino Aburame. Hinata was too busy thinking about Naruto's smile to care. And Team 10 will be Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Choji Akimichi. Alright everyone, we will now have lunch. Afterwards you're to come back here and meet your senseis. Good luck everyone, said Iruka, dismissing the class to go eat. Hey Hinata, would you like to eat lunch with me? Asked Naruto. Naruto's asking me to eat lunch with him? Thought Hinata, shocked. SSSS sure and Naruto, answered Hinata. Naruto smiled a winning smile at her, and led her to a small clearing where they started to eat their lunch. The whole time Hinata had a huge blush on her face, and was doing her best to keep from fainting, all the while wondering how she got so lucky. Finally Naruto asked her what he brought her here to ask. Hey Hinata, if I said I had a jutsu would increase your confidence, what would you say? Asked Naruto, looking at the ground. Hinata thought that was a strange question, but answered anyway. After all, she would love to be a more confident person. I would say teach it to me. Finished Hinata, trying to sound humorous. Naruto laughed lightly, still looking at the ground. It's not really something I can teach Hinata, it's more of a bloodline, said Naruto seriously. Hinata turned to look at Naruto. Why you mean why you're not joking? Hinata asked Naruto with a stunned look on her face. No Hinata, I'm not, said Naruto, looking at Hinata for the first time since he started speaking. Is it something you would want me to use? If not, I would completely understand, said Naruto. Hinata gave it some thought. She thought about clan looking down of her, her dad giving up on her, she thought about the time Naruto had to save her from the bullies, about how he had gotten beat up over it. And lastly she thought about her feelings for Naruto, feelings she was never able to bring herself to make known to him. Finally she looked at him in the eye with all the determination she could muster and said, "Why yes Naruto, do it." Naruto sighed. "Okay Hinata, what you're about to see is a secret, so please don't ever tell anyone." With that said, Naruto activated his Rinnegan. Hinata was shocked, she had never seen anything like it. "It's called the Rinnegan and what I am about to do is called Koto Amatsukami. I want you to know I would never use this on you without your permission," said Naruto as he began to explain how Koto Amatsukami works to Hinata. Naruto had spent a lot of the time passing notes with Hinata and laughing, since coming back to the classroom, at least until Hinata's sensei had come to get her and her team. That had been hours ago and still no sign of their sensei. Naruto was starting to get a bad feeling about who it was, due to something his dad had said about his student Kakashi. As if to confirm his theory, said man stuck his head in the door. "My first impression of you is, you're boring," said Kakashi with an eye smile, causing his students to sweat drop. "Meet me on the roof in 5 minutes." Before disappearing in a swirl of leaves. Naruto, wanting to show off a little bit, did the same, appearing right in front of Kakashi. So he knows the body flicker. I wonder what else he can do. Thought Kakashi. A few minutes later Sasuke and Sakura showed up, glaring at Naruto. Having a seat on a bench facing Kakashi. Kakashi asked them to introduce themselves. "Why don't you go first, sensei?" said Sakura. "Okay, my name Kakashi Hatake. My likes are none of your business, my dislikes are nothing, my dreams for the future are. Well, I have lots of hobbies." All we learned was his name. Was the thought going trough all three Jinan? "Okay, now why don't you go, Blondie?" said Kakashi. "My name is Naruto Uzumaki, my likes are my precious people and ramen, my dislikes are people who abandon their friends, my hobbies include training and gardening, my dream for the future is to become Hokage and to bring peace to the shinobi world." Finished Naruto. "Interesting," thought Kakashi. "Alright, you next, Pinky." And Sakura's and Sasuke's are the same as the manga. "So a fangirl, an avenger, and an enigma," thought Kakashi. "Okay, met me at training ground 7 at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. For our first mission," said Kakashi. "What type of mission is it, sensei?" asked Sakura. "Well, you're not going to like this, but your first mission is a survival test," said Kakashi, laughing. "But sensei, we already did survival training in the academy," said Sakura, confused. "Yeah, this is the part you're not going to like. You see, of the 27 graduates that came here, only 9 will actually become Jinan. The other 18 will be sent back to the academy for further training. In other words, this is a make it or break it, pass or fail exam with at least a 66% chance of failing," said Kakashi. Shocking all three of his students. "Remember 5 a.m. training grade 7, oh yeah, one last thing, I would skip breakfast if I were you guys, or else you'll throw up," said Kakashi before he body flickered away, leaving his students deep in thought. "I won't be separated from Sasuke, this is a test of love," thought Sakura. "I won't fail, I will pass and become stronger to avenge my clan," thought Sasuke. "Don't eat breakfast, what kind of advice is that?" thought Naruto. "Okay, Hinata, Koto Amatsukami is a genjutsu that allows the user to plant false experiences, feelings, emotions, or other things of that nature into the mind of whoever he uses it on. It's quite possibly the most powerful genjutsu in the world. The reason I'm telling you this is to let you know that all I'm going to do is give you a little more confidence that you would have eventually gotten on your own. We're just going to be speeding things up a little," said Naruto. Do you really think I would have become a confident PP person on my own?" asked Hinata, blushing as she spoke. "Yes, I do. You're a great person, Hinata, you just have to see it for yourself," answered Naruto, making Hinata blush. "Naruto thinks that I'm a great person. Don't faint, don't faint, don't faint," thought Hinata as she tried and failed to fight the blush that his words had caused. "Okay Hinata, when you're ready just look in my eyes, and we can begin," said Naruto. Hinata was nervous, but swallowed her fear and looked into Naruto's dojutsu. Suddenly she felt different, but at the same time she still felt like herself. It was like she could now see her own self-worth. She could see how she was a good person, kind-hearted, with talents that she never before let herself see. "How do you feel, Hinata?" asked Naruto, hoping it worked. "It's strange, Naruto, I feel different, but the same. I don't know how to describe it," said Hinata, deep in thought. It was then she realized, she had said all that without one stutter. "I didn't stutter. I didn't stutter, it worked," thought Hinata, ecstatic. "Naruto, it worked, I feel like a whole new person." Thank you, thank you, thank you," yelled Hinata happily. "Hinata, that's great. exclaimed Naruto without thinking. He hugged her and stared, spinning her around. Hugging him back, Hinata laughed joyously as he spanned her in the air. Then all at once, they both realized what they were doing. Setting her down, Naruto and Hinata both backed away quickly, with matching blushes on their faces. "Ah yeah, that's great," mumbled Naruto while looking away. "Ah yeah, thanks Naruto," replied Hinata, cursing her own embarrassment, as she too looked away. Naruto had hoped to put this talk off until later. But after that hug, they need to go ahead and face the elephant in the room. So mustering his courage, Naruto spoke. "Hinata, can I ask you something?" asked Naruto, scratching the back of his head, a nervous habit he hadn't been able to kick. "Oh okay Naruto," said Hinata, kind of nervous. She had a feeling she wasn't going to like what he was about to ask her. "Hinata, how do you feel for me?" asked Naruto, looking at the ground. Poor Hinata's eyes grew wide, as an old familiar blush creped its way up her face. "Why would he ask me that? Does he know?" "No. He can't know, no one does. I never told anyone." "I think I might already know, but I want to hear it from you," continued Naruto, unaware of Hinata's internal debate. "Oh my Kami, he does know. But how?" thought Hinata, quite panicked by where this talk was heading. Deciding it would be best to take the bull by the horns and hope for the best, Hinata finally spoke. "I've admired you since I first saw you, Naruto. I admired that no matter how bad things got for you, you would always keep your head up and smile, even though I know you must have wanted to. You never gave up," said Hinata, growing bolder with each word she spoke. "Then came the day that you saved me from those bullies. Even though you were outnumbered, you still stood up to them for me, someone you didn't even know. I think that was the day my feelings for you shifted from admiration to something else, something stronger," said Hinata with fire in her voice. "You asked me how I feel for you. Well, the truth is that I like you, Naruto, maybe even love you," finished Hinata, feeling lighter, as if by that one admission a weight had been lifted. Naruto was beyond shocked at this point. He had known that Hinata had a crush on him, but he had never suspected that she had felt that strongly about him. "But how do I feel about her?" Naruto asked himself. Naruto knew that Hinata was sweet, kind, and if he was honest, very pretty. But other than that, he knew nothing about her. What were her likes, what her favorite food was, or what hobbies she had, what she hoped to accomplish in life? He knew none of these things, so would it be fair to her, or himself for that matter, to start a relationship with her, without really knowing her? No, Naruto didn't think it would be. But Naruto could be her friend, and if something more were to come of that down the road, well, who was he to complain? "Listen Hinata, thank you for being so honest with me. I have to say I'm a little shocked that you feel that strongly about me. But to tell you the truth, I don't really know you well enough to date you. But if you would let me, I would like to get to know you. So could we maybe start out as friends and go from there?" finished Naruto hopefully. Hinata, whose heart had steadily been sinking throughout Naruto's speech, suddenly felt it jump back into her chest. Naruto hadn't been rejecting her as she had first thought, he just wanted to take things slow. And that she could definitely handle. Looking at Naruto, Hinata smiled. "I would like that, Naruto. I really would," said Hinata. "That's great," said Naruto as he hugged Hinata. This time neither of them blushed or broke away. Soon they made their way back to the academy, smiling and laughing. And flashback. Stepping out of the shower, Naruto smiled. It was nice to finally have a friend his own age. But he also knew that sometime soon, he would have to share his secrets with her. And that thought scared him. How in the hell was he going to explain Kurama? "Hey Hinata, want to go grab some ramen? Oh yeah, I also have a huge demonic fox in my gut. But don't worry, he ain't so bad once you get to know him." Somehow Naruto just didn't think that would go so well. Deciding to put these thoughts away until later, Naruto started putting on his shinobi gear. When he was done, he looked at the time and saw that it was only 4 a.m. He still had an hour till had to be at the training ground. Deciding breakfast was in order, he didn't care what his so-called sensei said. Going into battle on an empty stomach was stupid at best, deadly at worst. Making himself a breakfast of eggs, toast, and a grapefruit, with a glass of fresh milk to wash it down, Naruto began to eat. After he was finished, he sealed some ramen he cooked into a scroll. Looking at the clock, he saw it was time to make his way to the field. Walking out of his apartment, Naruto locked his door and headed to Training Ground 7, ready for whatever their sensei had in store for them. The sun had yet to come up when Naruto arrived at the training ground. Looking around, Naruto saw Sakura and Sasuke arriving at the same time, Sakura looking dead on her feet, while Sasuke just looked, well, like Sasuke, all broody and emo. "Is sensei here yet?" asked Sakura. Naruto just shook his head no. "Oh okay," said Sakura with a yawn. An hour, that's how long the three of them stood there, before Naruto figured out that his dad had not been joking about Kakashi's chronic lateness. "Look guys, it's obvious that this is going to be just like yesterday. This guy is going to keep us waiting for hours again. If you two want to take a nap or something, I'll wake you when he shows up," said Naruto, surprising them both, though Sasuke refused to let it show. Said Sasuke. "What about you, Naruto?" asked Sakura, trying to be nice to Naruto for one. After all, he had not bugged her or asked for a date once since the Sharingan exam. So she tried to cut him a little break. "I'm not really sleepy anymore, Sakura. Thanks for the concern though," answered Naruto, more than a little surprised that she was being nice to him. "I'm just going to stretch and work out a little to loosen up," finished Naruto. Naruto started to stretch and loosen his muscles. Without saying anything, Sasuke joined him, never one to be outdone. While Sakura sat down and watched the two boys work out, both trying to outdo the other boys, thought Sakura. As she watched them, Sakura couldn't help but wonder about the changes in Naruto. Not just the physical ones, but the mental ones as well. Where Naruto had once been a great big ball of annoying energy, now he was calm. Where he used to be loud, now he was quiet. Where once he was an idiot, now he seemed smart. What could have happened to him to cause such a drastic change? Deciding to just ask, Sakura spoke. "Hey Naruto," yelled out Sakura to get Naruto's attention. Naruto pausing mid-push-up. Looking at Sakura, he could tell she wanted to ask him something. So he got up and walked over. "Yes, Sakura?" asked Naruto. "Naruto, I was wondering, why do you seem so different? I mean, you're taller, calmer, it's almost like you're a whole new person," said Sakura. Naruto, aware that Sasuke was also listening in, didn't quite know how to answer that, so he just shrugged and said, "Puberty?" Answered/asked Naruto, making Sakura blush to the roots of her hair. "Just forget I ever asked, Naruto," said Sakura, mortified that she asked. Shrugging again, Naruto went back to his competition with Sasuke. Deciding to take a nap, Sakura leaned against a tree and closed her eyes. After finishing the workout, Naruto and Sasuke woke up Sakura. By this time the sun was starting to get high in the sky. "Where is he?" asked Sakura, getting upset. "Right here," said Kakashi, appearing in front of them. "You're late," yelled Sakura. "Well, you see, a black cat crossed my path, so I had to find alternate route," lied Kakashi happily. "Liar," thought all three of them. Seeing his students glare at him, Kakashi thought he better change the subject. "Alright, let's get started," said Kakashi, pulling an alarm out of nowhere. He set the alarm on a training post. "It's set for noon. You have until then to get one of these bells from me." Kakashi held up 2 bells for his students to see. "Whoever doesn't get a bell before the alarm goes off will fail this test and go back to the academy. They will also be tied to the post and have to watch as the others eat lunch," finished Kakashi. "So that's why he told us not to eat breakfast," thought Sasuke and Sakura, as both of their stomachs growled. "Glad I ate breakfast," said Naruto. Everyone looked at him incredulously. "Why did you disregard my order not to eat, Naruto?" asked Kakashi, sounding like he was upset. "Because you didn't order us not to eat, you advised us not to eat, and I don't take bad advice, so I ate. Besides, it's foolish to go into battle on an empty stomach," said Naruto, like it was the most obvious answer in the world. "So he figured that out, huh? But how will he handle the test?" thought Kakashi. "How did the Dobe figure that out when I myself didn't?" Sasuke asked himself, not quite sure how to take this. Did Naruto just use logic? Since when does Naruto use logic? Thought Sakura, stunned. Inner Sakura was just as stumped. Shaking her head clear at Sakura, noticed something. "Hey sensei, how come there are only 2 bells?" asked Sakura. "Ah, noticed that, have you? It's so one of you fails no matter what," said Kakashi in an evil kind of voice, shocking all 3 Sharingan. "I won't fail. I won't go back to the academy. I have to avenge my clan," thought Sasuke fiercely. "I can't fail. If I fail, then I won't get to be with Sasuke," thought Sakura in a panic. "Cha. We'll get a bell no matter who we have to destroy," yelled inner Sakura. Naruto, however, was deep in thought. His dad had once told him that a shinobi must always look underneath the underneath. And this smelled fishy. This doesn't sound right. Why would they put us in a team of 3 if one of us doesn't have a hope of passing? It makes no sense. It's almost like he is trying to pit us against each other. But why would he purposely pit us against one another? Unless, of course, that's it, a test hidden within the test. He wants us to work as a team, despite the fact that one of us will still fail, thought Naruto. "One more thing before we start, come at me with intent to kill. Otherwise you will lose," said Kakashi seriously. "But sensei, what if you get hurt?" questioned Sakura. "Oh, don't worry about me, somehow I think I will be fine," answered Kakashi in a bored manner. "Alright, ready? Begin," said Kakashi, as all 3 Sharingan disappeared. A shinobi must be able to move and hide undetected, thought Kakashi as he looked around for any sign of his students. Well, they got that down at least. I wonder if I got time to read a chapter," thought Kakashi as he pulled out a signed copy of Icha Icha. Letting out a perverted giggle, Kakashi went about his way, unaware that up in a tree a beetle just puffed out of existence. Back with Naruto. Naruto was looking for his teammates, when he received his clone's memories. Naruto smiled a truly evil smile as he remembered something his parents said. Mini flashback. Naruto, his mom, and his dad were sitting around the kitchen table talking. His dad was talking about his top student Kakashi Hatake. It's sad, but after Rin and Obito died, Kakashi changed. He took on a more Obito-like personality, always showing up late to everything that wasn't a mission, coming up with bad excuses for being late. He even before his father could finish what he was saying, he was interrupted by his wife. Became hopelessly addicted to that smutcher. Sensei writes Minato-kun, Kushina said mischievously. And mini flashback. Naruto had an idea, now if only he could find his teammates. As if to answer his problem, he heard a shrill scream that could only belong to Sakura. It looked like Kakashi found her first. A few minuets earlier with Sakura. I have to find my Sasuke, I won't let Kakashi get him, I won't. Thought Sakura as she ran through the forest. Spotting Kakashi in a clearing, she stopped. Good, he didn't see me, she thought. Sakura, behind you, came a voice from behind. Turning around, Sakura came face to face with Kakashi. Suddenly her world went dark as leaves swirled around her. When she came to, she began to look around when she heard a noise. "Hello, is someone there?" she asked in a scared voice. Sakura, help me, help me. Came Sasuke's voice from the side. Turning in the direction of his voice, what she saw was something out of her worst nightmares. Sasuke was bloody all over, he had kunai and shuriken stuck all in his body, and it looked like both his legs had been broken. Facing the sight before her, Sakura did the most logical thing she could think of. She screamed and fainted. Kakashi, watching this, thought to himself, maybe I overdid it a little? Oh well, she needs to learn to see through these things. Kakashi was heading to find one of his other students when he was attacked by shuriken. And here is one now, thought Kakashi as he dodged the attack. At that moment Sasuke came flying out of the trees, running at Kakashi. Sasuke threw a right hook at Kakashi only to have it blocked. "You won't take me down so easily, I'm on a whole other level than the other two," said Sasuke arrogantly. As he tried to counter with a kick only to have it blocked too. "Well, your ego is definitely on a whole other level, as far as your skill is concerned, that's yet to be seen," said Kakashi. Sasuke broke away from Kakashi and threw a kunai at him. Kakashi moved to the side, only to see the kunai slice a rope. "Booby trap," thought Kakashi, as he jumped to the left to avoid the rain of kunai coming at him. Looking over at Sasuke, he saw him already going through hand signs. "Impossible," he thought. "Fire style, fireball jutsu," yelled Sasuke as he sent a huge fireball at Kakashi, hitting him dead on. After the fire and smoke cleared, he looked for Kakashi, only to see a burnt log. "Substitution?" thought Sasuke, as he heard a voice behind him. "You know you really shouldn't let your enemy get behind you, Sasuke," said Kakashi. Turning his head, Sasuke saw Kakashi running at him with his hands in a tiger seal. "Leaf Village secret finger jutsu, 1000 years of death," said Kakashi. Before Sasuke could move, he felt Kakashi's fingers hit him where nothing else ever had. His eyes widening comically, he shot through the air with tears in his eyes, while also holding onto his abused rear end. It's funny how sometimes when you experience something traumatic, your mind will sometimes go to odd places. Because all Sasuke thought as he flew through the air was, thank Kami Sakura wasn't here to see this, lest she get any ideas about him. Sasuke knew how some girls got over yaoi manga. After landing about 10 feet away, Sasuke shakily got to his feet, and began looking around. Where was Kakashi? He's not around or above me, so that must mean that he's... At that point, two hands burst out of the ground and grabbed Sasuke by the legs, pulling him under up to his neck. Kakashi came out of the ground in front of him. "That he's below you," said Kakashi, finishing Sasuke's sentence for him. "Earth style, headhunter jutsu," said Kakashi to Sasuke. "Well, now you really are ahead of the others, Sasuke," said Kakashi, putting emphasis on the word head. "Bye, Sasuke," called out Kakashi as he walked away, leaving Sasuke buried in the ground. Back with Naruto. Naruto had found Sakura passed out on the ground. Walking over to her, he shook her to wake her up. Sakura awoke a little disoriented. "And Naruto, what are you doing here?" Sakura asked. Then she remembered what happened. "Sasuke. Naruto, we have to help Sasuke, he's hurt," finished Sakura in a panic, looking around wildly for her crush. "Relax, Sakura, I think Kakashi-sensei just used a jutsu to make you think Sasuke's hurt," replied Naruto, trying to calm his teammate down. "I'm sure your precious Sasuke is just fine," finished Naruto. Coming somewhat to her senses, she agreed with Naruto. "Yeah, you must be right, Naruto. I mean there's no way my Sasuke could lose that badly, said Sakura in all her fangirl glory. Why couldn't he not have been the girl on the team? Thought Naruto sadly, shaking his head to clear it of such thoughts. Naruto got back to business. Sakura, come on, we need to find Sasuke. I've got a plan that should allow all of us to pass. Follow me, said Naruto as he walked off in the direction of the fight he had heard earlier. Sakura followed him more because she wanted to find her Sasuke, than because Naruto had a plan. But if Naruto knew where Sasuke was, then she would follow him. A few minutes later, Naruto and Sakura walked into a clearing and saw Sasuke's head sticking out of the ground. It would have looked like he had his head cut off, if it weren't for the lack of blood and a body anywhere to be found. Sakura, upon seeing just Sasuke's head, once again screamed and fainted. Shaking his head sadly, Naruto couldn't help but wonder just why in the hell she wanted to be a kunoichi. Stopping to take a good look at Sasuke, who was scowling at Naruto, Naruto had to stop himself from laughing and making a just-ahead pun. Something like, "Hey Sasuke, next time, stop while you're ahead." But he resisted, barely. "Would you like some help?" Naruto asked. "I don't need yours or anyone's help," snapped Sasuke. "Okay, be that way, but I should tell you, we only have about 40 more minutes to get the bells and you don't look anywhere close to getting out of there," said Naruto evenly. "Fine, help me out," grumbled Sasuke quietly. I'm sorry, what was that? I couldn't hear you?" asked Naruto, though he had heard Sasuke just fine. "I said fine, help me out," said Sasuke, hating to have to ask for help. "Okay, just give me a second," said Naruto as he made a shadow clone. The clone made the hand seals for the substitution jutsu, effectively switching places with Sasuke. Once the clone was done, it dispelled itself. "What was that?" asked Sasuke, amazed. "That was the substitution jutsu. It's a jutsu that allows the user to replace their own body with," started Naruto like he was teaching a class. At least until he was interrupted by Sasuke. "I know what a substitution is, Dobi. I was talking about the clone. Not only was it solid but it was able to use jutsu," snapped Sasuke. "Oh. That was just a shadow clone," said Naruto dismissively. He was really enjoying getting under Sasuke's skin. "Teach it to me," Sasuke demanded. "No," said Naruto pointedly. "What?" asked Sasuke, getting mad. "I said no. Look Sasuke, even if I did teach it to you, you would need at less Jounin level chakra reserves to use it," stated Naruto, getting fed up. "Are you saying you have Jounin level chakra reserves?" asked Sasuke disbelievingly. "No Sasuke, I don't have Jounin level chakra reserves," said Naruto. I knew it," said Sasuke arrogantly. "I have cage level chakra reserves," said Naruto, stunning Sasuke. "If you don't believe me, just ask the Hokage." Luckily Naruto was spared Sasuke's retort by Sakura waking up. "Sasuke. Oh, thank Kami, you're okay," squealed Sakura. Was his reply. "Okay guys, listen, I have a plan that should allow all of us to pass this test," said Naruto. "I don't need or want your help, Dobi," said Sasuke. "Yeah. Sasuke-kun doesn't need your help, idiot," yelled Sasuke's #1 fan, in the hope of getting Sasuke's approval. There was the Sakura we all love to hate. And of course Sasuke just ignored her. "Yeah, cause you both did so well against him on your own," said Naruto, getting fed up quickly. He continued before either could retort. "Look, do you guys know who that is? That's Kakashi Hatake, Copy Nin Kakashi of the Sharingan, one of the top jounin in the village. The man was trained by the 4th Hokage, for crying out loud. Do you really think any of us stand a chance on our own?" said Naruto, getting both their attention, especially Sasuke's. "What do you mean, Kakashi of the Sharingan?" asked Sasuke. "What do you think he keeps hidden under that hit I ate?" said Naruto, making Sasuke's eyes go wide. "If he has the Sharingan, then Naruto is right, we don't stand a chance," said Sasuke. "Glad to see you agree," said Naruto with a slight smile. "So then what are we going to do?" asked Sakura. "Look, I don't think the bells really matter. I mean, think about it. Why would they put us in a team of 3, if they knew one of us was going to fail no matter what? They would have just made a 2-man team. And if that's the case, then why only 2 bell?" asked Naruto. "To make us fight one another," said Sakura, slowly catching on. "But why, what's the point?" she asked. "To make us miss the true meaning of the test," said Naruto. "But what is the true meaning of the test?" asked Sakura. "Teamwork," said Sasuke, catching on. "The test is about teamwork." "Right. The bells were just a red herring, to keep us from seeing the truth," said Naruto, glad they were getting it. "So all we have to do to pass is work as a team," said Sasuke. "But what if we are wrong?" "What then?" asked Sakura. "That's where my plan comes in," said Naruto. "And what is your plan?" asked Sasuke. "Kakashi brought something with him today, something that he values as much as his own life," Something that has no place on a battlefield, something that he wouldn't expect us to go after, said Naruto with an evil grin. Suddenly a memory of Kakashi putting a little book away as Sasuke fought him popped into Sasuke's head, as he'd got an evil grin to match Naruto's. "Let's do it," said Sasuke as he was looking forward to his revenge for Kakashi's little ass poke. Kakashi was back at the training logs, time was just about up. "Looks like another group of Jonin is going back to the academy," said Kakashi sadly. He had hoped this would be the group that finally made it. Suddenly Kakashi's danger sense went off. Jumped to the left as kunai came flying at him. Spotting Sakura, he was about to go after her, when he heard another of his students yell out. "Fire style, fireball jutsu," yelled Sasuke. As a fireball came right at Kakashi, thanks to Sakura's constant stream of kunai he could only jump to the left again. He was about to start going hand signs when the rock behind him burst into smoke and one Uzumaki Naruto came flying out of it. Kakashi felt a hand go into his equipment pouch. Figuring Naruto was lunging for the bells and missed his mark, he spun around and grabbed Naruto and threw him toward the trees. It was at that moment that the alarm went off. The test was over. The three Jonin all came out and stood before Kakashi, who on the outside was scowling, but on the inside was jumping for joy. Finally a team who got it, a team worth training. Wanting to have a little fun with them, he continued to scowl. "I'm shocked to see you three working together, but you still failed to get even a single bell off me. But since I'm feeling kind, I will give you one more chance after lunch. Naruto, since you did the worst out of all of you, having only come in at the last, you get tied to the post," said Kakashi, applauding his own acting skills, but little did he know that the last laugh was about to be on him. "I don't think so, Kakashi-sensei. In fact I think we all pass," said Naruto in a manner of someone who knew something you didn't. "Oh, and why is that?" asked Kakashi, kind of unnerved by the three evil grins on the faces of the Jonin. At that moment Naruto held up Kakashi's most prized possession, his signed copy of Icha Icha. Kakashi reached into his equipment pouch and indeed found that his book was gone. "Because if you don't pass us, the book gets it," said Naruto, sticking an incendiary note on the book. What Kakashi didn't know was that when Naruto put his hand in Kakashi's equipment pouch he had put a Hiraishin seal on the book. After Kakashi threw him, Naruto summoned the book out of the pouch. Kakashi, hoping to bluff his was out of this, said, "What makes you think I care about some book?" "Oh, okay, then I guess you don't mind watching it burn," said Naruto, as acted like he was about to set the note off. Okay. You all pass. Just give me my book back," yelled Kakashi on his knees with tears in his eye. The Jonins were overjoyed. They were real ninja now, and Kakashi was overjoyed to have his book back. After checking it for damage he stood up and said, "Alright team, meet me here tomorrow for training and our first team mission." With that he left in a swirl of leaves, leaving the Jonins to eat their lunches, Naruto the ramen he brought, and Sasuke and Sakura from the bento boxes Kakashi had brought. After eating for a few minuets Naruto had a thought. "Hey Sasuke, let me ask you something. Why didn't you use your Sharingan when you were fighting Kakashi?" asked Naruto, curious. Sasuke just mumbled something. "What was that? I didn't hear you," asked Naruto. "I said because I haven't awoken it yet, Dobi," Sasuke snapped. That didn't sound right to Naruto. Shisui-sensei had once told Naruto that what awakened the Sharingan was the feeling of loss, and few had lost more than Sasuke. "Have you ever tried sending chakra to your eyes?" asked Naruto. "No, I haven't. Besides, I think I would know if I had awakened my Sharingan," said Sasuke, annoyed. "You should try. What's the worst that could happen?" said Naruto. "Fine. If it gets you to shut up, I'll do it," said Sasuke, as he sent chakra to his eyes. Much to his surprise, his vision became so sharp he could see the smallest details of things. Not only that, but he could see chakra. What was going on? It was at that moment that Sakura's voice interrupted his thoughts. "Sasuke, your eyes are red," said Sakura in shock. "What?" yelled Sasuke as he ran to the river to look at his reflection. Sure enough, staring back at him were two red eyes with a tomoe in each eye. "The Sharingan," whispered a shocked Uchiha. The Hokage's office was full of Jounin, all giving the Hokage a report on their teams. Hiruzen inside, it seemed teams 1 through 6 was going back to the academy, and once again Kakashi was nowhere to be seen. Hiruzen really wanted to know if Team 7 passed. He wanted so badly for Naruto to achieve his dream. Hiruzen had failed to stop the fear of the villagers from affecting Naruto's life. While Hiruzen's law prevented people from talking about the Kyuubi being sealed into Naruto, it did not stop kids from sensing their parents' fear and hatred of Naruto, and kids doing what kids do best, follow their parents' lead, making poor Naruto's life a living hell. If it had been up to Hiruzen, no one would have known about what Naruto had locked inside him. But the problem was that simply, too many had witnessed Minato sealing the fox into his son. By the time Hiruzen could make the law forbidding anyone to talk, it was already too late. Though few knew that Naruto was indeed Minato's son. Hiruzen had spread the lie that Kushina and her unborn child died in the fox attack. The irony was that the village mourned the loss of Minato's wife and child, while at the same time blaming Naruto for their deaths. It saddened Hiruzen that the only thing he was able to give Naruto of his parents was his mother's surname and clan patch, that he now wore on his left shoulder. Not that he knew what it was. Hiruzen had told him that it was found on his mother's body. The truth was that Hiruzen loved Naruto as much as he loved Konohamaru. So when Naruto said that he wanted to be Hokage one day, Hiruzen had sworn to himself that he would support Naruto's dream, even if he was the only one. And that above all else was why he had put Kakashi in charge of Team 7. Kakashi, despite all his quirks, was the best jounin in the village and could teach Naruto much. Now if only he could move past the deaths of his team and family and allow himself to care for his sensei's son. For you see, after the death of Minato, who was a father figure to Kakashi, Kakashi had come to believe he was a curse on all those he cared for. As he put it, why else would they keep dying all around him? It was at that moment Kakashi walked in spouting a lame excuse for late. Hiruzen's son Asuma was about to give his report, so Hiruzen focused back to the task at hand. Go ahead Asuma, finish what you were saying, said Hiruzen. Team 10, consisting of Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Choji Akimichi Pass, said Asuma as he lit another cigarette. And what is your assessment of them? Said Hiruzen, curious as to the new generation of the Ino Shikacho trio. Well, as you would expect from the kids of the previous Ino Shikacho trio, they complement each other well as a team. However, they are not without problems. Ino is bossy, and tries to order the other two around, though if you look closely you can tell that she cares a great deal for them. Shikamaru is lazy, he would rather spend his time watching clouds than training. On the upside, I've begun to suspect he has inherited his father's intelligence. Choji lacks self-confidence, but is very kind-hearted. I also think he has a lot of hidden potential just waiting to be tapped into. Finished Asuma. Alright, keep me informed on their progress, said Hiruzen to his son. Will do, sir, replied Asuma. Alright, who's next? Asked Hiruzen. His son's girlfriend Kurenai Yuhi stepped up. Kurenai Yuhi reporting that Team 8 consisting of Kiba Inuzuka, his Ninka Nakamaru, Hinata Hyuga, and Shino Aburame Pass, said Kurenai. And your assessment of your team, Kurenai? Asked Hiruzen. My team's talents go well together as a tracking team and they get along well enough. Though there are a few problems that need to be worked on, said Kurenai. How so? Asked Hiruzen. Well, for instance, Kiba has an alpha male personality, he sees himself as the leader of the team. The problem with this is he sees his teammate Shino as a rival for the position of top dog, so to speak. Shino, on the other hand, is very silent, will only really speak when spoken to. But given what clans they're from, it's to be expected. In truth, the only real surprise was Hinata, said Kurenai. Hiruzen raised his eyebrows in a sign for her to explain. Well, I've known Hinata for some time now, and she has always been shy, very timid and lacked confidence in herself. She would always avoid confrontations or eye contact, said Kurenai, like she was trying to solve a mystery. And now? Asked Hiruzen. Now it's like she is way more confident, she looks you in the eye when she talks to you, she doesn't stutter nearly as much, and today she even said, Kurenai trailing off. She what? Asked the Hokage. Well, like I said, Hinata used to always avoid confrontation. But during the test today her jacket got ripped up, where she was forced to remove it. After they had finished the test, Hinata caught Kiba staring at her chest. Now in the past this would have embarrassed her to the point of passing out, but today it just made her upset. In fact, it made her so upset that she gave Kiba a chakra-enhanced slap to the face that sent Kiba flying. Finished Kurenai. The Hokage and the other jounin in the room were shocked to say the least. Okay Kurenai, I want you to keep an eye on it. Let me know if you notice anything else out of the ordinary, ordered Hiruzen. Yes sir, said Kurenai. Alright Kakashi, it seems you're next in line, said Hiruzen, more than a little anxious to hear how Naruto had done. Team 7 consisting of Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Naruto Uzumaki Pass, said Kakashi in his normal lazy voice, shocking all the jounin. It was a well-known fact that Kakashi never passed a single team. Go on, said Hiruzen, silently happy for Naruto. Well, after a rough start they pulled together and worked as a team to take me on, said Kakashi. Was it the Uchiha that figured it out? Asked Asuma, fully expecting the Rookie of the Year to be the one who lead the other two to victory, and he wasn't the only one. Most of the jounin in the room thought the same. So imagine their surprise at the next words out of Kakashi's mouth. Actually it was Naruto, stated Kakashi, quiet, enjoying the looks he was getting. The silence in the room was deafening. Asuma's cigarette even fell out of his mouth. Explain, said Hiruzen. Naruto was the only one who noticed that something wasn't right about the test. And he correctly deduced that the only way to pass was to work as a team. Instead of fighting me for a bell, he spent most of his time trying to convince the other two to work with him. If it wasn't for him they would have failed miserably, said Kakashi. What's more, Naruto was the only one smart enough to disregard my advice not to eat breakfast. He also thought to bring his own lunch that he sealed into a scroll, and instead of standing around waiting for me to show up. Once he figured out that I was going to be late, offered to let the other two sleep while he kept watch for me. All in all, I'm forced to conclude that the academy record was way off about his intelligence and skill. Finished Kakashi. So you believe he is hiding something, said Hiruzen, not really asking. Yes, said Kakashi simply. Sighing once again, Hiruzen, figuring it was better to err on the side of caution, grabbed his crystal ball. Let's see if we can't see for ourselves what it is, said Hiruzen, as all the Jounin gathered around the crystal. What they saw shocked them, and it also brought a smile to Hiruzen's weathered face. If you looked into the ball you would see Naruto pushing Hinata on a tree swing, smiling like all was right with the world, while Hinata laughed, enjoying spending time with him. It would seem you were right, Kakashi. Naruto was hiding something, said Hiruzen, amused, as he put his crystal away. And I believe that would explain Hinata acting so differently as well. Kurenai. Finished the third Hokage. Kurenai just nodded her head, too stunned to speak. She had known of Hinata's crush on the blonde Jinchuriki, but she had not known the two were so close. When had this happened? Well, if that is all, you're dismissed, said Hiruzen to the Jounin in the room. As they left, Hiruzen couldn't help but think that Naruto really was full of surprises. Little did he know that the biggest surprise was yet to come. Break. So you caught Kiba staring at your chest? Asked Naruto as he pushed Hinata on a swing. Yeah, it made me so mad, said Hinata, enjoying having Naruto push her in the swing, while she talked about her day. She wondered if this is what it would be like to date Naruto. So would you like me to kick his ass for you? Asked Naruto, smiling. This made Hinata laugh. They were both unaware that at that moment, they were being spied on by an old man in a room full of Jounin. No thank you, Naruto. When I caught him I might have gave him a chakra-enhanced slap to the face, said Hinata kind of shyly. This made Naruto laugh. I kind of feel bad for it, to tell the truth, said Hinata, thinking maybe she had been too hard on Kiba. Naruto just shook his head, amused. Don't feel bad, Hinata. Kiba is your teammate now, and he needs to learn to respect you as a woman, said Naruto, backing Hinata's actions. If you let a guy get away with that once, they'll do it again. Naruto finished. I guess you're right, Naruto, said Hinata as Naruto pushed her forward once again. And when am I not? Asked Naruto in fake arrogance. Careful, Naruto, if your head gets any bigger you might float away, said Hinata, playing along, turning to give Naruto a mock glare. Then they both burst out laughing. So Hinata, I was wondering if you wanted to train together sometime? Asked Naruto. I would love to, Naruto, answered Hinata with her brightest smile, yet doubt could this day get any better? Thought Hinata. Her and Naruto were now friends, she had passed her Jinan test and now Naruto wanted to train with her. No, she didn't think it could. Break. A few hours later saw Naruto walking to the Hokage's office, having come to the decision to tell the old man everything. The way he saw it, if his Rinnegan ever came to light, he was going to need the old man's support. So with that he knocked on the old man's door. Hiruzen was currently talking to Kakashi. They were discussing one Sasuke Uchiha, who it appeared had awoken his Sharingan. What's more, Sasuke knew of Kakashi's Sharingan. So you're saying Sasuke found you and asked you about the Sharingan Obito gave you? Asked Hiruzen. Well, he didn't know how I got my Sharingan, said Kakashi. Do you know how he found out about it? Asked Hiruzen, starting to feel a headache coming. Naruto told him, said Kakashi seriously. Yep, defiantly a headache. Hiruzen thought to himself, how the hell would Naruto have found out about Kakashi's Sharingan? I am beginning to think you are right about Naruto hiding something, Kakashi, said Hiruzen, rubbing his temples. Before Kakashi could say anything in return there came a knock at the door. Enter, said Hiruzen with a sigh. And who should walk in? None other than the Jinan they were discussing, Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto, what are you doing here? Asked the third Hokage curiously. Hey old man, can we talk? Asked Naruto. Sure. Kakashi, you can go ahead and go, said Hiruzen, hoping Naruto was here to discuss whatever he had been hiding. Kakashi should stay, old man, it's actually good he's here, saves me having to tell him later, said Naruto. Okay Naruto, what is it you wish to discuss? Asked Hiruzen. You will probably wish for this conversation to remain private, old man, said Naruto seriously, motioning toward a hidden Anbu in the corner. Shocking Hiruzen and Kakashi, that Naruto had noticed the Anbu in the room. What could you want to discuss that would need the Anbu in the room to leave? Asked Hiruzen, feeling nervous for some reason. At that, Naruto got a look in his eyes that the aged Hokage had never seen in them before. It was the look of a true shinobi. The next words out of Naruto's mouth made the Hokage's heart skip a beat, and Kakashi's eye widen. Minato namikaze, Kushina Uzumaki, and the Sage of the Six Paths, said Naruto in a voice more serious than any he had ever used. Making a motion for the Anbu to leave, the Hokage activated a seal on his desk, and looked Naruto dead in the eye and said one word. "Explain," said the god of shinobi. And so Naruto did. He held nothing back as he told them all about how the sage had come to him and gifted Naruto with his power, about his year of training, about who had trained him, everything. To say that Kakashi and Hiruzen were shocked, was like saying that Orochimaru was only a little creepy. "So you're saying that not only do you have the first ever Dujutsu but you spent a year in some time chamber being trained by some of the most powerful shinobi who ever lived?" asked Hiruzen in disbelief. "Pretty much, old man," said Naruto as he activated his Rinnegan, showing to Kakashi and the Hokage. "Amazing, and you said it has all the powers of the Sharingan?" asked Kakashi. "Yes, that and so much more," said Naruto. "Can you prove the other part of the story, something your mother or father might have told you to prove it was really them?" asked Hiruzen. At this Naruto got an evil grin on his face, that he only ever wore when he was about to pull a prank, making Hiruzen believe he was about to regret asking. "One time my mom and dad walked in on you and your wife going at it on your desk," said Naruto, making the Hokage go red and Kakashi to burst out laughing. "But the worst was yet to come." "What was it she called you?" "Her big strong monkey man," said Naruto. By this time Kakashi was on the floor rolling. Okay, I believe you," said Hiruzen in a hurry. Glaring at Kakashi he said, "You can stop now, Kakashi." "Oh, that was great. I so needed that," said Kakashi, recovering. "So Naruto, I take it you want to keep this secret for now," said Hiruzen, getting back to business. "Yes sir, the longer no one knows the better. Shisui-sensei told me of how someone on your advisory council named Danzo attacked him and took one of his eyes," said Naruto, shocking the Hokage. "Danzo did what?" yelled Hiruzen. He should have known his old rival would do something like this. Then a thought hit him out of nowhere. "Did Shisui tell you anything else?" asked Hiruzen nervously. "He told me everything, old man," said Naruto, looking Hiruzen in the eye so he would know what he was talking about, without having to say it out loud in front of Kakashi, who Naruto was sure didn't know the truth of the Uchiha massacre. Hiruzen nodded his head sadly, giving Naruto a look that said, "They'll talk about it later." "Is there anything else you wish to discuss, Naruto?" asked the Hokage. "No, that should be just about everything." "Well, actually there is one other thing, my parents' house," said Naruto. "Ah, I was wondering if you were going to ask about that," said the Hokage with a smile as he reached into his desk and removed a set of keys. "I assume you know where it is?" asked the Hokage. Naruto just nodded. Tossing the keys to Naruto, the Hokage couldn't help but be proud of Naruto. He had come so far in such a short time. "They would be proud of you, you know," said Hiruzen. "I know, Hokage-sama," said Naruto, smiling at the man he saw as a grandfather, and showing him the proper respect for the first time. "I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you tomorrow, sensei," said Naruto as he left the office, heading back to his apartment to start packing. One thing about Naruto that will never change is that he will always surprise you, thought Hiruzen as both he and Kakashi watched Naruto leave. Break. It had been a month now since the bell test, and since that fateful meeting with the Hoj. "This is Sasuke at point C," said Sasuke into the radio. "This is Sakura at point B," said Sakura. "This is Naruto at point A. Target is in sight," said Naruto. "Alright team, move on my order," said Kakashi into his radio. "Target is the move," said Naruto. "Alright team now," said Kakashi. Kakashi walked up to his team, seeing them covered in claw marks, and looking quite fed up. "Mission retrieve lost cat Tora is complete," said Kakashi. As they walked into the mission office where the Hokage and Tora's owner Madame Shijimi, the wife of the fire daimyo, was. "Oh my baby Tora, mommy was so worried." Yes she was, said the fire daimyo's wife. Naruto was taking a vindictive pleasure in watching Madame Shijimi squeeze that hellspawn of a cat. And from the looks on Sasuke and Sakura's faces, he wasn't the only one. "Alright team 7, for your next mission, we have babysitting, gardening, painting a fence." Before Hiruzen could finish, they heard a loud yell. "Tora, come back here," yelled Madame Shijimi. "And retrieving the lost cat Tora," finished the Hokage. Now Naruto wasn't going to complain, really he wasn't. He was going to do these stupid D ranks, like a mature responsible adult. That was at least until the old man brought up finding that damn cat again. No. I've had it up to here with these stupid D ranks. They're not missions, they're choirs. I want a real mission," said Naruto, losing it. Though they didn't voice it, both Sasuke and Sakura agreed with Naruto. "How dare you? You're just a brand new Jonin, with no experience. Like everyone else, you start with simple missions to improve your skills and prove yourself. yelled Iruka. "I'm not that same brat I used to be, Iruka-sensei. I've changed a lot. What's more, I truly think my team and I are ready for a real mission," said Naruto, calming down. "Kakashi, what do you think?" asked the Hokage. Kakashi thought about it. Between Naruto's Rinnegan and Sasuke's Sharingan, Kakashi thought Tai could handle it. In fact, the only weak link was Sakura, but it would only be a C-rank mission. Plus he would be there to make sure things went okay. "I believe Tai are ready. Their teamwork has been improving by leaps and bounds. They should be able to handle a simple C-rank," said Kakashi, not knowing that this C-rank was going to be anything but simple. "Alright Team 7, your mission is to act as bodyguards for a bridge builder from the Land of Waves. Send him in now," said Hiruzen. A couple seconds later, a man drinking a bottle of sake walked in. "This is all I get, a group of worthless kids and a scarecrow," said the man with a drunken slur. Naruto, not liking being called worthless, was behind the man in a millisecond, holding a kunai to the man's throat. Shocking Sasuke and Sakura, with his speed. Fast was all Sakura could think. Where did the Dobi get that kind of speed? Thought Sasuke, angry because he knew that even he could not move that fast. "Just who is Uzumaki, Naruto?" "Naruto, we don't kill our clients," said Kakashi in a slightly scolding yet somehow still bored voice. "I wasn't going to kill him, just teach him a little lesson," said Naruto, leaking a little killing intent at the drunkard, making him sweat. "Insulting a shinobi, even the younger ones, can be bad for your health," said Nawad in a deadly whisper. Naruto put away his kunai, and went to stand beside his team. The old man cleared his throat, trying to save a little bit of face. He said, "My name is Tazuna and I am a super bridge builder from Wave, and I expect super protection. Even if it means your life." Finished the man we now know as Tazuna, giving Naruto a wide berth. "If that boy is anything to judge by, this just may work after all," thought Tazuna. "Okay team, go home, pack for a month, and get a good night's sleep. Be at the West Gate at 8 a.m. sharp tomorrow morning," said Kakashi as the Genin left to do as instructed, unaware that this one mission would change their lives forever. Naruto awoke the next morning feeling ready for his first true mission as a shinobi. Looking around his new house, Naruto still couldn't believe it now belonged to him. His parents' house was a modest 5-room 2-bath house. While not overly large, it was still way bigger than anything Naruto was used to. The first night he stayed here, he cried when he saw the nursery his parents had prepared for him. The nursery that baby Naruto would never see. Naruto had taken the master bedroom as his own. He didn't think his parents would mind. Though he now avoided that nursery, it was too much of a reminder of the life that was stolen from him. What Naruto liked most about the master bedroom was the picture of his parents on their wedding day. His mom looked so beautiful, and by looking at his dad Naruto could tell just from whom he got his goofy grin. There were lots of pictures in the house, but Naruto would always cherish this one and one other the most. The other picture was when his mom must have been about 8 months along, beaming as the picture was taken. After showering and dressing, Naruto grabbed a scroll that he sealed the things he would need for the mission and put it in his jacket. Strapping Zanpakuto to his back, Naruto grabbed a quick bite to eat, then headed to meet his team at the gate. Arriving at the gate, Naruto was in for a slight shock. Kakashi was on time. Guess his dad had been right, Kakashi did only show up on time to missions. After a few more minutes everyone was there. "Alright team, everyone packed and ready?" asked Kakashi. "Yes sensei," echoed the 3 Genin. Kakashi, noticing something, asked, "Naruto, where is your pack?" Naruto pulled his sealing scroll out of his jacket and showed it to his sensei. "Ah okay," said Kakashi as they started walking. Naruto put the scroll back into his jacket. Sakura, seeing this, was curious, so she asked, "What's that scroll got to do with your pack, Naruto?" "That scroll is my pack, Sakura. Backpacks are bulky and restrict movement. So to solve that problem I seal everything I need into a scroll," said Naruto. "You seal it?" asked Sakura, surprised that Naruto could do something so advanced. While she knew that Naruto had changed, it still threw her off sometimes to see just how much he had changed. "Why so surprised, Sakura?" "Sealing was the Uzumaki clan's specialty," said Naruto, shocking Sakura and Sasuke, though the latter refused to show it. Still, Sasuke was now paying attention. "I didn't know there is an Uzumaki clan," said Sakura, causing Naruto to develop a tick mark. "That's what really ticks me off. Every Konoha shinobi wears my clan's symbol and 90% of them don't even know it." "And to correct you, Sakura, there used to be an Uzumaki clan," said Naruto, starting out angry but growing sad at the end of his sentence. Now he really had Sasuke's attention. "What do you mean, Naruto?" asked Sakura, referring to both parts. "Well, on the first part, the Uzumaki were cousins of the Senju, and close allies. As a sign of friendship between the Uzumaki and the Senju and their respective villages, the Senju put the Uzumaki swirl in the symbol of the leaf, said Naruto pointing at the leaf symbol on his hitai-8. They also put it on the shoulders of the leaf uniform, and back of our flak jackets, said Kakashi joining in on the conversion. In fact the first Hokage married my aunt twice removed me to Uzumaki. Making me loosely related to Lady Tsunade of the Sannin, said Naruto. Sakura was shocked beyond words, she like every kunoichi knew who Lady Tsunade was. To hear that Naruto was related to her albeit distantly was stunning. Sasuke on the other hand was not happy to hear all this. He was forced once again to admit that he knew next to nothing about his rival. Not only had Naruto been showing skills, and boy did Sasuke hate to admit this, even to just himself, far superior to his own, but to find out that not only did Naruto belong to a clan, but that he had apparently lost his clan, made Sasuke realize that he and Naruto had more in common than just being lonely. Naruto, unaware of his teammates' thoughts, continued speaking. And as for the second, all I really know is that Iwa and Kumo teamed up and attacked my clan's village and laid waste to it, all but wiping out my clan. My mother was in Konoha at the time, which is why she survived, well long enough to have me anyways, said Naruto in a sad voice. He didn't really like talking about this, but he was trying to give his teammate a chance, so he was being honest with them. Why would they do that, Naruto? Asked Sakura. My clan's Fuinjutsu became feared in the First and Second War, so when it became apparent that a third war was inevitable, they took my clan and its village out of the equation, said Naruto. Sakura bowed her head thinking about how sad Naruto's mother must have been to lose not only her clan but her entire village as well. Sasuke was wondering just how strong the Uzumaki clan must have been if it took two of the great five shinobi villages to destroy them, when it only took his brother to destroy his. Is it because Naruto's clan was so strong, or was brother really that powerful? Why did it take only one man to kill my whole clan? Thought Sasuke. After that the group fell into silence, each lost in their own thoughts. A few hours later Naruto was passing the time by singing a song under his breath, when he noticed something strange. Oh, she's following me, oh, she's out of her tree, oh, she's off of her rocker, I want to marry my stalker, mumbled Naruto bore out of his mind. That was until he saw a puddle of water in the road. It hasn't rained in weeks, what's that puddle doing there? Unless, thought Naruto as he got ready. Just after Kakashi passed the puddle, two shinobi sprang out of it, and wrapped a bladed chain around Kakashi, tearing him to pieces. Naruto didn't have time to worry about whether or not his sensei was dead, for the two shinobi were already on the move heading right toward him. Deciding now wasn't the time to hold back as he didn't have time to gauge their strength. Naruto pulled out a tri-pronged kunai not seen by shinobi in 13 years. He threw the kunai in the center of the chain, locking it into a tree. Sasuke, who was about to do the same thing, watched as Naruto beat him to the punch, throwing some kind of strange kunai into the chain. What he saw next really shocked not only him but everyone watching, which unbeknownst to them also included Kakashi, who was up in a tree. Naruto, using the Hiraishin, appeared on the assassins' outstretched arms with Zanpakuto already drawn. Using the sword's main ability to cut the soul without damaging the flesh, Naruto swung the sword through the arms that he was standing on, causing them to fall limply to the side of the two shinobi. The two shinobi screamed in pain as their arms fell useless. Kakashi, figuring that he had learned all he was going to, appeared behind the two would-be assassins, knocking them out. Kakashi-sensei, you're okay, said Sakura, relieved. Naruto and Sasuke just breathed a small sigh of relief at seeing their sensei alive. Looking over at where Kakashi had died, Naruto saw a chopped-up log. Substitution, should have known, thought Naruto. Sorry if I worried you, Sakura, I needed to try to find out who their target was, plus I wanted to see how you three would handle the situation. I must say I'm proud of the three of you. Sakura, you, despite your fear, jumped in front of our client, ready to give your life for the mission, like a true kunoichi, said Kakashi, smiling at Sakura, making her blush at his praise. Naruto, Sasuke, I am also proud of the two of you. Naruto, you reacted quick and decisively, disabling but not killing the assassins, so they could be interrogated later. And Sasuke, you were ready to go on the offensive, should Naruto have failed. All in all, good job everyone. Finished Kakashi, before turning to look at Tazuna. Mind telling me why you have shinobi after you, Mr. Tazuna? Asked Kakashi. Just what are you trying to say? Said Tazuna, trying to play dumb. If I had been their target, they would have left when they thought I was dead. None of my Jonin have ever left the village, so these two would have no reason to go after them. That only leaves you. So again I ask you, why are they after you? Said Kakashi with a hard edge to his voice. And so Tazuna, figuring that he was caught, told them all about how Wave's shipping lanes had been taken over by a tyrant named Gato, who was sucking the life out of the country. And how Tazuna's bridge was his country's only hope of overthrowing Gato, making Tazuna a marked man. So you see my country has become poor, we simply didn't have the money for a higher ranked mission, said Tazuna desperately. All the same, you lied about the scope of this mission, thereby voiding the contract we have with you. This mission is now a B rank or higher. If we had known that from the start, we would have staffed this mission differently, with more experienced shinobi. By all rights we should turn around and head back to the village, said Kakashi. This mission is beyond us, Mr. Tazuna. We're just Jinan, we don't have the experience for this kind of mission, said Sakura, though she didn't like the thought of leaving a man to die. You're right, you should head back. I'll just go on without you. If I die, I die, it's not your fault. Of course my grandson will cry. And my widowed daughter will be sad, probably cursing the Leaf Shinobi as cowards, for abandoning her father to die. But it's not your problem, said Tazuna, trying to play on their sympathy, and guilt them into continuing the mission. At that point Naruto, who had been listening, spoke. Even though he knew what Tazuna was trying to do, he still would not abandon the mission. I'm not going to leave him to die, sensei, said Naruto, shocking everyone once again, something that was becoming more and more common. Naruto, I understand how you feel, but Sakura tried to speak only to be interrupted by Naruto. No, Sakura, you don't understand. I all but begged old man Hokage for this mission. If I were to abandon it now, the shame would be so great I would have to commit seppuku, just to be rid of it, said Naruto, making Kakashi think briefly of his own father. Look, you three can leave if you want. But I'm going to stay and see this mission through. Even if it costs me my life. Finished Naruto. With Naruto, we wanted to prove ourselves as shinobi. How are we supposed to do that if we run away just because the mission got harder? Plus I won't let an innocent man die just to save my own life, said Sasuke, for once in complete agreement with his rival. Hearing Sasuke agree with Naruto, combined with her own dislike of leaving Tazuna to die, was enough for Sakura to change her mind. Well, I can't let the two of you go off on your own. Without me, who knows what kind of trouble you would get into, said Sakura, trying to lighten the mood, causing Naruto to smile and Sasuke to smirk. Kakashi truly was proud of his students. If they wanted to continue with the mission despite knowing the danger, who was he to stop them? Well, it seems we are all in agreement, said Kakashi, smiling at his students. Looking at Tazuna, he spoke. Alright Tazuna, we will see this mission through. But you will have to pay the full price of an A-rank mission as soon as you are able, said Kakashi. Tazuna, who was touched by what the Jinan had said, bowed his head. You have my word, as soon as we get the money you will have it, said Tazuna, slightly choked up. Alright, let's tie those two up, and be on our way, said Kakashi, and they did just that. As soon as the demon brothers were tied up, the group made tracks. Later that evening, as the group made camp for the night, they were all sitting around the fire eating, when Sasuke had a thought. Hey Naruto, can I ask you something? Asked Sasuke, catching himself before he called Naruto Dobe. Naruto, catching the slip, but deciding to let it slide, said sure. What is it? When you used your sword on those shinobi, your sword passed right through their arms without cutting them. And afterwards their arms just seemed to stop working. Why is that? Asked Sasuke, catching everyone else's attention, as they too wanted to know. My sword's name is Zanpakuto, it means soul cutter, and that's exactly what it does, cuts the soul leaving the flesh unharmed. According to my clan's legends, it used to belong to the Shinigami, and that when you kill someone with it, their soul is sent to the Shinigami. Now it can cut flesh if I will it too, and it can do a few other things. But those are clan secrets. I am actually showing you guys a lot of trust just telling you this much, said Naruto, mixing lies and half-truths. Sasuke, who was from a clan, understood clan secrets and let it drop, and asked something else that had been bothering him. What about when they fist attacked? My Sharingan didn't even see you move, yet you went from where you were standing to standing on the arms of the attackers in the blink of an eye. Even if you were moving super fast, my Sharingan should have still seen you move, said Sasuke, looking intently at Naruto. Naruto cursed his own stupidity. He had forgotten about Sasuke's Sharingan. He had been planning to lie and say he had been just moving really fast if anyone asked him about it. Naruto looked at Kakashi for guidance, only to see the man shrug as if to say, it's your secret. Coming to a decision, Naruto spoke. Alright, what I'm about to tell you is an S-class secret. You cannot tell a soul no matter what, okay? Said Naruto, getting nods from both Sasuke and Sakura. Looking at Kakashi, Naruto asked, would you do the honors, sensei? Said Naruto, getting a nod from Kakashi, who stepped in front of Tazuna and lifted his Hitai-8. The next thing they knew, the man was snoring. Don't worry Naruto, he'll wake up tomorrow and won't remember a thing, said Kakashi. Naruto went through some hand seals and slammed his hand on the ground, putting up a soundproof barrier. Alright, what you saw me do was the Hiraishin no Jutsu. It was the fourth Hokage's signature jutsu, and was the reason he had the name the Yellow Flash. Because when using this jutsu he would appear and disappear so fast, that all people would see, Is a flash of his yellow hair, said Naruto, preparing for the question that he knew was coming. But why would you know a jutsu of the fourth Hokage Naruto? Asked Sakura. Not disappointing. Let me ask you something, Sakura. Did you know that the fourth Hokage had a wife? Asked Naruto, looking at Sakura. Sakura really didn't see what this had to do with anything, but being the bookworm she was, answered anyways. Yes, his wife was Kushina Namikaze. She died in the Nine Tails attack, said Sakura. And do you know what her maiden name was? Asked Naruto. No, it was never written in any books. Why are you asking, Naruto? Sakura asked. Her maiden name was Uzumaki. Sakura, Kushina Uzumaki. She was my mother, said Naruto. Sakura and Sasuke were now wide-eyed. Why, you mean why you're the said Sakura, unable to say what she wanted to. The son of the fourth Hokage? Yes, I am, said Naruto to a stunned Sasuke and Sakura. Hiyashi was going to check on Hanabi, who had been put in her crib for a nap. As he neared the door to the nursery, he heard the soft voice of his oldest. Creeping slowly to the door, he peeked inside. What he saw warmed his heart. His oldest daughter was looking at her baby sister with eyes full of wonder. Hiyashi focused his ears to hear what his daughter was saying. I'm gonna always look after you, baby sister, don't worry, big sister's here, said Hinata in her childlike voice. Hiyashi, not wanting to disturb the cute scene, activated his Byakugan so he could keep an eye on them as he went to his study to get some work done. End flashback. If Hiyashi had only known that this picture would be the last they would ever have as full family, he would have smiled, he would have held his family in his arms, and he would have let his wife know just how much she meant to him. If the loss of his brother had been hard, then the loss of his wife had been unbearable. Some mornings the only reason Hiyashi could even get out of his bed was his two daughters. His greatest fear was that he would lose them too. Most people would believe that he didn't care for his oldest at all, that he thought of Hinata as a hopeless failure. This couldn't be further from the truth. You see, Hiyashi had lived and fought in the Third War and still bore the scars of that horrible time. One of which was the loss of a good friend and teammate, Shiba Inuzuka, who, much like Hinata, was very soft-hearted. And it had cost him his life when he spared a man, just to have that man stab him in the back. Hiyashi would not lose his daughter like that. So Hiyashi turned cold and acted as he did in the hope to hardening Hinata, and to drive her to prove him wrong. But much to Hiyashi's dismay, it only seemed to make matters worse. It was then he thought that maybe what was wrong was Hinata lacked a mother figure in her life, so in an act of desperation he had went to the Hokage and requested the aid of a kunoichi to mentor to Hinata. The Hokage had been kind and gave Kurenai a long-term C-rank mission to look after Hinata and to mentor to her. But it would seem that even that was destined for failure, for as great as Kurenai was, she was not Hinata's mother. It was then that Hiyashi had begun to truly lose hope, and so he focused on the daughter he could save. And so things have continued like that, with Hinata being shy, timid, self-conscious, and entirely too gentle. And with Hiyashi focusing all his attention on training Hanabi, who under his tutelage had started to become a fierce fighter. While Hanabi was a polite and respectful girl, when she was fighting she became a whole different person. She would become cold, calculating, and would do or say whatever she thought would best get to her opponent. Which is what has led to Hiyashi being in his study. He had noticed about a month back that Hinata had begun to change. She no longer looked down when she talked, she would not stuttered, she carried herself straighter. All in all, she was becoming the girl Hiyashi had always hoped she would become. Wondering what could have succeeded where he had failed, he had sent Ko to follow her. What Ko had reported shocked him, to say the least. Flashback. Hiyashi was sitting at his desk when he heard a knock at the door. Enter, said Hiyashi, only to see Ko enter the room. Lord Hiyashi, I followed Lady Hinata as you requested, said Ko, bowing low. What did you find out, Ko? Asked Hiyashi. Lady Hinata left her team after completing her mission and team training for the day, after which she went to Ichiraku Ramen and made a to-go order for 6 things of miso and pork ramen. After receiving her order, Lady Hinata walked to a clearing not far from the Shinobi Academy. Upon entering she sat her food down and began to do stretches, said Ko. What happened next? Asked Hiyashi. To a now nervous-looking Ko, making Hiyashi wonder what he could be nervous about telling him. After working out for about 30 minutes, she was joined in the clearing by Uzumaki Naruto, said Ko, looking down awaiting an outburst of anger. Hiyashi was deep in thought. Like most other people who knew Hinata, Hiyashi was aware of Hinata's crush on the boy. Hiyashi had never said anything, because the boy was oblivious to his daughter's feelings, like most boys were at that age. Now let it be known that Hiyashi did not hate boy because he thought he was the Nine Tails. Hiyashi was not stupid, he knew the boy and the fox were two different beings. No, Hiyashi did not hate the boy at all. But Hiyashi did think the boy was a wild hooligan, and not someone deserving of his daughter. Hiyashi decided to hear out the rest of the story, then he would figure out how to deal with this. Go ahead and finish, Ko, said Hiyashi with a stony expression. Ko swallowing nervously continued his report. After she was joined by Uzumaki, they sat down and ate the ramen as they talked. Uzumaki told her that he would be leaving on a C-rank mission for a month, and would not be able to train with her as he had to go pack, but had wanted to let her know before he went. Lady Hinata looked sad by the thought of him leaving, but said that she was happy he was getting a mission to prove himself. After they finished eating they hugged goodbye. After the Uzumaki had left, Lady Hinata came back to the compound and is currently in her room. Finished Ko. So he hugged my daughter, did he? Thought Hiyashi furiously. No. I will not allow that boy to be around my daughter. She is too good for him. Thought Hiyashi. Making the same mistake fathers have been making since the beginning of time, to try and control who their teenage daughters fall in love with. Hiyashi asked Ko to fetch Hinata for him. A few minutes later Hiyashi heard his oldest knock on his study door. Enter, said Hiyashi, in his trademark stoic voice. You asked to see me, father? Said Hinata, wondering what she had done to get summoned by her father. Yes, come in and shut the door. There is something I wish to discuss with you, said Hiyashi. As Hinata did as she was told, unaware that a moment later a little girl would be passing by and decide to eavesdrop. What is it that you wish to discuss with me, father? Asked Hinata as she stood in front of her father's desk. What she heard next made her heart sink to her feet. I know who you have been hanging around with, after team meetings, Hinata, said Hiyashi with a slight edge to his voice, a testament to just how upset he really was. Father, let me explain, Hinata tried to say, only to be interrupted by her father. Silence, snapped Hiyashi, causing Hinata to close her mouth. You may not be the heiress of this clan anymore, but you are still a member of the main house. And as such, you cannot be seen with riffraff like Uzumaki Naruto. He is bad news, Hinata, and will only bring you down, said Hiyashi, trying to calm down. He knew he was hurting his daughter and hated himself for it, but one day she would see that he only had her best interest at heart. But father, please, said, trying to fight the tears in her eyes and failing. She was once again interrupted by her father. No, Hinata. As your father and head of the clan, I forbid you to associate with Uzumaki Naruto any further. From now on, you are to come home after training. If you have need to go someplace, a member of the branch house will accompany. You are to come home and focus on your juken. Is that understood? Said Hiyashi, allowing no room for argument. Yes, Hiyashi-sama, said Hinata with something in her voice that Hiyashi had never heard there before, hatred. Hiyashi, hoping that his daughter was just angry and would get over it in time, decided to let her vent in a constructive way. By sparring with her sister. The way he saw it, whatever Hinata threw at Hanabi, Hanabi as the stronger of the two could handle it. Oh, how wrong he was. While the spar between the two sisters started out like most, with Hinata on the defensive while Hanabi attacked. What Hiyashi did not understand, was that Hinata just didn't want to hurt her baby sister. At least that was until Hanabi, hoping to spear her big sister to fight back and maybe impress their father for once, started to provoke Hinata. Hanabi loved her big sister with all her heart, as Hinata was the only person who treated her like a girl, and not as the future head of the clan. Hinata would always take time out of her day to play doll or dress up with Hanabi. Hanabi wanted nothing more than her sister's happiness, and having overheard Hinata's meeting with their father, thought that if their father was impressed with Hinata's fighting he might let her see her crush. So with that in mind she said something that nearly cost her dearly. Hinata was picking herself off the floor when she heard something that made her insides boil, and unbeknown to her, her father inwardly cringe. You're a pathetic sister, just like that loser boyfriend of yours. It's a good thing you can't see him no more. Maybe now you can find someone worthy of a Hyuga, said Hanabi, hoping her big sister would one day forgive her for that. Hinata saw red. She could handle someone insulting her, but she wouldn't let anyone call Naruto pathetic. Hinata assumed a stance and spoke 11 words that had Hiyashi running to block Hinata from getting to her sister. You're in my field of divination. 8 trigrams 32 palms, yelled Hinata, summoning every ounce of anger and hatred she had felt for the last 8 years. She ran at her sister to deliver the first 2 palms. 2 palms, yelled Hinata, but before she could hit her sister her father appeared before her. Kaiden, said Hiyashi, block his daughter from getting to her sister. But Hinata was not through yet. Picking herself off the floor, Hinata looked at her father. Suddenly it was not Hanabi she was mad at, it was him. Hinata thought of everything he ever put her through, but most importantly she thought of her friendship with Naruto. A friendship that would now never be allowed to develop into something more. Hinata did something that would shock and amaze Hiyashi for years to come. Shadow clone jutsu, said Hinata, creating a clone of herself. The clone began to spin chakra in Hinata's hand, forming a jutsu that Hiyashi had not seen in almost 13 years. Rasengan! Screamed Hinata as she charged her father. Hiyashi was so shocked by seeing his daughter use the 4th jutsu that he almost didn't create a kaiden in time. The two powerful jutsus met in a violent clash. Had Hinata had time to perfect the Rasengan, The backlash from these two jutsu clashing might have destroyed the dojo they were in. Luckily Hinata had not perfected it yet. Add to the fact that Hinata was low on chakra and you get a Kaiden emerging victorious. Hinata was thrown across the room and knocked unconscious. Panting slightly, Hiyashi looked at his youngest, who was looking at her sister in wide-eyed shock. "Hanabi, take your sister to her room and have a medic take a look at her," said Hiyashi, but Hanabi continued to stare at Hinata. "Hanabi!" yelled Hiyashi, getting his youngest to snap out of it. "Yes, father?" asked Hanabi, snapping out of her shock. She couldn't believe her sister was really that strong. Had her big sister always held back against her? And if so, why? "I said take your sister to her room and have a medic look at her," repeated Hiyashi. "Yes, father," said Hanabi, doing as she was told. After Hanabi had left with her sister, Hiyashi allowed the shock he was feeling to come to the surface. Falling to the floor, Hiyashi shook slightly. Did his daughter really care so much for Naruto Uzumaki, that she was willing to use 8 trigrams 32 palms on Hanabi, just because the girl had insulted him? Then she tried to use the Rasengan on him. Where had Hinata learned those jutsus she used? And even more troubling was the look in Hinata's eyes when she had charged at him. It was a look of anger and hatred, but even more than that there was an endless well of hurt in her eyes. Had he been the one to put that hurt there? "Kami, what have I done?" thought Hiyashi as he picked himself of the floor. He needed to talk to his oldest daughter. Not as Hiyashi the clan head, but as Hiyashi the father, something he hasn't been in too long. Hinata awoke with a major headache. What happened? Thought Hinata. Then she remembered what happened. She remembered the meeting with her father, the spar with her sister, but most of all she remembered losing control. "What have I done?" thought Hinata, regretting losing control of herself. "How are you feeling?" asked Hiyashi. Hinata froze, hearing her father's voice. How was she supposed to face him after what she did? Hiyashi, taking her silence the wrong way, thought that Hinata was still angry at him, and so he did something he hasn't done since he was a child. He got on his hands and knees and bowed down with his head almost touching the floor. "Forgive me, daughter. I have not been a good father to you. I shouldn't have pushed you so hard. But I was afraid that I would lose you the way I lost your mother, and your uncle, and my best friend. I know I hurt you and I am so sorry," said Hiyashi, begging for his daughter's forgiveness. Hinata was in shock. Her father was begging. She had never seen her father show so much emotion before, not even when her mom passed away. It was because of the emotion in his voice, not just the words that he said, that allowed Hinata to finally let go of all the hurt. Feeling more free than she ever had, she did something she had wanted to do for a long time. She hugged her father. Hiyashi was shocked. His daughter not only forgave him, but she was hugging him also. Quickly getting over the shock, Hiyashi hugged Hinata back, as he promised her that things would change, that they would be better, that he would be better. Hiyashi couldn't tell you later how long he and his daughter had hugged, but he could tell you that he felt like a father for the first time in a long time. Then he remembered some of the things he wanted to ask her, but he would not force her to tell him if she didn't want to. "Hinata, how did you learn the Rasengan and the Shadow Clone Jutsu, or the 32 palms for that matter?" asked Hiyashi in a gentle voice. At this, Hinata looked down, remembering that she could no longer spend time with Naruto. But she would answer her father's question, if only so he would know just how good of a teacher Naruto was. "Naruto helped me learn the 32 palms, but it was mostly me. As far as the Rasengan and the Shadow Clone Jutsu, that was Naruto all the way. He wanted me to learn them in case I got in a situation where the Juken couldn't help me," said Hinata. "All right," said Hiyashi. Hinata looked confused, so Hiyashi continued. "All right, I will allow you to spend time with the Uzumaki boy, under the condition that when he gets back from his mission he agrees to meet with me," said Hiyashi, smiling at look on his daughter's face. Upon hearing what her father had said, Hiyashi got his second hug of the day. Little did the two of them know, but someone had been listening from the other side of the door. Hanabi smiled. Her plan had worked. Granted, not in the way she had thought, but oh well. Leaving her sister and father alone, Hanabi made a mental note to talk to her sister later and apologize for what she had said about her sister's crush. End flashback. Hiyashi sighed as he left his study. He had some questions for the Hokage, and he had a feeling the old man wasn't going to like them. Team 7, Wave Mission. As Naruto sat in the boat heading toward the island of Wave, he thought about last night, when he had told his team who his parents were. All things considered, they took it pretty well, if one classifies staring in blank shock, as if they hadn't known him for years, as taking it well. Naruto could handle the staring. Hell, he had more experience than most when it comes to being stared at. It was the questions afterward that bothered him. Flashback. "I think I might have broke them," thought Naruto, as his teammates sat and stared at him. Surprisingly, it was Sakura who snapped out of it first, and once she did, Naruto immediately wished she hadn't. "But I don't understand, Naruto, why is it a secret?" asked Sakura, not understanding why someone would want to hide something like that. It was actually Kakashi who answered her. "Sakura, My sensei and his wife had a lot of enemies, and not just outside the village either. If it had been made public who Naruto's parents were, Naruto would have been lucky to make it past his first birthday," said Kakashi, looking at his students. "What I don't understand is why Naruto was treated so bad. It wasn't just a few people, it was the whole village. There had to have been people who knew who Naruto's parents were. Why didn't one of them take care of him?" asked Sasuke, making his voice known. "There were a few of us, true, but we were all close to Naruto's parents. The Hokage, fearing that someone would put the pieces together, ordered us to maintain our distance. Your mother Sasuke, who was best friends with Kushina, tried unsuccessfully many times to adopt Naruto," said Kakashi, shocking both Sasuke and Naruto. Sasuke was in shock hearing that Naruto's mother was best friends with his. It made him wonder if Naruto's mother would have survived. Would he and Naruto grow up as friends? Would they have played together? Would Naruto's parents have tried to adopt him as his mother had tried to do for Naruto? Naruto had known that his mother and Sasuke's had been friends. That wasn't what shocked him. Hearing that Sasuke's mother had tried to adopt him not only once but multiple times, however, did shock him. It made him feel a sudden warmth for the woman that he had never got to meet. He once again swore to do all he could for Sasuke. He would keep the promise he had made her via Shusui-sensei, no matter what. "But that still doesn't explain why Naruto was treated so bad," said Sasuke, snapping out of his shock. "Look guy, let's just say I have a lot of secrets that I'm not ready to make known yet, but when I am I will share them with the two of you. I promise," said Naruto. "I'm going to hold you to that, Dobi," said Sasuke with a smirk. But for one, this smirk wasn't one of superiority, it actually looked friendly. "You do that, bastard," said Naruto with a smile. Sakura just shook her head. "Boys," she thought. And flashback. "Wow, is that your bridge, Mr. Tazuna?" Naruto heard Sakura ask. "Yep, that's my masterpiece," said Tazuna. Looking over to see what all the fuss was about, Naruto had to admit it was a cool bridge. A few minutes later and they pulled up to a dock. As they were getting off the boat, Tazuna spoke. "Come on, I'll show you the way to my house," said Tazuna as the four shinobi followed him. About 15 minutes later, as they were walking by a lake, Naruto heard a whirling noise. At the same moment, Kakashi yelled, "Get down!" Naruto hit the ground, taking Tazuna with him as a huge sword passed over them and embedded itself in a tree. Naruto jumped back to his feet as Sasuke and Sakura went to either side of him, forming a human shield around Tazuna. Naruto looked at the sword and noticed a tall man with no shirt and bandages around his face. "Kakashi of the Sharingan Eye, it's no wonder the demon brothers failed their mission," said the man to Kakashi. "The demon of the hidden mist, Zabuza. To what do we owe this pleasure?" said Kakashi, laking his normal bored voice. "Let's cut with the games, move aside and let me kill that old man and you can all go," said Zabuza, making the three Genin tighten their formation around Tazuna. "I'm afraid that's where we're going to have problems. You see, me and my team have sworn to protect this man," said Kakashi as he lifted his Hitai to reveal his Sharingan. "Haha, the Sharingan, this is an honor," said Zabuza, chuckling evilly as he jumped off his sword and taking it out of the tree in one smooth motion. Landing on the water, Zabuza made a one-handed seal. The mist around them started to thicken, to the point it was almost impossible to see. Naruto pulled out Zanpakuto, but he could tell this man was a better swordsman than him, who only had a year of training with his sword, and judging from the man's size and the size of his blade, he far surpassed Naruto in strength as well. Which meant a sword fight with this man was not an option. If it came down to it, Naruto would just have to use his Rinnegan, and to hell with the consequences. But for now he would let Kakashi handle it, and if he saw his opening he would join in. "Listen, this opponent is above any of you. His name is Zabuza. He was a former member of the 7 Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist. Plus he is a master of the silent killing technique. If you drop your guard for a second you'll be dead before you even know that you slipped up," said Kakashi. The killing intent from this man was strong, Naruto would give him that, but it didn't come anywhere close to Izuna-sensei's. "Sasuke. Relax, I won't let my teammate die, that is absolute," said Kakashi. Naruto looked over at Sasuke only to see that he was about to stab himself in the heart with his kunai. He relaxed after Kakashi's little speech, at least until they heard what came next. 8 points on the human body that when stabbed cause instant death. Came Zabuza's voice from the mist. "What's that?" asked Sakura, frightened. Zabuza continued to speak. "The head, the jugular vein, the heart, at this point Naruto had enough. "Sensei, brace yourself," yelled Naruto as he started going through hand signs. Kakashi had the sense to do just that. Using his chakra to stick to the ground, he heard Naruto exclaim. "Wind style, great breakthrough," yelled Naruto as he sent a large amount of wind outward, blowing away the mist. The two men were locked in combat as soon as the wind stopped. The fight that followed was in equal parts terrifying and comical. Seeing the might of the two Jounin clash was a sight to behold. Even for Naruto, who had trained under some of the most powerful shinobi who ever lived. But that didn't hide the fact that essentially what the two men were doing was playing a deadly game of clone tag. Back and forth, Kakashi would kill Zabuza only for him to be a clone, and Zabuza would kill Kakashi only for Kakashi to be a clone. When the real Zabuza and Kakashi finally did clash, things went downhill quick. Kakashi had been forced to jump into the water to avoid getting his head chopped off, but that turned out to be a trap. As soon as Kakashi surfaced, Zabuza had him in the water prison jutsu, which led them to the current situation. Naruto had to find a way to free Kakashi-sensei. Damn, he thought to himself, if only he had just used his Rinnegan at the beginning. Now it was all but too late. The real Zabuza was right next to Kakashi-sensei, and most of the Rinnegan's best attacks were wide-area attacks, so he could just as easily hurt Kakashi-sensei as Zabuza. Naruto was sure he could take out that water clone, but did Zabuza have more hidden? No, what he really needed was a way to get around that water clone and right on top of Zabuza. Naruto had an idea, hit him like Sakura used to. "You guys get out of here. Take Tazuna and run," said Kakashi, cursing himself for getting trapped. "We're not going to run and leave you behind, sensei. We're not trash," said Naruto with fire in his voice. Getting nods from Sasuke and Sakura. Kakashi was proud of his team, but would it kill them to do as they were told just this once? Wait, don't answer that. "Well, would you look at that? It looks like the blonde wannabe swordsman wants to play ninja," said Zabuza, looking amused. That was at least until he saw the blonde boy form a ball of spinning chakra in his hand. Zabuza had to marvel at the power he could feel in the technique, but he still wasn't afraid. "Nice jutsu, kid, too bad you'll be dead before you can reach me with it," said Zabuza arrogantly. "I wouldn't bet on that, you eyebrow-less freak," yelled Naruto, causing Zabuza's eye to twitch. Sasuke and Sakura were wondering just what Naruto had planned when Naruto clued them in when he next spoke. "Hey Sasuke. You remember that gift I gave you and Sakura last night?" asked Naruto, causing Sasuke to smirk. Pulling out the tri-pronged kunai he had gotten from Naruto the night before, Sasuke lined up his shot, so it would look like he was aiming for the clone, and threw the kunai with a precision only allowed to those with a Sharingan. The clone, thinking that the kunai was meant to take him out, jumped out the way, only to notice too late that he was not the target. The real Zabuza was. Zabuza noticed the same thing his clone had. "Ha! You think a silly kunai will work on me?" yelled Zabuza as he caught the kunai. If he could have seen Kakashi's face, he would have seen a smirk. Instead, all he saw was the blonde appear right in front of him. Zabuza had no time to dodge as the boy hit him with a spinning blue ball. "Rasengan!" yelled Naruto as he shoved his jutsu into Zabuza's stomach. Zabuza was sent spinning with great force into a tree. "Good job, Naruto," said Kakashi as he emerged from the water, making note that Naruto also knew how to water walk. "You should thank Sasuke. If it hadn't been for his quick thinking and making that clone think he was the target, that clone would have taken the blow for Zabuza and ruined my one chance to catch Zabuza off guard," said Naruto. Before Kakashi could respond, they heard Zabuza groan. Naruto knew that he was tough, but to still be conscious after that was amazing. Kakashi pulled out a kunai and started to walk toward Zabuza to finish him off. "I see your future, Zabuza, and it's death," said Kakashi, about to cut Zabuza's throat. "Screw you, Kakashi," said Zabuza, his teeth gritted in pain. Out of nowhere, two senbon struck Zabuza in the neck. Zabuza fell limp and lifeless. I guess you were right, his future really was death," said a voice from the trees. "What happened?" thought Kakashi with a groan, as he awoke in a strange house. "I see you're awake, sensei," said a voice to Kakashi's right. Kakashi turned his head toward the voice, and saw his three students all looking at him. It was then he remembered what happened. He had been about to kill Zabuza when a hunter nin had beat him to the punch. The hunter nin, after exchanging a few words with him and his team, had left with Zabuza's body to dispose of it. Kakashi figured he must have passed out from overusing his Sharingan. Suddenly a thought hit Kakashi with all the force of a hurricane. "Wait a minute, why would that hunter nin take Zabuza's body? I thought hunter nins always destroy the bodies on the shit." Kakashi cursed out loud, scaring his team. "What is it, sensei? Are you okay?" asked Sakura, who had been the one who spoke earlier. "Zabuza's alive," said Kakashi, stunning all three Shin'an plus his client. "What do you mean, Kakashi-sensei? You checked Zabuza's heartbeat yourself, how can he still be alive?" asked Sakura, thinking her sensei was losing it. "Sakura, hunter nins dispose of a missing nin's body on the spot, but this one didn't. Plus, and I can't believe I didn't notice this when it happened. The fake hunter nin used senbon to take down Zabuza, and while senbon can be deadly, you would have to hit someone in just the right spot, and those spots aren't where Zabuza was hit." "No, Sakura, what we saw was just a death-like state, that you can put someone in by hitting the right pressure points. I think it's safe to say we were duped," said Kakashi. Kakashi looked at the reactions of his Shin'an. Sasuke looked pensive and thoughtful, Sakura looked frightened but determined, but Naruto, he just looked excited. He probably just wants another shot at Zabuza, thought Kakashi. So what are we going to do, sensei? Asked Sakura. My guess is we got about a week and a half to 2 weeks before Zabuza is ready to attack again. More than likely too, given that Rasengan Naruto hit him with. Naruto, I want at least 5 or 10 clones guarding this house, said Kakashi. Already on it, sensei, said Naruto. Good job. Alright, when you're not guarding Tezuna, I want you training. It will be a day or two before I'm up and running. Until then, Naruto, you're in charge. Before Kakashi could finish, he was interrupted. Sensei, why Naruto? Why not put Sasuke in charge? Asked Sakura. Cha. Sasuke would be a way better leader than Naruto, thought Inner Sakura. A month ago Sasuke would have wanted to know the same thing, but ever since the Junon exams he had noticed that there was a lot of things they didn't know about Naruto. Like who his parents had been for one, and Sasuke suspected there was something else Naruto was not telling them. So Sasuke decided to see what Kakashi said before he got mad about it. Naruto, would you go get me a glass of water? I'm quite thirsty, asked Kakashi looking at Naruto. Naruto knew that Kakashi just wanted him out of the room, but acquiesced anyway. Once Naruto was out of the room, Kakashi turned to look at Sakura with a hardened look in his eye. Sakura, you need to let go of any preconceived notions you have about Naruto. The Naruto you thought you knew in the academy does not exist. You might find this hard to believe, but in some ways Naruto is even more powerful than me. Kakashi was once again interrupted. Here's your water, sensei, said Naruto walking back into the room. Thank you, Naruto. As I was saying, Naruto is in charge while I'm stuck in bed. Judging from the fact that I saw you standing on water, I take it you know how to tree walk, Naruto? Said Kakashi, making Sasuke and Sakura wonder what tree walking is. Yes, sensei, I know how to tree walk, answered Naruto. Good, I would like you to teach it to the others, Naruto. Also, while we are all here, I would like you to. What's that? Exclaimed Kakashi, pointing behind his Junon, causing the 3 of them to turn around with kunai drawn. What is it? Asked Naruto. I don't see anything, said Sakura. RGRR, growled Sasuke. Oh sorry, must just be seeing things, said Kakashi innocently. Turning back around, they saw Kakashi's glass was empty, and Tazuna's daughter Tsunami, who had walked in to see what the commotion was, had hearts in her eyes. All 3 Junon wanted to face palm. They had all wanted to know what their sensei looked like under that mask. Okay, Naruto, you know what to do, so I'm going back to sleep. Wake me if anything changes, said Kakashi laying back down. Yes, sensei, said Naruto, secretly thinking his sensei was just being lazy, making him do it. Alright, you guys heard the sensei, let's go, said Naruto to his teammates. I don't know why you people are trying so hard, you're just going to die, said a voice belonging to a little boy. Inari, don't be rude, these ninja are here to protect your grandfather, said Tsunami to her son. But don't you see, Mom? They'll die if they go against Gato, just like him, said the boy as he left the room. Inari, where are you going? Asked Tsunami. To stare out at the ocean. I just want to be alone, said Inari as he ran out of the room. A little while later saw Naruto and his teammates in the woods. Alright, tree walking involves focusing your chakra to the soles of your feet. Now the soles of the feet are one of the hardest places to focus your chakra. Sakura interrupted before Naruto could finish. I still don't see why Kakashi-sensei left you in charge, Naruto. I mean, I can see that you've changed, but there is still no way you're better than Sasuke, said Sakura in full-blown fangirl mode. Naruto sighed. He should have known this was coming. Looking from Sakura to Sasuke, he could tell the Uchiha wasn't really happy to be taking orders from him as well. Though oddly enough, Sasuke didn't seem angry, just confused, as if he couldn't figure out something. Though what Sasuke was trying to figure out was a mystery to Naruto. Sasuke was confused. What was it about the Dobi that made him change so much in such a short amount of time? Was it finding out who his parents were, or is there something else that Naruto was not telling them? What made this situation worse was the fact that Sasuke was sure that Naruto was not faking being the dead last in the academy. Add that to Sasuke's wounded pride over not being chosen as team leader, and you get a really confused Sasuke. Naruto thought that he needed to get this under control quickly. Coming up with a plan, Naruto spoke. Alright, I'll tell you what, how about the 2 of you attack me at the same time? And if one of you is able to land a hit on me, then my first official act as team leader will be to relinquish command to Sasuke. But if you cannot beat me, then you 2 have to follow my orders. Sound fair to you? Naruto asked his team. Sounds good to me, said Sakura. Cha. We'll pound Naruto into oblivion, then Sasuke will fall in love with us for sure, thought Inner Sakura. HN, said Sasuke with a smirk. He thought this would be a good way to test his strength against Naruto. Alright, let's go wild, said Naruto as he got into a taijutsu stance, while at the same time releasing half the weight on his seals. Sakura was the first to charge him. She had her fist cocked back, about to hit him with a haymaker punch, wanting to end it quickly. Dodging to the side, Naruto hit her with 2 fingers in the vagus nerve, dropping her like a sack of bricks. And that is what happens when you underestimate your opponent. Pretty pathetic if you ask me. I hope you don't make the same mistake, said Naruto as he looked at Sasuke. Sasuke growled under his breath. Don't put me in the same category as that fangirl, said Sasuke, as he activated his Sharingan. Ah, the Sharingan, but I see that you only have 2 tomoe in each eye. That means that while you can track my movements, you cannot predict them, said Naruto as he blocked a high kick from Sasuke. How do you know so much about the Sharingan? And for that matter, how have you become so strong in just over a month? I know you were not faking being the dead last. You went from being short, weak, and foolish, to being smart, strong, and taller than me in just a few days. What are you hiding? Yelled Sasuke as he twisted in the air to try to land a kick on Naruto's thigh, only to have Naruto catch his leg and throw him to the side. My secrets are my own, Uchiha, and I feel no compunction to share them with you. If you wish to know my secrets, then I need to be able to trust you, not just as a teammate, but as a friend, said Naruto as he ran at Sasuke. Sasuke put up his guard, only to have Naruto drop to the ground in a slide, going under Sasuke's guard to plant a kick to his chin, in a move that Naruto had witnessed a boy dressed in a hideous green outfit use. Naruto's kick sent Sasuke flying into the air, only to have Naruto appear above him delivering a hard kick to the head, that sent him hurtling back to the ground and into unconsciousness. A little while later, Sasuke and Sakura woke to find themselves tied to a tree. Ah, good, it's about time the 2 of you woke up, said Naruto looking at his teammates. Naruto, untie us right this minute, screeched Sakura. Let me think about that for a second. No, I don't think I will untie you, at least not until you listen to me for a minute, said Naruto, glaring at Sakura and releasing a bit of bloodlust aimed at said girl. Sakura fell silent and started to sweat. It felt like she was being suffocated. Sakura, you have seen repeated examples of how much I've changed in the last month, and yet you still thought a blind punch would be enough to take me down. You don't really train on your off time, you don't try to improve yourself. Hell, you're 12 years old and on a diet. At this point Naruto was right next to Sakura's head, whispering so only she would hear. I know you want Sasuke to notice you, Sakura, but why don't you try the one thing you haven't tried yet, getting stronger, whispered Naruto, making Sakura's eyes go wide. Next Naruto was speaking to Sasuke. And you, Sasuke, ask me to trust you with my secrets, but you do nothing to gain that trust. I have offered after every mission to go get lunch as a team, I even offered to pay, and yet not once have either of you accepted. I shared with you who my parents were in the hope of building some trust. Have you returned that trust? No. You haven't. You said when we were introducing ourselves to Kakashi, that your ambition is to kill a certain man. But you haven't shared who he is, or why you want to kill him. Has it ever occurred to you that the rest of the team might help you if you would just open up to us? Said Naruto to Sasuke, making Sasuke bow his head. In truth, it had not occurred to him. Killing his brother had always seemed like something he had to do on his own, but why? Why not ask for help? Sasuke knew the answer to that before he even thought about it, because his pride wouldn't let him. Alright, I'm going to untie you now, remember our deal, I won so you two follow my orders, said Naruto, cutting the other 2 loose. After that, Sakura and Sasuke set out to try and climb the tree. Sakura, it would seem, had great chakra control as she made it up the tree in no time at all, so Naruto had her walking up and down the tree repeatedly to increase her chakra reserves. Sasuke, on the other hand, was having a lot more trouble controlling his chakra. Grah. Why can't I do this? Said Sasuke, frustrated that he was having trouble with something that both Sakura and Naruto could do easily. The Naruto clone, watching them, the real Naruto having left to guard Tezuna, sighed. Feeling a little sorry for Sasuke, decided to help him. Hey Sasuke, come here for a second, said the clone. Sasuke grumbled but complied with his team leader's command. What? Sasuke snapped. Easy, I'm just going to show you a shortcut, said the clone. What kind of shortcut? Asked Sasuke, looking at the clone. Okay, first thing thought, need to calm down. If you relax you will find this easier. The second thing, turn on your Sharingan, said the clone. What does my Sharingan have to do with anything? Asked Sasuke, not catching on. While not on the same level as the Byakugan, the Sharingan allows the user to see chakra. So all you have to do is look at Sakura, see how much chakra she is using, adjust the amount to fit your size and weight, and that's half the battle over with. Then all you have to do is work on it, till you can hold it without losing your concentration, said the clone. Sasuke smirked. That might actually work, After doing what the clone said, Sasuke made another run up the tree. This time making it over halfway up before losing his hold on the tree. See, you're already halfway there. If you ain't mastered it by tonight, you'll have it by tomorrow for sure, said the clone. Meanwhile, the real Naruto was at the bridge with Tazuna. Naruto was keeping an eye out for trouble when he saw a worker approach Tazuna. "Hey Tazuna, can I speak to you for a moment?" asked the worker. "Go ahead Jaichi, what is it?" asked Tazuna. The man Jaichi looked down almost like he was ashamed of something. "Tazuna, you and I have been friends a long time, but I don't think I can continue working on this bridge. We have been pushing our luck as it is. If we keep going, Gato will send his thugs, then we'll all be killed," said Jaichi. "So that's it? You're just going to quit on me now? After we've come so far?" asked Tazuna heatedly. Tazuna tried to understand. "I only stayed this long because of our friendship. But I got to think about my wife, who would look after Agari if I die." "I'm sorry Tazuna," said Jaichi. "No, I'm sorry Jaichi. Sorry that you can't see how important this bridge is. Our country is poor, and it will stay that way unless this bridge is finished. Commerce, trade, and hope, that's what we're building here," said Tazuna passionately, trying to make his friend understand. "Tazuna, there ain't going to be much hope if we're all dead," said Jaichi. Naruto had noticed that a lot of the workers were listening in on the conversation between the two men, and that Jaichi wanting to quit was having an effect on the group's morale. "I've got to do something or Tazuna going to be building this bridge himself," thought Naruto. "Tazuna's right, this bridge is your country's only hope. If you quit, Gato will win. You can't let someone scare you. If you don't make a stand, it's not just you that will suffer, your kids, and your grandkids, will all suffer the consequences of your cowardice," said Naruto loudly so everyone would hear him. "And what would you know, kid? You aren't even from here," said Jaichi. "I know that if you run from a bully, you will keep having to run. Look, I'm a shinobi. If Gato or his men show up, I'll make sure none of you get hurt," said Naruto at the man Jaichi. "And how are you going to do that? You're just one kid and Gato will bring an army," said Jaichi. Naruto started to laugh. This man had just given him a great idea. "Yeah, well, the thing about me is, anyone who fights me, will always fight an army," said Naruto, making a cross seal with his hands. "Multiple shadow clone jutsu," called out Naruto, making 100 clones of himself. Tazuna and his workers stared wide-eyed at the huge number of Narutos now on the bridge. "Would you look at that, there has got to be at least 100 of them," said a worker. "With that many to guard us, there's no way Gato could get to us," said another. Tazuna started to chuckle, which soon turned into full-blown laughter. After calming down, he looked at his friend. "Well, what do you think now, Jaichi? Is it still so hopeless?" asked Tazuna. "Well, I stuttered Jaichi, shaking his head to clear it. He tried again. "All right Tazuna, I'll stay on," said Jaichi. "I hope you know what you're doing, kid. Our lives are now dependent on you," said Jaichi as he looked at Naruto. "Oh, don't worry about that Jaichi. I saw this kid fight firsthand. He's really that good," said Tazuna. Naruto turned to his clones and began to give them orders. "All right, I want 10 of you to guard the perimeter. The rest of you go to Tazuna and see where he wants you," said Naruto to a resounding chorus of "Yes sir, boss." From his clones. "All right Tazuna, here's you some free laborers for the day. Just tell them what to do," said Naruto to Tazuna, once again shocking the man. "Is this kid for real? Not only is he going to guard me, but my whole workforce as well, and he is also willing to help build this bridge," thought Tazuna, now truly regretting what he had said about Naruto back in Konoha, and not just because the kid scared the shit out of him. A few hours later saw Naruto and Tazuna walking through the village on the way to the market. Naruto was appalled at the state of the village and its people. It was like Gato was sucking the life right out this place. As they walked into the food market, Naruto noticed there was hardly any food in the place. Turning to Tazuna, he asked the man, "Hey Tazuna, are all the markets like this?" asked Naruto. "Sadly yes, ever since Gato took over all the trade routes, he charges the shopkeepers more than they can afford for produce and wares, and since they cannot afford to get much, they don't make a lot of money, so the next time they go to get supplies they can afford even less than the last time," said Tazuna with anger in his voice. As they were leaving the shop, Naruto felt a tug on his jacket. Turning around, what he saw broke his heart. It was a boy no older than 6 with his hands out in a pleading manner. He was begging for something to eat, Naruto realized. Reaching into his pocket, Naruto pulled out the only thing edible he had on him, a box of Pocky, and handed it to the boy. The boy gave Naruto such a sad, heartfelt smile, that Naruto knew he couldn't stand back and watch this country starve. As the boy ran off, Naruto turned to Tazuna with a look in his eyes that made Tazuna take a step back. "That's it, that is it. Mr. Tazuna, round up every able-bodied man you can find and meet me in that clearing in the woods about a half mile away. Do you know which one I'm talking about?" asked Naruto. "Yeah, I know the clearing you're talking about, but what is this about, kid?" asked Tazuna, wondering what was going on in Naruto's head. "Don't worry about it, just please find as many men who are willing to come. I'm going to leave a clone to guard you while I'm gone," said Naruto as a clone puffed into existence beside him. Naruto's body flickered to the clearing. Naruto looked around the clearing. It was big enough for what he had planned, and hopefully by doing this here, he wouldn't draw notice of Gado's thugs. He didn't want the town people to pay for what he was about to do. Naruto took a deep breath. He had never used this jutsu on such a large scale before. Naruto knew he was going to need a little help. So closing his eyes, Naruto decided to pay a visit to an old friend. When Naruto opened his eyes, he was in a sewer-like room. "Hey Kurama! Wake up!" yelled Naruto to get the fox's attention. "What is it, kid?" "I was having a really good dream," said Kurama, annoyed. "I need some of your chakra, I'm about to use the jutsu," said Naruto to the fox. "What are you making this time? More kunai?" asked Kurama. "No, nothing quite so trivial. The village we're in is in some bad need for food," said Naruto. "Alright, I'll help you this time, but next time you wake me from a dream, your life better be in danger, or it will be," said the fox grumpily. I know," said Naruto, placating manner, before exiting his subconscious. Naruto felt Kurama's chakra running through him, splitting the chakra into its yin and yang form. He activated his Rinnegan. Naruto knew by using this jutsu he was really showing his hand, but he couldn't just stand back and do nothing. Creation of all things is a jutsu that makes imagination real. So Naruto imagined the clearing full of crates, and in the crates was food of all kinds: rice, pork, beef, fish, vegetables, fruits, and bread. Holding that vision in his head, Naruto used Kurama's yin chakra to give form to his vision, then using Kurama's yang chakra he gave life to it. Opening his eyes, Naruto saw that it had worked. All in the clearing were box upon box of food. Deactivating his Rinnegan, Naruto let out a sigh. That jutsu really took it out of you. It was about that time Naruto heard Tazuna enter the clearing. "Holy crap! Look at all this," said Tazuna. Turning around, Naruto saw Tazuna and what looked like 20 men, all staring at him like he had grown a second head. Cheeking to make sure he hadn't. With that jutsu, you can never be too sure. One slip of the imagination and you're doomed. Thankful when all he saw was his shoulders, he spoke to the stunned crowd. "Alright everyone, what I need you guys to do is start passing out this food to families. Families with children get first dibs, but there should be enough for everyone." "Alright, let's feed this island," said Naruto. "I can't believe it, look at all this food," said a villager. "How do you think he got it?" asked another. "Who cares how he got it? There's enough food here to feed everyone on the island for a week," said Jaichi, who Naruto just now noticed. "You heard the man. Start getting people to this food. And for Kami's sake try to keep it quiet. We don't want Gado getting wind of this," said Tazuna, taking charge. And so began an all-night operation to feed the people of Wave. The more food they passed out, the more men joined to pass out the rest. Naruto was unaware that by time he would fall asleep that night, his name would be mentioned in houses all over Wave. Indeed, it would seem that Wave was getting another hero to believe in. Later that night around the dinner table, Tsunami and Tazuna seemed in high spirits. Naruto guessed it had been a while since they had a full fridge. Naruto had somehow gotten into a eating contest with Sasuke, and now both of them were paying the price, as both were now green in the face. Sakura, however, was deep in thought. She had been soundly humiliated today when Naruto had taken her out with a simple tap to the side of her neck, and his words to her afterwards had been like salt in an open wound. But as much as she wished she could deny them, every word Naruto had spoken to her had been true. But it had been something Sasuke had said later, as they were making their way back to the house, that had struck her the most. Flashback. Sakura and Sasuke were walking back to Tazuna's house, the Naruto clone having already dispelled itself. Sasuke had a smirk on his face, having mastered the tree walking exercise. Sakura, seeing how happy her crush seemed, and how Naruto was nowhere to be found, thought it might be a good time to ask him out. "Hey Sasuke, I was thinking when we get back to Konoha, we can go on a date maybe?" asked Sakura hopefully. Looking at Sasuke, she saw his smirk turn into a scowl, dashing her hopes before he even said anything. "Listen Sakura, I don't want to hurt you, but you need to hear this. I'm not really looking for a girlfriend right now. And even if I was, it wouldn't be a fangirl who can even come up with her own opinion about things. You always agree with me no matter what, and I know you think that's attractive, but it's really not. It makes you seem like you don't have a brain of your own," said Sasuke, not even looking at Sakura. If he had, he would have seen the tears starting to form in her eyes. Sasuke continued to speak, unaware of just how much his words were hurting the girl he was speaking to. "I don't know if you know this or not Sakura, But I'm going to have to rebuild my clan one day. The girl I choose to be with has to be strong, and quite frankly Sakura, you're weak. You're the weakest member of this team. You need to stop focusing on me and start focusing on your training, or you're going to get yourself raped or killed one day, maybe even both." Finished Sasuke as he walked away. He really didn't want to hurt her, but he was afraid that she would get herself killed one day, and Sasuke had seen enough people he cared for die. As he left, Sakura stood where she had stood during Sasuke's whole speech. After what seemed like hours but in truth was only about 30 minutes, Sakura pulled herself together and head back to the house. And flashback, am I really that weak? Thought Sakura to herself. But she already knew the answer to that. In the hope of escaping her thoughts, Sakura decided to ask about something she had noticed. "Excuse me, but I couldn't help noticing that there is a corner of this picture missing. Inari, you kept looking at it all through dinner. It looks like someone used to be in it," said Sakura, not noticing the family tense at her words. "It's my husband," said Tsunami softly after a minute of silence. "They used to call him a hero, in this land," said Tazuna. Inari got up and ran from the room. "Inari, where are you going?" asked Tsunami as she went after her son. "Father, you can't talk about him like that in front of Inari, you know that," said Tsunami as she left the room. "Inari's, so I mean, what happened to him?" asked Sakura, shocked by the reaction her question had gotten. Is there a story behind this?" asked Kakashi. Naruto looked toward Tazuna and was shocked to see tears in the man's eyes. Tazuna then told them the story of Inari's stepfather Keza, a man who had saved Inari from drowning, how Inari had looked to him as a father figure, how later he would become Inari's stepfather, how the man had saved the village from a flood, and was looked at as a hero of wave from that moment on. Tazuna told them of the tragic fate of Keza, how when Gato first came Keza stood up to him, and paid the ultimate price for it. During the story Naruto was lost in thought. It saddened him that he had a reincarnation jutsu, but could not use it to bring back Keza. Samsara of heavenly life would kill the user, if the person or persons you were trying to bring back, had been dead for longer than a few days. While Naruto had thought of a way around that fact, he had yet to work on it. You see, Naruto figured that if a shadow clone were to use Samsara of heavenly life, instead of him, then he would be alright. The problem with that is that a shadow clone would not have the chakra to use the jutsu, only having half of Naruto's chakra, and Naruto at this point had not figured out how to give his shadow clones more chakra without overloading the jutsu, and causing it to fail just like his regular clones back in the academy. But it's not like it's impossible to do, I just haven't figured out how to do it yet. Well, not like I ever let something like that stop me before," thought Naruto as he got up from the table. "Naruto, where are you going?" asked Sakura. "To go train. I'm going to show Inari that our heroes never truly die," said Naruto, as he left the house. "What do you think that is about, sensei?" asked Sakura. Knowing Naruto, there's no telling, said Kakashi, in his trademark lazy voice. Break. Haku was out gathering herbs, to make some medicine for Zabuza, when she came upon a strange sight. It was a boy no older than herself. He had blonde hair, and was wearing black pants, a black jacket with yellow and red strips running along the sleeves, and a mesh body armor undershirt. Haku recognized him as the boy who had fought Zabuza. Haku's thought was to kill the boy while he slept. The problem with that is, Haku was never that cold. So instead she decided to wake him up and see if she could learn anything useful from him. Slowly reaching for the boy, she was about to shake him when she found herself pinned to the ground with a kunai at her neck. "Easy, I mean you no harm," said Haku gently, hoping to placate the boy. "Sorry, but you shouldn't sneak up on a ninja, even a sleeping one," said Naruto as he let Haku go. "My name is Naruto," said Naruto, as he helped Haku up. "It's nice to meet you, Naruto. I'm Haku. If you don't mind me asking, what are you doing sleeping in the woods?" asked Haku. "Yeah, I must have passed out from training too hard, really not my brightest moment," said Naruto, scratching the back of his head. Haku laughed. She thought his boy was funny. "Why are you training so hard? You seem plenty strong to me," asked Haku, which was not a lie. She remembered well how this boy had taken down Zabuza. "Few reasons really. I guess it's mostly to protect the ones I care about. You see, my life growing up was a hard one. My mother and father died when I was young, and the villagers blamed me for their deaths. So I grew up alone and outcasted. The only one who was ever really kind to me, was the leader of our village, the Hokage, so I decided to be a shinobi just like him. As time went on, I found a few more people who cared about me, like Iruka-sensei, my best friend Hinata, and the people who run the Ijiraku ramen stand," said Naruto. Haku was shocked that his childhood had been almost as bad as her own, but was happy that, like her, he too had found someone to care for him. She listened as Naruto continued speaking. "I guess they're the reasons I want to become stronger, so I can protect them and keep them safe. That, and I made a promise to someone, and I never go back on my word. That's my ninja way. I honestly don't know why I'm even telling you all this, except there is something about you that tells me you above all others would understand. Finished Naruto. You're right, I do understand. I have always believed that when a person has something important they want to protect, that's when they can become truly strong, said Haku, smiling. Naruto got up and stretched. Here a few joints pop. Well, it was nice meeting you, miss, said Naruto. You too. Oh, by the way, I'm a boy, said Haku, hoping to throw Naruto off. Nice try, but you can't fool the nose. Boys don't ovulate, said Naruto, tapping his nose. Haku blushed bright red. Don't worry, I'm not a pervert, I just have a really good nose. Oh yeah, tell Zabuza I said hi, said Naruto, right before he and Arishin back to Tezuno's house. 3 senbon needles hit the spot where he was standing a few seconds too late. How did he know? I need to get back to Zabuza, thought Haku as she disappeared in a whirl of snow. 8 days later. Naruto came stumbling in right at supper time looking like death warmed over, but he had a triumphant smile on his face. I've done it, said Naruto, before falling flat on his face. Sasuke and Sakura got up to help Naruto to the table. What have you done, Naruto? Asked Sakura as she sat back down at the table. In her hand was a book titled So You Want to Be a Medic Nin? By Tsunade Senju. Naruto had given it to her when she had swallowed her pride and asked for his help. Mini flashback. Hey Naruto, can I ask you something? Asked Sakura, as she, Naruto, and Sasuke were guarding Tazuna. Sure Sakura, what is it? Answered Naruto shocked. Sakura hadn't spoken to him much since the fight for who was going to be team leader. Well, you see, I just wanted to ask you, how do I become stronger? Blurted out Sakura in a rush to fast for Naruto to catch. Whoa. Slow down Sakura, I didn't catch that, said Naruto with both hands up waving. I said how do I become stronger? You were right when you said that I wasn't even trying to improve myself, said Sakura with her head down. Naruto was almost at a loss for words. That couldn't have been easy for Sakura to admit. It's just I really do want to be a useful member of this team, said Sakura. She had come to the decision that Naruto and Sasuke had been right. She really did need to get her head out of the clouds, and start taking her training serious. Well, have you ever thought about becoming a medic? Asked Naruto. No. Why? Asked Sakura. Well, you want to be useful, right? You have the chakra control needed to be a medic nin, plus between Sensei, Sasuke, and myself, we have enough fighters. So what we really need is someone to patch us up when things don't go right, said Naruto. Well, that makes sense, Naruto, but I want to be a fighter. Medic nins aren't known for their fighting capabilities, said Sakura. Oh, I see. You're still hoping to get Sasuke to notice you, laughed Naruto. Making Sakura blush, she was about to deny it when Naruto continued, but you're wrong Sakura, there are medics out there that are feared on the battlefield. Haven't you ever heard of Tsunade the Slug Sanin? Asked Naruto. Of course I have, all Kunoichi have, said Sakura. Well, there you go, you can be a medic and still be powerful, said Naruto as he unsealed a book from a scroll. I bought this in the hope of learning how to do it myself, but I'm afraid medical ninjutsu is not one of my talents, said Naruto as he gave her the book and walked off. And mini flashback, I managed to modify a jutsu that I've been working on, said Naruto. Oh, and what jutsu is that? Asked Kakashi. The shadow clone jutsu, said Naruto as he started to eat. But why would you need to modify the shadow clone jutsu? Asked Sakura as she turned a page in the book she was reading. Well, said Naruto with his mouth full. You'd gross. Swallow before you speak, moron, yelled Sakura grossed out. Naruto swallowed his food and spoke again. Sorry, I said I can't really tell you, it's a surprise for when we leave, said Naruto bashfully after swallowing. Why? Whispered Inari, with tears in his eyes. What was that, kid? Asked Naruto. Why do you keep trying? It's not going to mean a thing when Gato shows up, he'll bring an army and beat you down. No matter what you do, the strong always win and the weak always lose, cried Inari. Well then it's a good thing I'm not weak, said Naruto, starting to get really fed up with this kid. Oh, what do you know? You're just an outsider here, just looking at you makes me sick. You don't know what it's like to suffer and be treated like dirt, yelled Inari, getting to his feet. You ask me what do I know? I'll tell you what I know, said Naruto, looking harshly into Inari's eyes. I know that crying and complaining solve nothing. I know what happened to your dad, brat, and it was tragic, but what you fail to understand is your dad didn't fail this village. This village failed your dad. The people of the land outnumber Gato and his men 20 to 1. If you all had rallied up behind your father, there is no way Gato would have stood a chance, yelled Naruto, making everyone at the table go wide-eyed. But everyone here was too afraid. And your dad paid the price for everyone's cowardice. But you are right about one thing, kid. I don't know what it's like to suffer and be treated like dirt, That would be an improvement to how I'm treated back home," finished Naruto as he left the room. The room was dead silent. Inari stood frozen to the spot he was standing. Finally Tsunami was the first to speak. "Kakashi, what did Naruto mean when he said that would be an improvement?" she asked. Kakashi sighed, wondering how much to tell them. He didn't want to make the village look bad, but how could he not if he told them how Naruto was treated back in Konoha? Deciding to be honest, he told them all about Naruto's childhood, about how he was ignored to the point of wondering at times if he even existed, how when people did look at him it was with cold dead eyes, how parents wouldn't allow their kids to play with him, how the kids, sensing their parents' hatred of Naruto, soon started treating him the same way. He told them everything that wasn't an S-class secret. To say everyone was shocked was an understatement. Inari ran out of the house so he could be alone and think. Tsunami had tears in her eyes at the thought of how lonely Naruto must have been growing up. Dazuna was wishing he had a cold drink. Sasuke had always thought he had it worse than Naruto. Have had a family and losing it had to be worse than not having a family at all, right? Now he wasn't so sure. At least he had got to know his parents. And Sasuke had always been treated well by the villagers, to the point that he sometimes wondered if they were trying to make up for something. Sakura though felt the worse. Knowing that she had been one of the kids who had helped make Naruto's life miserable, and her sins against Naruto were perhaps worse than most. You see, Sakura's parents didn't really hate Naruto. In fact, her dad had even expressed pity towards Naruto, saying it was sad for a kid to have to grow up without parents. No, Sakura's parents weren't what made Sakura treat Naruto so bad. She treated Naruto the way she did, to try to fit in with everyone else. A side effect of having low self-esteem was that Sakura would have done just about anything to be one of the in crowd. Now she realized just how wrong she was in doing so. Sakura swore to herself that she would do her best to be a better friend, even if it was the uncool thing to do. With those thoughts in their heads, everyone made their ways to bed. Tomorrow was going to be a big day. Just how big, though, no one yet realized. Naruto awoke the next morning to the realization that he had been left behind. Not even bothering with his normal morning hygiene, Naruto began to throw on his clothes and gear. Naruto had just strapped Zanpakuto to his back, when he heard a commotion coming from out on the dock. "You let my mom go," yelled Inari. Naruto looked out his window just in time to see Tsunami get knocked out by two thugs with katanas. Inari was cheering the two men while they were about to draw their swords, thanking Kami that he had the foresight to put a Hiraishin seal on the family of three while they weren't paying attention. Naruto used the Hiraishin to quickly grab Inari and his mom, before the thugs could kill Inari. The two hired thugs didn't know what happened. One second they were about to kill the brat, and the next their swords passed through nothing but air. Looking around them, they saw the boy and his mother were behind them, being held by a tall blonde boy dressed in all black. "Hey, it's one of them ninja Tazuna hired," said Waraji to his partner. "Sorry I'm a little late, but hey, heroes always show up at last minute," said Naruto. "Naruto, it's you," said Inari in awe. "And who else would it be, Sasuke? Uchihas don't know how to make a grand entrance," said Naruto with a smile on his face. "I have to say, Inari, that was a very brave thing you just did, charging these two by yourself. Your dad would be proud of you, I think, but next time just come wake me up," finished Naruto, making Inari blush at the fact that he had forgotten that Naruto was upstairs sleeping. "Blah, blah, blah. Let's get this punk," said Zori as he and Waraji charged at Naruto. "Like I'm scared of a couple of wannabe samurai. Here, let me show you something Tobirama-sensei taught me," said Naruto, as he grabbed Zanpakuto's handle. "Hiraishinri," said Naruto as he disappeared and reappeared behind the two men, with Zanpakuto now fully extended in his hands. Zori and Waraji turned an ashy gray as they fell lifelessly to the ground. "I hope Lord Shinigami enjoys the meal I just sent him," said Naruto, confusing Inari as to what Naruto was talking about. What happened?" asked Tsunami as she started to come to. "You were knocked out. Are you feeling okay?" asked Naruto as bent down to check on the woman. "Yeah, I feel," Tsunami trailed off as she noticed the two dead men. Naruto, seeing what she was looking at, spoke softly. "Don't feel sorry for them. Their hands were covered in the blood of innocent people. They deserve their fate," said Naruto. "I don't feel sorry for them. Those were the two men who killed my husband," said Tsunami. Naruto just nodded in understanding. "Listen, I need to get to my team. Do the two of you have somewhere to go where you can be safe?" asked Naruto. "Yes, we can go to my friend's house," said Tsunami. "Good. Listen, if you need me just throw this and I'll be there in an instant," said Naruto as he handed her a tri-pronged kunai. Standing to his feet, Naruto focused on the Hiraishin kunai he had given Sasuke and disappeared. Tsunami looked with wide eyes as the boy who had been staying in her house just disappeared. Shaking her head, she looked at her son, who likewise was in total awe. "I will never get used to the things ninjas can do," muttered Tsunami, As she and her son made their way to her friend's house, Naruto appeared in a dome of mirrors, just in time to see Sasuke fall to the ground looking for all intents and purposes like he was dead. Rushing to his teammate hoping against hope that he had not failed his promise to Mikoto, Naruto checked his friend's pulse. Haku looked at the boy she had met in the woods. She really didn't want to fight him, but she would do whatever Zabuza asked of her. If that meant killing her heart, then that is what she would do. Looking at Naruto, she spoke. "Is this the first friend you lost, Naruto-kun?" asked Haku. "First, I didn't lose him. His pulse is weak but still there, and second, I wouldn't really call us friends, more like rivals who have a mutual respect for each other," said Naruto. "My guess is, you've had plenty of chances to kill him, but you haven't. My theory is your heart isn't in this fight," finished Naruto as he stood up and faced Haku. "It's true that if possible, I don't want to have to kill you. Nor do I want you to have to kill me. However, if you come at me, I will kill my heart with a blade and become a true shinobi," said Haku as she went into her mirrors. "I feel the same as you, but I won't let you or Zabuza kill an innocent man," said Naruto, glaring at the girl he wished he could call friend. "It can't be helped, Naruto-kun. My dream is to see Zabuza's dream come to pass, and Zabuza's dream requires money. No one will hire missing nin unless it's for missions like this," said Haku. "Then you should get a new dream. Or at least find a better way to achieve the one you have," yelled Naruto, getting upset. "I am sorry, Naruto, I wish we had met under better circumstances. I truly believe we would have become friends," said Haku sadly as she prepared to attack. "Me too, Haku, me too," said Naruto. At that moment senbon needles started to rain down on him from all sides. Within minutes Naruto was looking like a pincushion. Naruto had even had to activate his Rinnegan. To Haku's credit, she didn't show any surprise other than to say, "So you have a bloodline too?" said Haku, as she went from mirror to mirror. "Yes, though you are only the second person to see it in combat," said Naruto as he dodged more senbon. Naruto had to give Haku this, her jutsu was formidable. Naruto was having to spend all his time dodging instead of coming up with an offense. The fact that he was also trying to protect the unconscious Sasuke didn't help. Naruto couldn't get close enough to the mirrors to use his Rasengan. Man, Naruto would love to use Shinra Tensei, Almighty Push, but Sasuke could get blasted away as well, not to mention the damage it would do to the bridge. And that was when he remembered something his dad had told him. The best defense is a good defense. Of course. Why didn't I think of that sooner? Thought Naruto. "Hey Haku, let me know what you think of my ultimate defense, Susanoo," yelled Naruto. As he and the unconscious Sasuke were encased in a red-orange ethereal skeleton, the skeleton was soon covered in skin and armor. The sheer power of Susanoo could be felt all over the bridge. Kakashi and Zabuza paused in the middle of their fight. "What is this power I'm feeling? It isn't the Kyuubi," thought Kakashi. "What is this?" asked Zabuza. "If I had to take a guess, I would say it's Naruto," said Kakashi. Back with Naruto and Haku. Haku was trying desperately to get through Naruto's ultimate defense, jumping from mirror to mirror as fast as she could to try to find a weak spot, but it was no good. Susanoo really was the ultimate defense. Naruto had been using his Rinnegan to track Haku's movements, time it just right. Naruto had one of Susanoo's arms smashed through the mirror Haku had just appeared in. Haku was sent flying away from Naruto, as the mirrors all shattered without her to sustain them. Naruto, releasing Susanoo and his Rinnegan, started walking toward where Haku had fallen. "Hey Sakura, Sasuke needs some medical attention," called out Naruto. Hearing what Naruto had said, her and Tazuna ran to where Sasuke lay. Sakura immediately went to removing the senbon out of Sasuke's body. Naruto made it to where Haku was laying. "You've won, Naruto-kun. Now you must kill me," said Haku as she rose to her knees, her mask in pieces. "Why would I kill you, Haku?" asked Naruto, confused. "Because I am a broken tool. I am no longer any use to Zabuza. The only thing left for me now is death," said Haku with her head bowed. "That's bullshit. What is it about that man that makes you willing to sacrifice so much for him?" asked a pissed off Naruto. "Do you remember when you told me about your childhood? Well, mine was like that, only worse," said Haku as she told Naruto about her life and how Zabuza was the one to save her from that loneliness. Naruto didn't know what to say. It was hard to imagine a life worse than his growing up, but Haku's surely was. No wonder the girl all but worshipped Zabuza. "Now that you understand, will you kill me? Without Zabuza my life is meaningless. You would be doing me a favor by ending it," said Haku. Naruto knew he wouldn't be able to kill this girl. She might hate him later, but he wouldn't kill her. So Naruto took out a kunai intent on knocking her out, but it also made Haku believe that Naruto was going to do as she asked, and that was when they heard Kakashi. "I told you, Zabuza, your future is death," said Kakashi. Naruto and Haku looked only to see Zabuza's pinned by a bunch of dogs, as Kakashi was about to run him through with a lightning jutsu. Haku's eyes widened as she saw her master about to die. "I'm sorry Naruto, it seems I still have one use after all," said Haku right before she disappeared, reappearing right in the way of Kakashi. Naruto, seeing what she intended to do, quickly reactivated his Rinnegan, while at the same time throwing a Hiraishin kunai pushed by Naruto's wind element to make it fly faster. Naruto knew he would only get one shot at this. If he failed, he died. Kakashi saw the girl appear right in front of Zabuza, but it was too late for him to stop. Saying a silent apology to the girl, Kakashi prepared himself for the inevitable. Only for things to get worse. Naruto, using the Hiraishin, appeared in front of Haku, blocking Kakashi's way. Using the Pretapath's blocking technique Absorption Seal, Naruto formed a chakra-absorbing barrier around himself, and braced for impact. While the barrier would absorb Kakashi's jutsu, Kakashi was still moving really fast, so this was going to be a hell of a hit. Kakashi was damn near panicking. Another teammate was about to die by his hand, just like Rin. "Naruto, what the hell are you thinking?" thought Kakashi. But then something strange happened, right as he got close to Naruto. The Reikiri in his hand fizzled out of existence. Not only that, but Kakashi could feel the chakra be sucked out of him. Before he could think on this, his hand hit Naruto, sending Naruto into Haku, and Haku into Zabuza, and Zabuza into side rail of the bridge, breaking both his arms. Naruto groaned. He had been right, that hurt like hell. Naruto felt like his head was on a really soft pillow. In fact, it was so soft that Naruto was tempted just to lay there and pretend to be knocked out, to just let Kakashi-sensei handle the rest. But Naruto knew he had to get up and let his sensei know that he was okay. So opening his eyes, Naruto was about to call out to Kakashi, when he realized what it was that was so soft. Apparently when him and Haku had landed, his head had somehow landed on Haku's chest. Tilting his head just a little, Naruto saw Haku wide-eyed and staring at him. All at once matching blushes crept up their faces, as they both scooted away from each other like the other one was on fire. "Sorry," said Naruto quickly. "It's fine," said Haku just as quickly. Before either could say anything further, they were interrupted. "Haku, what the hell were you thinking?" yelled out Zabuza, shocking everyone on the bridge. "Never ever try to take an attack that is meant for me. Don't you get it? Training you was the only thing I ever did right. You more than anything else are my legacy." "Haku," said Zabuza, limping over to where Haku was, both of his arms hanging limply at his side. "But Zabuza, your dream," to Haku was cut off before she could finish. "My dream was for you, Haku. So you could grow up without the fear of being hunted down just because of your blood. So you see, without you my dream would be empty. You're the closest thing I have to a daughter, Haku," said Zabuza. "But you. I thought I was your tool," said Haku, tears forming in her eyes. "Wrong. I said that we as shinobi are tools, but we're not just shinobi, Haku, we're people too," said Zabuza, falling to his knees beside Haku. "Well, it seems even the great demon of the mist has a heart," thought Kakashi. At that moment everyone heard clapping. Well. Looks like you were just a baby demon after all, huh?" "Zabuza," said Gato in a mocking tone. "Gato. What's the meaning of this?" growled Zabuza. "Oh, I was never going to pay you anyways. You missing nins are too expensive. I can pay 30 men for what you were going to charge me. Though I was hoping these Konoha ninja would kill you and save me the trouble. Then I was going to have my men kill them while they were still weak," said Gato as the army of thugs he brought with him all laughed. "Alright boys, kill everyone but the girls. I want the one who broke my arm for later. You guys can have the pink-haired one," said Gato, making Sakura shiver and Haku want to vomit at the thought. As the thugs were about to charge, a massive bloodlust filled the bridge. "Gato. You have caused enough suffering. Now it's time to pay," said Naruto, his eyes red as blood, looking every bit the monster his village always feared. Shocking everyone who saw him. "There's no doubt that's the Kyuubi's chakra," thought Kakashi. "Is that really Naruto?" thought Sakura. "I haven't felt power like this since I fought Yagura. Could this kid be a..." thought Zabuza. "What happening to you, Naruto-kun? Is this why your village hated you?" thought Haku. Gato was scared of the child, there was no doubt about that. Sneaking behind his men, he yelled out, Kill him quick," Gato yelled, as his men rushed the boy. Naruto pulled out Zanpakuto, leveling the blade with the ground. Naruto whispered, "Extend Zanpakuto." Zanpakuto's blade grew to about 3.5 feet long. Naruto, summoning wind chakra to his feet, began to spin around, looking like a bladed tornado. "Uzumaki sword art, spinning death top," yelled out Naruto. The twister that was Uzumaki Naruto slammed into the rushing army of thugs, cutting through them like a hot knife through butter, or more accurately butter in a blender. Those who weren't lucky enough to die quickly by Naruto's sword, were thrown off the bridge just to be torn apart by sharks. By the time Naruto stopped spinning, body parts were everywhere. And that spot on the bridge covered in blood. Gato was staring in horror at what happened to his men. Right as he was about to turn and run, the demon boy appeared in front of him, punching him square in the face. Gato was sent flying back. As he got back on his hands and knees, he saw the boy was stalking toward him like a predator on the hunt. "PP, please spear me. I'll give you anything you want. You want money, you can have, just don't kill me," begged Gato, pissing himself. That's not a bad idea," said Naruto. Gato thought he had talked his way out of it until he saw Naruto's eyes turn into the Rinnegan. Naruto placed his hand on Gato and, using the human path's ability to read minds, pulled all the information about Gato's bank accounts and at the same time pulled out Gato's soul, killing him. Turning off his Rinnegan, Naruto turned around, about to go back to the others, when a large group of people showed up brandishing all sorts of weapons, with Inari right in the middle. "Brother Naruto. We made it," yelled Inari happily, that is until he and the others came upon the sight of all the gore, with Naruto covered head to toe in blood. "Kami, what happened here?" asked a villager. Some were wondering the same thing, while other had to turn around and vomit. Naruto, seeing the reaction of the villagers, summoned a spout of water from the ocean to wash the bridge and himself off. After he was done, Naruto started to feel faint and began to sway on his feet. The last thing he remembered before everything went black was someone yelling his name. Naruto awoke feeling like his head was splitting. "Ooh, what happened?" muttered Naruto. "You channeled more power than your body is used to," said a voice. "Kakashi-sensei, is that you?" asked Naruto, opening his eyes, the light making him groan. "Yep, it's me," said Kakashi with an eye smile. "How long have I been out?" asked Naruto. 5 days, said Kakashi, making Naruto's eyes go comically large. 5 days? yelled Naruto. "Yep, the bridge will be done tomorrow, and our mission complete," said Kakashi. "But what about Haku and Zabuza?" asked Naruto. "I'm right over here, brat," said Zabuza. Naruto looked over Kakashi's shoulder to see Zabuza leaning against the wall, both his arms in a cast. "Haku's been helping Sakura look after you. They've actually become pretty good friends since you've been out." "Oh yeah, I take it I've got you to thank for Sakura's sudden interest in medical ninjutsu?" said Kakashi. "I just told her she would be good at it." "Why?" Naruto asked. "Nothing, I think it's great that she's found something she likes," said Kakashi. About that time Naruto's stomach growled, making Naruto blush, and Kakashi and Zabuza laugh. "Come on, lunch is about ready," said Kakashi, walking to the door. After lunch, Naruto asked Haku, Zabuza, Kakashi, and Tazuna to follow him. Leading them to the spot Kaizo was buried, Naruto began to speak, first to Zabuza and Haku. "Haku, do you remember when I said that you should find a different way to achieve your dream?" asked Naruto. "Yes, I do, Naruto-kun." "Why?" said Haku. "Because I think I found that way," answered Naruto. "What are you talking about, brat?" asked Zabuza. "When I killed Gato, I used a jutsu on him that allows me to pull information from someone's mind. It turns out that Gato really was about the richest man alive well before I killed him. Anyway, I got all his account numbers, and I was thinking of giving a chunk of it back to the people of Wave, minus of course the fee for one A-rank mission. And the rest I was going to give to you if you agree to use it to build a hidden village here in Wave," said Naruto as he pulled something from his pocket, and tossed it to Zabuza. Zabuza caught it and looked at it. It was a black Hittite, with a line engraved in it forming 3 waves. "Ha! While I admit the idea of starting my own village is tempting, the fact is Mist would send an army of hunter ninjas before we even got an academy built," said Zabuza. Though he really did like the idea. "Not if they believe you are dead," said Naruto, with the look of a person about to pull the ultimate prank. "What are you planning, Naruto?" asked Kakashi, worried. It was never a good thing when Naruto got that look. "Alright, Zabuza and Tazuna, please do not ever tell what you're about to see. Haku and Kakashi have already seen it, but if the wrong people find out about this, things could get bad," said Naruto as his eyes turned into the Rinnegan. Zabuza actually gasped. "The Rinnegan?" asked Zabuza, shocking Naruto that he knew what his eyes were. Not a lot of people did. "How did you know?" asked Naruto. "My sensei told me about it, when I was just a Jonin, but I always thought it was just a legend," said Zabuza. "Trust me, it's real," said Naruto. Turning away from the group, Naruto used creation of all things to make a perfect copy of Zabuza. "Wow, that has got to be the freakiest thing I have ever seen, and I've seen a lot," said Zabuza as he looked at himself laying dead on the ground, sword and all. "Now am I right in assuming that Mist doesn't know about Haku?" asked Naruto. "That is correct, Naruto-kun. I was never a shinobi of the Mist," said Haku. "Good, then all you have to do is send Haku disguised as a bounty hunter to the nearest bounty office to collect the bounty on your head, and by this time next week Mist will believe you are dead," said Naruto to a stunned crowd. That would actually work. I would have to change my name, and maybe grow a beard. But that would work," said Zabuza in awe. "Zabuza, we could finally be free," said Haku. "Alright kid, you have a deal," Haku, take that fake and go get that bounty, and try to be back by tomorrow, said Zabuza. Haku nodded as she grabbed the dead Zabuza body and disappeared. Alright old man, do you know any kids who might like to become the first shinobi of the hidden wave? Asked Zabuza. After seeing what you guys can do, I imagine there'll be lots of them, said Tazuna, shocked. Not only was his country going to get a good chunk of Gato's money, but it was also getting its own shinobi. That would mean they would never have to worry about another Gato showing up. Alright Zabuza, I have one more condition, before I give you that account number, said Naruto. And what's that? Asked Zabuza. When the Hidden Wave Village gets on its feet, you sign an alliance with Konoha, said Naruto. Deal, said Zabuza, shaking Naruto's hand. Naruto handed him the account number, and Zabuza set out to collect it. Kakashi was very proud of his student. Not only had he thought of a way for Zabuza and Haku to live free, but he also was giving this country its own shinobi force, and Konoha a new ally. Yes, Kakashi was very proud. After Zabuza had left, Naruto turned to Tazuna. Tazuna, there is a reason I brought us to this spot, said Naruto. And what reason is that, kid? Asked Tazuna. Wonder why they were at his son-in-law's grave. Do you know the legend of the Rinnegan? Asked Naruto. No, said Tazuna, not having a clue what the blonde boy was talking about. The legend goes that the bearer of the Rinnegan has control over life and death. That he can send people to the afterlife. And that he can bring them back, said Naruto. Are you saying that? Said Tazuna, stunned to speak. Yep, we are going to give Inari his father back, said Naruto, dead serious. Naruto awoke with a groan. What happened? Naruto thought to himself. I see you're finally awake, said Kakashi, leaning against the wall. Sensei? How long have I been out? Asked Naruto as he tried to sit up. About a week. You passed out from chakra exhaustion. So how are you feeling? Asked Kakashi as he looked at his student. Like I was eaten by Kurama and shit off a cliff. But it was necessary to give the clone as much chakra as I could spare. Otherwise it wouldn't have been able to summon the King of Hell, said Naruto as he rubbed the sleep from his eyes. So did it work? He asked his sensei. Freakiest thing I ever saw, but yeah, it worked. Keiza is alive now, though very weak. He is currently laying in bed. Tsunami and Inari barely leave his side, unless they're coming in here to check on you, said Kakashi. Naruto nodded. That was to be expected. Then he thought of something. So how did they react to Keiza being alive? Asked Naruto. Kakashi looked pensive for a moment before he answered. Well, as you could imagine, at first they freaked out. After all, people don't come back from the dead every day. But after we explained everything, they began to calm down. Of course both you and Keiza were unconscious at the time, said Kakashi. What did you tell them? Asked Naruto nervously. I told them that you used an ancient kinjutsu of the Uzumaki clan, one that you modified so that it wouldn't take your own life in exchange. But that it still took a whole lot of chakra to use, and that is why you were unconscious. Answered Kakashi, getting a nod from Naruto. I have to say, you took a real gamble showing the Rinnegan to Tazuna. But it paid off. He backed up my story. If you hadn't brought him along, I don't think they would have believed me, said Kakashi. That's why I brought him along. I knew this would be hard for them to understand. Besides, I don't think Tazuna will betray my trust after all we did for his village, said Naruto with a yawn. I see you still haven't fully recovered your strength. Why don't you go back to sleep? I'll wake you when it's time to eat, said Kakashi. Naruto nodded and was out before his head hit the pillow. Dinner that night was strange to say the least. Everyone was giving him strange looks. Sakura was looking at him with astonishment in her eyes, whereas Sasuke was looking at him like he was trying to piece together a puzzle. Naruto could guess what was on his mind, for it was the same thing that he himself had wondered when he learned that his eyes could bring back the dead. Naruto knew he would have to confront the question soon, but not right now. Keiza was still weak but was at the table with his family. When asked what the afterlife was like, Keiza admitted that he could not remember. Naruto guessed that the living was not supposed to know what was waiting after death, and that is why Keiza had no memory of it. After all, that was the great mystery of life. What comes after? Keiza had bowed low to Naruto when they were introduced, and thanked him profusely for taking care of his family and risking his life to reunite them. Naruto, embarrassed, told him it was nothing, hoping to get the attention off of him. He wondered if this is what the old sage felt after he sealed the Jubi. Inari just about tackled Naruto to the ground. Inari now called Naruto big brother, something that secretly pleased Naruto to no end. But he also started to look at Naruto with something akin to hero worship. Naruto prayed to whatever kami was listening that Inari and Konohamaru never meet. The very thought caused Naruto to shiver. The last thing Naruto wanted was a fan club following him around. It was Tsunami's reaction that embarrassed Naruto the most. She had grabbed Naruto up in a bone-crushing hug and with tears in her eyes kissed him on the cheek. Something only Naruto's mother had done. causing Naruto to blush to the roots of his hair. After all the pandemonium had settled down, Naruto asked Tazuna about the bridge. As it turned out, the bridge was completed about 2 days ago. Everyone was just waiting for Naruto and Kaiza to heal before the grand opening. And after that it was back to Konoha. Naruto had to admit that he was a bit sad to be leaving Wave, but he did miss home something terrible. He wondered to himself how Hinata was doing, and what kind of trouble Konohamaru had gotten up to without him. He wondered how the old man was doing, or if Ichiraku's had gone out of business without their #1 customer. He wondered how Iruka-sensei's new class was going and if anyone had stepped up to be the new class clown. Hinata Hyuga was soaking in the local hot springs after a grueling day of training. Kurenai-sensei had them tracking a shadow clone of herself while avoiding booby traps and genjutsus, and worse than that, booby traps hidden by genjutsus. As she soaked her sore body, she became lost in thought. It had been a month since Naruto had left on his mission, and it had been the best and worst month of Hinata's young life. On one hand, she had finally gotten the respect of her father, who had started training her again along with her little sister, and speaking of Hanabi, she and Hinata were closer than ever. On the other hand, she missed Naruto, from his smile that could always brighten her day, to his cheesy jokes. She had hoped that he would be home by now, as the days just seemed to drag on without him. Then there was the upcoming meeting between Naruto and her father, if he agreed and Hinata knew he would. She wondered just what her father wanted to talk to Naruto about. "Hey Hinata, what's got you so deep in thought?" came a voice from her side, causing her to jump. The voice belonged to her sensei. "What? Oh, I was just thinking about the last month," said Hinata. "Thinking about a certain blonde, you mean?" teased Kurenai, making Hinata blush a little. "Don't worry, I'm sure he'll be back any time now," finished Kurenai. "I know, but I still miss him though," mumbled Hinata, not looking Kurenai in the eye. "I know how you feel. I miss Asuma when he is out on a mission, and he feels the same way about me. It's part of caring for someone, missing and worrying about them. If it makes you feel any better, from what I've heard of Naruto's character, I'm sure he is missing you too," finished Kurenai. Hinata smiled and nodded, as the two kunoichi fell into a comfortable silence. Meanwhile at the Hyuga compound. Hiyashi Hyuga sat in his study, thinking about what he had learned in his meeting with the Hokage a few weeks ago. The Hokage confirmed his suspicions that Naruto was indeed Minato's and Kushina's son. While Minato wasn't a best friend of Hiyashi, he was a friend, and more than that, Minato had once saved his life in the war. Had he known that Naruto was Minato's son, he would have done more for the boy. So as his way of atonement for neglecting his friend's son, as well as his poor treatment of Hinata, he had given their friendship his blessing, but he was going to find out just what the boy's intentions were with his oldest daughter. He would really hate to have to close all the tenketsu in the boy's lower body. Naruto looked around him. It looked like the whole village of Wave plus 2 shinobi had come to see them off. All around him people were cheering and saying their farewells to the shinobis who had fought so bravely for them. "Take care. Come back soon. Be safe on your journey back," were just a few of the things Naruto could make out from the crowd. In front of everyone was Inari and his family, as well as Zabuza and Haku, who had returned from gathering Gato's money. "Goodbye Naruto-kun," said Haku softly, sad to see her first real friend go. "Take care you guys, we'll stop by soon to form that alliance with Konoha," said Zabuza. "Oh yeah Brad, I got something for you. It's a scroll on the silent killing technique," he added at the end. "Wow. Thanks," said Naruto in awe. "Don't get all weepy on me or anything. I'm only giving it to you because I always repay my debts," said Zabuza, trying to save his reputation as a hard-ass. Naruto saw through it but nodded anyway, letting him keep his pride. Naruto suddenly found himself in another hug from Tsunami, thankfully, though he wasn't the only one. It was funny to see the look on Sasuke's face as the woman grabbed him up in a hug as well. Naruto had to keep himself from laughing. Sakura though just took it in stride when she too was hugged by the emotional mother. "You take care of them Kakashi," said Tsunami as she wiped the tears from her eyes. "Don't worry, I won't let anything happen to them that's within my power to stop," said Kakashi. "Thanks again for everything you've done for my family. I don't think we can ever fully repay you all," said Kaiza. He had regained enough of his strength to move around, but he needed a cane for support. "Here's the money for the A-rank mission we owe you," said Tazuna, as he handed a sealed envelope to Kakashi. "Thank you all for staying when you didn't have to. You saved this country. You are all welcome back here anytime," finished the bridge builder. "Goodbye bother Naruto," said Inari, trying his best to hold in his tears. "You know Inari, it's okay to cry sometimes," said Naruto, smiling at the boy. "I'm not crying. I just got something stuck in my eye," said Inari, trying to save face. "But if you want to cry, you can." "Me? Cry? Not even when I peel onions, brat," said Naruto as he turned around, Sakura and Sasuke both sweat dropped as they noticed Naruto did in fact have a tear rolling down his face. As the shinobi team walked away, they heard the farewells of the village they had fought to save. "That boy really saved this village. Without him this bridge would have never been finished," said Tazna. "Speaking of the bridge, shouldn't you give it a name?" asked one of the workers. "Yeah, you're right, and I have the perfect name for it. The Great Naruto Bridge, after the shinobi who showed this village what it means to never give up hope," said Tazna. "I like it," agreed his daughter. Inari and Keiza both nodded their agreement. With Team 7 . "So I guess it back to the village and back to D ranks," said Sakura as walked with her team. "It does seem like it's going to be boring. After a mission like this, D ranks are nothing," said Sasuke in agreement with Sakura. But Naruto for some reason couldn't shake the feeling that things were just getting started. In a dark room in Rice Country. "Dosu, Zaku, Kin, I have a mission for the three of you. Get ready, you three are going to the Chunin exams," said a man with a pale face. "I swear any more D ranks and I'm going to go nuke Nin," screamed Naruto, having just finished their 5th D rank that day. "Shut up, idiot," screamed Sakura. "Oh, don't act like you two don't agree with me. I mean, after wave these D ranks are just boring," grumbled Naruto. Sakura shook her head as she sighed. While she agreed that D ranks were in fact boring, she still didn't think she was up for another mission like wave just yet. "That's not the point, Naruto. It's not that we agree or disagree. It's just what good is complaining about it going to do?" asked Sakura. "What are you talking about, Sakura? If memory serves, it was my complaining that got us the wave mission," said Naruto logically. Sakura had no reply to that. Sasuke, overhearing them, decided to add his 2 cents worth to their debate. "H-en," grunted Sasuke, giving Sakura a look that clearly said he's got a point. Sakura turned to Sasuke, giving him a look that clearly said traitor. Meanwhile, Naruto was giving them both a look that clearly said get a room. "That's enough for today, you three. I'm going to go turn in our mission report to the Hokage, so I guess you guys can have the rest of the day off. Meet at the bridge tomorrow at 0600 hours, said Kakashi before he body flickered away. Wanting to get out of there before their arguing gave him a headache. "Okay, sensei," said Sakura. "Later, sensei," said Naruto. "H-en," said guess who, at which point the old Naruto decided to make an appearance. "Is that all you know how to say, bastard?" "H-en, cut that out," yelled Naruto. 3, 2, 1. "H-en, gra. That's it," yelled Naruto as he charged at Sasuke, only for him to disappear in a swirl of leaves. Thought both Naruto and Sakura. "Sneaky little bastard learned the body flicker jutsu, I see. I wonder when he did that?" thought Naruto. Only to feel a massive killer intent directed at him. Turning around slowly, Naruto came face to face with the patron goddess of fangirls, one Sakura Haruno. "Oh Naruto, I was wanting to talk to Sasuke about something," said Sakura in a falsely sweet voice. Naruto started to back up, yelling screaming Sakura he could handle, but falsely sweet Sakura scared the shit out of him. After all, he had seen his mother when she spoke in a falsely sweet voice. Quickly coming up with a plan, Naruto pointed behind Sakura. "Oh, there he is." When Sakura turned around to look, Naruto took off running like a rabbit in the Inuzuka compound. Sakura soon gave chase. Unbeknownst to her, however, was that she was chasing a shadow clone, the real Naruto having hid underground until she was gone. That was close. Man, are all women that scary? Thought Naruto, but then he thought of Hinata, and began to feel a little better. That was at least until he remembered that Hinata had once slapped the piss out of Kiba for being a perv, and according to her tried to shove a Rasengan into her father and using the 32 palms on her sister. And that just made him remember that he had an upcoming meeting with Hinata's father. "Oh man, I'm so screwed," thought Naruto as he began to walk to Ichiraku's. The whole time being followed by a square rock with eye holes. "Just ignore him and he'll go away," Naruto kept thinking to himself. About 15 minutes later and the rock was still following him. Finally, having had enough, Naruto turned around, the rock coming to a dead stop a split second later. "Konohamaru, that's the worst disguise ever. A blind man could see through it," yelled Naruto at the rock. Only for the rock to explode in a pillar of smoke. Cough. 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 "I think we used too much gunpowder," said a voice in the smoke. The smoke cleared to reveal a girl and 2 boys. "I'm Moegi, the toughest kunoichi in preschool," yelled the girl. "I love math, call me Udon," said a boy with glasses and a runny nose. "And I'm the #1 ninja in the village, Konohamaru," said Konohamaru, no longer wearing his helmet. Instead, all 3 of them were wearing goggles much like Naruto used to wear. "And together we form the Konohamaru Ninja Squad." Finished all 3 of them together. Naruto could only shake his head at their theatrics. Finally looking at Konohamaru, Naruto spoke. "Konohamaru, I've told you the point of a disguise is to blend in, not stand out." "What are you talking about, boss? That was my best disguise yet," said Konohamaru. I know, that's what's so sad, said Naruto face-palming. Anyway boss, you said you would play ninja with us today, said Konohamaru, completely ignoring the implied diss about his disguises. A ninja playing ninja? That's so lame, said a voice that made Naruto freeze. Hey Sakura. You're not still mad, are you? Asked Naruto nervously. Only for her to shoot him a look that would have made Zabuza run away screaming. Konohamaru, not noticing the air of want to pound Naruto into dust hanging around Sakura, asked, hey boss, who's this? Looking from Naruto to Sakura and back again, he shouted out, oh I know, she's your girlfriend. Right? Naruto, seeing the look on Sakura's face go from mad to murderous, was quick to correct him. What? No. No, she's my teammate Sakura, and besides she likes our other teammate, said Naruto, hoping to avoid a beating. Konohamaru, taking another look at Sakura, said in a carrying voice, don't worry boss, if you ask me you dodged a bullet. I mean look at the size of that forehead. Konohamaru. Naruto tried to interrupt. Failing to hear Naruto or notice him start to back away, Konohamaru continued to dig his grave. And that awful pink hair. Ah, Konohamaru. Naruto tried to interrupt again before the kid got himself killed. Not to mention her flat chest. Konohamaru, yelled Naruto, finally getting his attention. What is it boss? Asked Konohamaru. Run, yelled Naruto as he pointed at Sakura. Konohamaru, looking at where Naruto was pointing, saw Sakura with a cold-blooded look on her face. Oh, I see now, ah! Screamed Konohamaru as he took off running with Sakura hot on his heels. Naruto and the others following to try and prevent a murder. Konohamaru, not looking where he was going in his haste to get away from the murderous Kunoichi, ran right straight into a guy wearing a black bodysuit and war paint. Ouch! That hurt you little brat, said the guy in war paint as he lifted Konohamaru up by his scarf. Put him down, Kankuro, you know this will only get you in trouble, said a girl with blonde hair and 4 ponytails. Don't worry so much, Tamari, we still have a few more minutes till he shows up. Plenty of time for me to teach this brat a lesson, said the guy who we now know as Kankuro, as Konohamaru struggled to get free. Suit yourself. What would you like me to put on your tombstone? Said Tamari, acting like she really didn't care. Please put him down, it was my fault. Honest. Pleaded Sakura, who had caught up in time to see Konohamaru get lifted up by his scarf. Oh, don't worry, I'll put him down just as soon as I teach him to watch where he's going, said Kankuro, smiling viciously. You better put me down, said Konohamaru, still struggling. Yeah? Or what? Asked Kankuro. Or my big brother will tear you apart. Growled Konohamaru. Kankuro, looking around, saw only the pink-haired girl and 2 kids. Yeah? And what big brother is that? He asked. It was at that moment that he felt cold steel against his neck. This big brother, said a voice to Kankuro's right. Kankuro looked to his right to see a boy of about 5,3 dressed in all black, with spiky blonde hair that hung into his eyes, had appeared beside him holding a black ninjato to his neck in a reverse grip. Fast! Thought Tamari and Kankuro at the same time. Naruto, turning his head to look Kankuro in the eyes, spoke in a deadly voice. I'm going to ask you this nicely once. Please put down the Hokage's grandson, before you force me to cause an international incident. Kankuro turned to look at Konohamaru, only to see him smirking along with Udon, Moegi, and Sakura. Hokage's grandson? Said Kankuro in a nervous voice. That's right, my grandpa is the famous 3rd Hokage, said Konohamaru, sounding a whole lot braver now that Naruto was here. Kankuro gently sat Konohamaru back on his feet. Naruto spoke as he removed his sword from Kankuro's throat. I should warn you, puppet man, my sword can cut through chakra strings. So don't try anything, said Naruto, making Kankuro's and Tamari's eyes go wide. How did you know I was a puppet user? Asked Kankuro as he stepped back a few feet to give himself room to move in case this turned ugly. Well, for one thing, I saw the Suna symbol on your Hittite, and Suna is famous for its puppet users. So it wasn't hard to guess what that thing on your back was, and judging from the fan on your partner's back, I would say she was a wind user. In fact, the only one of you I can't figure out is the one in the tree, said Naruto. Everyone looked in the tree only to see Sasuke standing on a branch. Shaking his head at everyone's obliviousness, Naruto decided to fill them in. No, not him, said Naruto, pointing at a red-headed boy in the opposite side of the tree as Sasuke. Said boy appeared in a swirl of sand, Sasuke following soon after. Gaara, said Kankuro nervously. Kankuro, you're an embarrassment to the village, said the boy Gaara in a monotone voice. But Gaara, they Kankuro started to say, only to be cut off by Gaara. Shut up or I'll kill you, said the red-headed boy. Naruto couldn't explain it, but something about this boy was strange and familiar all at the same time. Hey, what is your name? Naruto asked him. The boy turned to look at him with his cold dead eyes. My name is Sabaku no Gaara. "These are my siblings Temari and Kankuro. Might I have your name as well?" asked Gaara, staring intently at Naruto. "I am Uzumaki Naruto of the Uzumaki clan. These are my teammates Haruno Sakura and Uchiha Sasuke of the Uchiha clan. Are you three here for the Chunin exams?" asked Naruto after he had introduced his team and himself. "Yes we are, I hope to see you there Uzumaki Naruto," said Gaara as walked away, his siblings following after him. "That guy gave me the creeps," said Sakura after they were out of sight. Naruto and Sasuke just continued to stare at where the siblings had walked off. "I assume you felt it too, Sasuke?" asked Naruto. Sasuke turned to look at Naruto before nodding his head in agreement. "What are you two talking about? Felt what?" asked Sakura. "That was no ordinary Genin, Sakura," said Sasuke. "Indeed, even his own brother and sister are terrified of him," said Naruto, backing Sasuke up. "Hey, would you two do me a favor?" Naruto asked. "What do you need?" asked Sakura. "Would you guys make sure Konohamaru and his friends get home safe? There is someone I need to go speak to," asked Naruto, getting a nod from both Sasuke and Sakura. After they had left with Konohamaru and his friends in tow, Naruto made a hand sign and body flickered to his house. Sitting on his bed, Naruto entered his seal. "I figured you would be coming to see me, Naruto," said Kurama as Naruto appeared in his seal. "So you know what that feeling I was getting from that Gaara guy was?" asked Naruto. "Yes I do. What you felt was one of my brothers, Shukaku to be exact," said Kurama. "Oh great, just what we need, another Jinchuriki running around," said Naruto. "Don't worry brat, Shukaku ain't got nothing on me. But all the same you might want to hurry up and get the key to this seal from that old perv," said Kurama before he kicked Naruto out of the seal. As Naruto laid in his bed that night, he couldn't stop thinking about crazy his life had become. First the wave mission, then this Gaara guy, not to mention he still had that meeting with Hinata's father tomorrow. "Damn it, can't I ever catch a break?" thought Naruto before he drifted off to sleep. The next morning started out just like any other, with Kakashi showing up 3 hours late. The only real difference is that by now both Sasuke and Sakura had caught on to this fact, and had subsequently adapted Naruto's method of showing up 2.5 hours late. So in the end they had only waited around for 30 minutes. "My money's on, helped an old lady," said Sakura. Black cat crossed my path," said Sasuke. "You're both wrong. It will be, lost on the road of life," said Naruto. At that moment Kakashi showed up in a puff of smoke. "Sorry I'm late. I got lost on the road of life," said Kakashi, who then sweat dropped as he saw Naruto hold out his hand as both Sasuke and Sakura placed money in it. "Anyways, I nominated you three for the Chunin exams. These are your application forms. Now this is all voluntary. If you don't feel you are ready you can wait till next year. Should you feel like taking them, however, fill these out and bring them to room 301 of the academy. It's at 3 p.m. 5 days from now," said Kakashi before he body flickered away. "Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'll be there." "This sounds just like my kind of party," said Naruto. "This will be a good chance to test my strength against foreign shinobi," said Sasuke with a determined look in his eyes. "Well, I guess I can't let you two go off alone. I mean, there is no telling what kind of trouble you might get in, without me there to patch you up," said Sakura, getting a smile from Naruto and a smirk from Sasuke. "Well then, it's decided. We got 5 days. I suggest we spend them training," said Naruto, getting a nod of agreement from the other two. With that the three Genin went their separate ways to begin preparing for the next step in their careers as ninjas. A little while later, as Naruto was walking to go get some training supplies, he was once again accosted by the Brat Squad. "Hey boss, are you too busy to play ninja with us now?" asked Konohamaru. "Well, I really should be training, but what the hell. Alright, I'll play for a little bit," said Naruto, getting a cheer from the three kids that hero worshipped him. It was at that moment when a rain nin dropped in right behind Moegi, grabbing the little girl at taking off, laughing evilly the whole time. Naruto took off after them. He caught up with them a few minutes later to see the rain nin had Moegi tied to a tree. Coming up with a plan, Naruto created a clone to engage the rain nin in conversation to distract him, while he got Moegi. With everything in place, the fake Naruto dropped out of the trees. "Stay where you are. You wouldn't want to be responsible for this little girl getting hurt, would you?" said the rain nin as he looked at Naruto. The clone Naruto just smiled and said, "What girl? What do you mean, what girl?" "This girl," said the rain nin as turned around to point at Moegi, only to notice that she was no longer there. In her place was a straw doll with a odd-looking explosive tag on it. Was all he thought before the tag detonated, sending out a purple cloud of gas that knocked him out. It was at that point that Konohamaru and Udon caught up with them. "Wow. You did it, boss. You got him," said Konohamaru with Udon nodding beside him. The real Naruto hopped out of a tree with Mangekyou had hearts in her eyes and a look of awe on her face as she stared up at Naruto. "Hey, why don't you guys go play? I need to have a word with this Rinnegan," said Naruto. The three kids complained about having to leave, but complied nonetheless. After the three had left, Naruto tied the Rinnegan to the tree using the same rope that was used to tie Mangekyou, and waited for him to come to. A short while later the Rinnegan came to and found himself tied to a tree, with Naruto standing over him. Before he had a chance to speak, Naruto beat him to it. "You know, you're lucky I realized it was you, Iruka-sensei. Otherwise that would have been a real explosive note, and not just a knockout gas note that I made," said Naruto. The Rinnegan stared at Naruto in shock for a few minutes, before he burst into smoke, revealing himself to be Iruka Umino. "How did you know it was me, Naruto?" asked Iruka with an embarrassed smile. "You can disguise your looks but not your chakra signature, sensei," said Naruto. Getting an odd look from Iruka, Naruto clarified. "I've been working on my sensory skills." "Oh, I didn't realize you were a sensor type, Naruto," said Iruka as Naruto cut him loose. "I'm not that great at it, I can only sense someone when they're close by," said Naruto. "So if you knew it was me, why go along with it?" asked Iruka as he stood up. "I figured you must have had your reasons for doing this," and said Naruto as he got a mischievous look in his eyes. "If it helps motivate those three to practice their jutsu, who am I to complain?" At that Iruka burst out laughing. "Ha! Slick. Maybe I should have tried that with you when you were my student." "I doubt even that would have worked," mumbled Naruto as he scratched the back of his head. "So what was all this about anyways?" asked Naruto after a minute. "Oh yeah. This was a test to see if you guys were really ready for the Chunin exams. Congratulations, you passed with flying colors," said Iruka. "Naturally," said Naruto in a fake pompous manner. "Tell you what, let's celebrate with some ramen," said Iruka smiling. "Deal," said Naruto excitedly. A few hours later, a nervous Naruto stood outside of the Hyuga compound awaiting his escort. Wondering to himself if it was too late to fake being sick. "Naruto-kun, you made it," said Hinata as she walked up with a bright smile that made Naruto's stomach flip for some reason. It had been doing that around her ever since he got back from Wave. But he couldn't for the life of him figure out why. "Are you ready?" she said. "Don't I get any last requests?" said Naruto, only half joking. "Oh, ha, you'll be fine, you big baby. Just remember what we talked about, look him in the eyes and be respectful," said Hinata as she led him to her father's study. After Hinata knocked on the door, they heard him tell them to enter. "Father, Naruto is here for the meeting as per your request," said Hinata, bowing before her father. "Hyuga-sama," said Naruto, likewise bowing. "Very well, you may leave us, daughter," said Hiyashi. Hinata once again bowed before she turned to leave the room, whispering good luck to Naruto as she passed him, which oddly enough didn't really make him feel any better. Naruto stood there for the next 5 minutes waiting to be told to take a seat, indeed waiting to be told anything. But for 5 minutes all the Hyuga head did was stare at him with cold, emotionless eyes. By the 3rd minute Naruto was starting to sweat. By the 4th he was sweating quite profusely. "Oh man. I'm going to die. He's going to have me assassinated, then without me around Sasuke will become Hokage. Who will have by then been corrupted into a shameless pervert by Kakashi-sensei. The Leaf Kunoichi will revolt against having a pervert Hokage, and there will be a huge civil war and Konoha will be left in ruins. All because I couldn't say no to Hinata when she asked me to meet with her father," thought Naruto, his panicked mind coming up with far-fetched scenarios. Meanwhile Hiyashi Hyuga was having the time of his life, wondering just how long he could keep this up before the kid cracked. Never let it be said that Hiyashi Hyuga didn't have a sense of humor. A sick and twisted sense of humor, sure. But a sense of humor nonetheless. Deciding to show a bit of mercy, Hiyashi finally spoke. "You may have a seat," said Hiyashi as he pointed at a chair in front of his desk. Naruto, glad to have that particular torture session over with, was quick to sit down in the chair. A few more moments of silence later and Naruto was about to start getting nervous again. That was at least until the next few words out of Hiyashi's mouth made Naruto go from nervous to shocked in 0.1 seconds. "So Uzumaki-san, or should I say Namikaze-san?" said Hiyashi, making Naruto's eyes grow to the size of saucers. But what?" was Naruto's intelligent reply. "How did I figure out who you were?" asked Hiyashi, getting a nod from Naruto. Giving him a rear smile, Hiyashi began to explain. "Well, the fact that you look like the perfect mix of your mother and father helped. You teaching my daughter one of Minato's signature jutsus didn't hurt either." Here Hiyashi's face got a little serious again, though I imagine it would have if she had actually hit me with it, said Hiyashi, giving Naruto a small glare. "But I suppose that was more my fault than yours," finished Hiyashi. Naruto didn't really know what to say to that, But luckily he didn't have to say anything as Hiyashi continued a moment later. "The main reason I asked Hinata to bring you here, Uzumaki-san, was to thank you," said Hiyashi, bowing his head to Naruto. "Sir?" asked a confused Naruto. "I wanted to thank you for doing what I have failed so miserably to do. You have given my daughter the confidence she has so desperately needed," said Hiyashi. "All I did was be her friend." Naruto lied. Hiyashi thought he heard a slight waver in Naruto's voice, but ignored it for now. "And if for nothing else other than that, then I am truly in your debt. If I can never do anything for you, Naruto, you have but to ask," finished Hiyashi. Naruto did the only thing he could. He bowed low. "Thank you, Hiyashi-sama," said Naruto. "No, thank you, Uzumaki-san," said Hiyashi in return, giving Naruto another smile. If Naruto had been looking, he would have noticed the smile had turned evil. "So tell me, Uzumaki-san, what are your intentions with my daughter?" asked Hiyashi, watching Naruto's eyes once again go wide. A little while later, "Wahahaha. Shut up. It's not funny," said Naruto grumpily to a laughing Hinata, as they were both watching the sunset from the Hokage monument. "Ha ha, why yes it is. Ha ha," said Hinata in between laughs. "No it isn't. I mean just out of nowhere he goes. So tell me, Uzumaki-san, what are your intentions with my daughter? Where did that even come from?" said Naruto as Hinata finally began to calm down. Hinata turned and looked at Naruto like she had never looked at him before, making Naruto's stomach do another one of those odd flips. "So tell me, Naruto, just what are your intentions with me?" asked Hinata in a soft voice. Our blonde hero gulped. Yep, he was defiantly screwed. "Naruto, you have to do it." "No. You can't ask me to do this," cried Naruto, tears beginning to leak from his eyes. There was smoke and fire everywhere. He could hear cries of the wounded and the widowed even now. How could this have happened? This was supposed to be a good day. And now, "You have to. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to kill me." Naruto awoke with a start, soaked with sweat and shivering despite how warm it was in his room. Moving to the edge of his bed, Naruto sat with his head in his hands, trying to shake the nauseous feeling in his stomach. Already the details of the dream were fading from his mind, but he knew it had been a bad one. Shaking his head, Naruto got out of bed and headed for the shower. Today was a big day. It was the start of the Chunin exams, and the next step in fulfilling his dream. So he would be damned if he was going to let a little nightmare get to him. After his shower, Naruto dressed in his normal black hoodie and pants with mesh underarmor, as well as securing his weapons and forehead protector to their rightful places. The last piece of equipment Naruto put on, he had found in his mailbox last night with a note from Kakashi that simply said, "Wear these." It was a simple pair of black sunglasses. Naruto had made a mental note to thank his sensei. These would allow him to use his Rinnegan without drawing attention to himself. With that done, Naruto grabbed a protein bar and headed to the academy. Naruto arrived at the academy only to see that he was the last to arrive. "You're late, Naruto," said Sakura, surprised that Naruto would show up late to something as important as this. Naruto looked at his feet while scratching the back of his head. "Ha. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't sleep well last night." "Well, are you two ready?" "You're the one who was late, Uzumaki," said Sasuke, with a smirk. Ever since the wave mission, he and Sasuke, out of a singe of mutual respect mostly being the key word, stopped calling each other Dobe and bastard. Now they just used the other's last name as if it was an insult. Some would say that wasn't much of an improvement, but he knew that for the two of them it was like calling the other one brother, or at least an equal. "Whatever you say, Uchiha." With that, the trio headed inside. It wasn't long until they came upon a scuffle between an odd boy in green jumpsuit and two older-looking boys. "Ha. You're taking the Chunin exams but you can't even get past us?" said one of the older-looking boys with a bandage on each cheek and one on his chin. He also had what appeared to be two overly large kunai on his back. "Yeah, why don't you just give up now, before you get hurt?" added his buddy who had his forehead protector bandana style on his head. Naruto took one look at Sasuke, and could tell his plan. "Don't. The more people who get fooled by this, the less competition there will be," said Naruto, at least until he saw what happened next. The odd boy's female teammate approached and tried to calm down the situation only to get punched in the face. Naruto, who believed a boy should only hit a girl in self-defense, was instantly pissed. On second thought, "Have at it, Sasuke," said Naruto with narrowed eyes. Sasuke gave a smirk, before he headed towards the two boys. "Real nice genjutsu, but anyone with a brain can tell that this is the second floor and the exams are on the third," said Sasuke with a sneer. Well. So you noticed our genjutsu? Well, let's see you deal with this," said Bandage Boy, as he ran at Sasuke to kick him. But when he spiked his chakra, Naruto noticed something, and was instantly behind the boy with a kunai to his throat. This shocked most people, But what shocked Naruto was that the green jumpsuit boy had managed to catch Sasuke's kick. "He's as fast as I am," thought Naruto. He noticed that the green boy was looking at him in shock too. Deciding to file that thought away for later and deal with the issue at hand, Naruto spoke. "I'm sorry, but I couldn't let my teammate get into a fight with a Chunin, and shouldn't you two be guarding the gate?" said Naruto as he released the boy. The bandage boy smiled before releasing his henge, as did his friend, revealing themselves to be the two Chunin Kotetsu and Izumo. "It's not like guarding the gate is all we do." "And what gave us away?" asked Kotetsu. "You did. When you spiked your chakra," said Naruto. "I didn't know you were a sensor type Uzumaki," said Izumo, as he joined his friend. "I'm just full of surprises," said Naruto with a smirk. "Wait a minute. So you two are Chunin? So what was the point of this?" asked Sakura, with a frown. "We just wanted to see if there were any promising Shin'an among you," said Kotetsu. "And now that our cover is blown, I guess there is no need to stick around." "Well, Jane." With that, the two Chunin body flickered away. "Well, that was odd," said Sakura to her teammates. "Excuse me. You are Sakura, are you not?" "I am Rock Lee, would you be my girlfriend?" "I would protect you with my life," said the green jumpsuit boy, now known as Rock Lee. Now that Naruto got a good look at him, the jumpsuit wasn't the oddest thing about him. The guy had a bowl haircut that looked like it had a ton of hair gel in it, and his eyebrows could have passed for caterpillars. I'm sorry. I'm not really looking for a relationship right now," said Sakura, with a deer in the headlights look. She was trying to let him down easy, as he seemed to be a nice guy. But he was so not her type. "That is okay, but thank you anyways," said Lee with a slightly dejected look. "You two, what are your names?" demanded a boy who was obviously a Hyuga. "It is common courtesy to give your own name before demanding someone else's," said Sasuke frigidly. "I am Neji Hyuga, of the Hyuga branch family." "Now give me your names," said the boy rudely. Naruto's eyes narrowed into slits. He had heard all about Neji, and he had liked none of it. "No. I don't think we will be giving you our names," said Naruto, as he walked past the boy. Sasuke and Sakura following behind him. They finally arrived at the classroom where they were to take the exams. After a small delay in the form of Rock Lee, who wanted to challenge Naruto to a fight, Naruto had to tell him that if he wanted to fight he would have to wait to do it in the exams. They arrived at the door only to see Kakashi standing there. "Ah, there you three are. I'm glad that you decided to come, Sakura," said Kakashi, with an eye smile. "Why is that, sensei?" asked Sakura. "Because if you had not, this would have been the end of the line for both Sasuke and Naruto." "What? What do you mean, sensei?" asked Sakura, shocked. "The first part of the Chunin exams is always a team test. And without the whole team you cannot take it. I didn't tell you guys this because I didn't want Sasuke or Naruto to inadvertently pressure you into taking it. This had to be something you wanted to do on your own. But now that you are here, it's a moot point. Now all that's left to do is tell the three of you that I am proud of the shinobis that you are becoming. And remember, a Chunin must always look underneath the underneath," said Kakashi before body flickering away. "Well, let's do it," said Naruto as he opened the door and stepped inside. Inside, the classroom was packed with fellow Genins from different villages. "I didn't realize there would be so much competition," said Sakura nervously. "Makes no difference. We won't fail," said Sasuke, and it was at that moment that Sasuke's one true fear decided to show itself in the form of one Ino Yamanaka, fangirlism. "Sasuke, where have you been?" said Ino, as she groped Sasuke from behind. "I was hoping you would show up here." "Stop embarrassing yourself, Ino," said Sakura in a surprisingly even tone. "What was that billboard brow?" asked Ino in a snooty voice. At that, Sakura's voice did go harsh. "I said stop embarrassing yourself, porker. Look, does Sasuke even look like he is enjoying that?" Sakura ground out. And with that, the fight was on. Naruto just tuned them out. "Oh, it's you guys. I knew this was going to be troublesome. But even I didn't know it would be this lame," said the lazy voice of Shikamaru Nara as he approached with his ever-hungry teammate Choji Akimichi. "Well, it must be, seeing as you're here," said Naruto in an equally lazy tone. "Naruto? What happened to you? When did you become the tallest of us?" asked Shikamaru, stunned. "It's called a growth spurt. Don't worry, you'll hit yours, eventually," said Naruto flippantly. Truth was, Naruto was a year older than them. But he couldn't tell them that. "Well, what do you know? Looks like we're all here," came the cocky voice of Kiba Inuzuka as he walked up with the rest of his team. Naruto lost track of what he said after that, as he locked eyes with Hinata. Naruto thought back to last night on the Hokage monument. Flashback no jutsu. "So tell me, Naruto, just what are your intentions with me?" asked Hinata in a soft voice. Naruto gulped. Was she getting closer? Naruto realized she wasn't just getting closer to him, he was getting closer to her. They were both leaning towards each other. Hinata's eyes were drifting shut, their faces only a few inches apart. Now only an inch, less than an inch. Now Naruto's eyes were closing, their lips were just about to touch. "Hinata-sama?" yelled Hinata's bodyguard Kohyuga in the distance. Naruto and Hinata sprang apart so fast an observer would have thought they used Hiraishin. Hinata gave an annoyed sigh, before standing up and giving Naruto an apologetic look. "I'm on my way," yelled Hinata, as she jogged off in the direction of Ko's voice. Naruto let out a sigh, before falling back and staring up at the stars. Of all the times to get interrupted, he thought, before he too got up and headed toward his house. End flashback. Naruto came out of his daze, right as an older boy approached the group. "Hey, would you guys mind keeping it down a little? I mean no offense, but you guys are the 9 rookies right? I wouldn't go drawing attention to yourselves," said the boy with white hair and a leaf forehead protector. "Well, who asked you? Just who are you?" yelled Ino. "I'm Kabuto Yakushi, and you should look behind you." "You've made quite the impression," said Kabuto with a smile. Naruto, who was now standing beside Hinata, looked behind him to see all of the gathered Jonin glaring at them. "This exam has a habit of getting people high-strung. But don't feel bad, you're just rookies." "How were you to know?" said Kabuto. "Kabuto, is this not your first time taking this exam?" asked Sakura. "Actually this will be my 7th, said Kabuto. Naruto once again tuned everything out, instead focusing on the kunoichi standing next to him. If Ko had not interrupted when he did, he and Hinata would have shared their first kiss. But what did that mean? Naruto was more than aware of Hinata's feelings toward him. But what was his feelings toward her? Well, to put it simply, she was his best friend, but did his feelings for her go deeper than that? After all, he was a willing participant in the almost kiss. It was times like this Naruto really missed talking to his father. His mom would just tease him, but Naruto knew his dad would have listened and given him whatever relevant advice he had. He could talk to Iruka-sensei, but Naruto had never really gotten the sense that Iruka was very good with the ladies. Old man Hokage was out of the question, as he was far too old. He guessed that only left Kakashi-sensei. Well, with all that smut he reads, he must have picked up something about girls and relationships. Naruto came out of his inner monologue right about the time Sasuke was saying something to Kabuto. "Neji Hyuga, and Gaara of the Sand," said Sasuke. Naruto noticed that Kabuto now had a deck blank cards out. "All you know their names, that takes the fun out of it," said Kabuto, as he wiped out 3 blank cards. First up, Neji Hyuga of the Hyuga clan. Last year's Rookie of the Year, teammates are Rock Lee and Tenten. Let's see missions: 26 D ranks, 19 C ranks, 0 B ranks, and 0 A ranks, said Kabuto before he picked up the next card. Next up we have Gaara of the Sand. Not much known about him, let's see, he's had 8 C ranks. And get this, 1 B rank. All without getting a single scratch on him, said Kabuto in awe. Not even a single scratch? Asked Shikamaru in awe and a little fear. Leaf, rain, grass, waterfall, sand, and sound. They have all sent their best Jonin to take the exam. So the competition is going to tough. Of course, Sound is a new village, and not much is known about them. Finished Kabuto. Naruto noticed movement out the corner of his eye. It was the 3 Sound shinobi heading straight toward Kabuto. The odd thing is that Naruto was sure Kabuto had noticed it too. Yet he showed no signs of preparing for it. He let the 3 Jonin get far closer than anyone would want an unknown shinobi to be. Of course, if he had known about their skills and what they were capable of, that might be different. But a relatively unknown you would never let get that close, if you could stop it. Still, the speed at which he reacted once they were close was impressive. If Naruto had to guess, he would say he was almost as fast as Sasuke. Another odd thing was Kabuto only reacted defensively, dodging the initial kunai strike and the follow-up right hook from the mummy-like Sound Nin. That was when it truly got odd. Kabuto smirked before suddenly doubling over and coughing up blood. His glasses shattered on the floor, and Naruto was sure that punch had missed. Write this on your little card, punk. The Jonin form the sound will be Chunin when this is done. Guaranteed, said a boy with dark spiky hair. Before anything else could transpire, the back of the room erupted into smoke and a loud voice rang out. "Alright maggots, listen up. I'm Amaviki Morino, your proctor, and from this moment your worst nightmare," yelled a guy covered in scars. "There will be no fighting without the permission of the proctors. Is that understood? Good, then we will begin with the first part of the Chunin exams. Hand over your paperwork. In return you will each be given a number. This number will determine where you will sit. We will start the written test once you are all seated," said Aviki. Naruto couldn't help but smile at the fact that there once was a time when the words written and test put together Would have been all it took to break him. As luck would have it, he and Hinata were seated next to each other. Almost kiss awkwardness aside, he was happy, as there was no one else he would rather sit beside. "Good luck, Hinata," Naruto said with a smile. "You too, Naruto," said Hinata, with a light blush to her cheeks. Naruto couldn't help but wonder what that blush was about, not that he hadn't kind of missed it. "Alright everyone, eyes front. There are a few reals to go over before we begin," said Ibiki to the Genin. He then started to go over the rules to the test, explaining the point system, and how if you got caught cheating 5 times you would be dismissed. Which struck Naruto as kind of odd. Why 5? Why not the first time you got caught? But it was what he said next that gave it away. Anyone fool enough to be caught cheating by the Sentinels, doesn't deserve to be here. Not fool enough to cheat, but fool enough to be caught cheating. The way he said it made it sound like he wanted you to cheat, just not get caught. It was at that moment that Kakashi's words from earlier came back to him. Remember, a Chunin must always look underneath the underneath. Kakashi had said something similar during the bell test. The bell test. A test within a test, of course. And Naruto was willing to bet that just like the bells didn't matter in the bell test, the answers wouldn't really matter here. They just wanted to see if you could cheat and not get caught. You want to be shinobi? Then show us what exceptional shinobi you can be. And one more thing. If one of you should get a 0 on the test, the whole team will be disqualified. Okay, so maybe the answers did matter a little. The final question will be given out 15 minutes before the end of the test. Begin. Ibiki finished. Naruto looked down at his test. The difficulty of the questions confirmed his original suspicions. This test was rigged to make you cheat. No wonder Kakashi gave him the glasses. Well, if they wanted him to cheat, he would cheat. A quick glance around the room confirmed that he was not the only one to arrive at this conclusion. There were Genin cheating all over the place. Activating his Rinnegan, Naruto began to copy the movements of a Genin in front of him, who oddly enough wasn't cheating, yet still didn't seem to be having any trouble. Meaning he was either really smart if he already had all the answers. Pretty soon Naruto had finished copying the answers and turned his paper over to wait for the last question. Looking around the room once again showed him that both Sasuke and Sakura were likewise done, as well as the rest of the rookie 9. Still, the room was suspiciously less crowded, meaning quite a few had been caught cheating. "Alright. Time for the 10th and final question," yelled Ibiki, after 45 minutes. "Before I give the 10th question, there are some rules you need to be made aware of. These rules are unique to the 10th question. Rule number 1, each of you is free not to be given a final question." This naturally caused a stir. "What? We don't have to take the final question? So what's the catch?" asked someone in the back. "If you choose not to take the question, you will receive a 0. In other words, you'll fail, which means your team will fail too," said Ibiki with an evil smile. "Hang on, there is more. If you choose to take the final question and get it wrong, you will not only fail, you will be barred from taking the Chunin exams ever again," yelled Ibiki, stunning all the Genin left in the room. "Hey man, what kind of bogus rule is that? There are lots of people who have taken the exam multiple times," said Kiba in shock and anger. "I guess you're all unlucky. I wasn't making the rules before, but now I am," said Ibiki. Something about all this really stunk to Naruto. Regardless though, he was not going to quit. Kakashi-sensei believed them ready to take this exam, and Naruto was not going to let him down. Plus, what was life without a little risk? "Alright. So who doesn't feel up to the question? Just raise your hand," asked Ibiki. It wasn't that long until people started to lose faith in themselves and raise their hands. First 1, then 2. Then a whole lot more. Naruto was content to just sit there and wait, but one look behind him changed his mind. Sakura was about to raise her hand, no doubt believing she would be doing him and Sasuke a favor by keeping them from getting barred from the exam. But Naruto couldn't let her do that. Sasuke would hate her forever if she did. So against his better judgment, Naruto raised his hand, only to slam it down on the table as he stood. "We're not scared of you. Anyone not willing to take risks doesn't deserve to be Chunin. Besides, even if you do bar me from the exam, I'll still become Hokage. So you just ask your stupid question, cause I'm not afraid," yelled out Naruto passionately. Ibiki, who stood by and watched with a stony face, was inwardly shocked and amused. "Are you sure? This is your last chance to back out before I ask the question." But no one raised their hands. It's amazing that little outburst seems to have restored their confidence. His words have inspired them into staying. 78 Genin left, but I don't see anyone wavering. So I guess that's it, thought Ibiki. "Well, I admire your determination if nothing else. For those of you left, there is only one thing left for me to do. And that is tell you that you all pass," said Ibiki with a smile at the shocked looks he was getting. "Wait? What do you mean we pass?" What about the 10th question? Asked Sakura, both shocked and annoyed. Ibiki smiled even more. There never was one. Well, in a way, you could say your decision to stay was the answer to the 10th question. Are you saying that the other 9 questions were just a waste of time? Asked a girl in the back. No. No, not at all. The first 9 questions served to determine if you were able to gather information without getting caught. Something you will be required to do as Chunin. Sometimes gathering good accurate information can be the difference between life and death. Peace and war. Which is why I made the test so hard, so that way you would be encouraged to cheat. And those of you who weren't any good at it were weeded out. Explained Ibiki. Okay, I get that. But I still don't get the last question? Or lack of it, said the same girl. The 10th question was to determine whether you were willing to put it all on the line for the sake of the mission. As Chunin you will be put in high-risk situations, and sometimes success of the mission will depend on whether or not you're willing to sacrifice both yourself and your team to get the job done. So I put you in a no-win situation, to see if you were willing to take the gamble. And you all were, so you all pass. Finished Ibiki. Suddenly a round ball came crashing through the window. 2 kunai shot out of it, causing it to unravel, revealing it to be a banner with a kunoichi inside. Alright everyone, listen up. I'm Anko Mitarashi, and I'll be your second proctor, said the kunoichi. A few hours later, after finding out the location of the second test from Kakashi, Naruto asked if he could ask him something in private. Kakashi agreed and sent the other 2 on their way. What is it you wish to ask Naruto? Asked Kakashi. I just wanted some advice. If you knew a girl liked you, and you thought that you might like her too, but you still wasn't sure, what would you do? Kakashi got an odd kind of sad look in his eye, when Naruto asked him his question. Finally letting out a sigh, Kakashi answered. While I can't really tell you what to do Naruto, I will give you a bit of advice. The lives of shinobi tend to be notoriously short ones. The people you care about today might not be there tomorrow. So you have to ask yourself, if something were to happen to this girl, would you regret never having asked her out? If the answer is yes, then you will know what you have to do, said Kakashi, before giving Naruto a pat on the shoulder. 2 hours later and Naruto still sat in that same spot. Finally he sighed and got up. He believed he had his answer, now just to figure out what to do about it. That's the end guys. If you enjoyed then make sure to leave a comment. This is Chaos Shinobi signing off.